The girl witnessed her parents' broken marriage come to an end. Her parents argued endlessly about her custody. Indeed, neither of them wanted her. Poor girl felt she was worth less than a dog. Unable to understand human words, her emotions didn't need to be cared for. Behind her fairy-like appearance, she hid a rebellious girl's heart. 3 months later, Lin Yujing moved to her stepmother's mansion with her father. To help them get along, her father politely introduced them to each other. She pretended to be obedient and actively showed goodwill to her stepmother. The emotionally intelligent stepmother smiled and accepted her, saying, "Don't be formal, we're family now." Facing the unfamiliar environment and home, she carefully followed her father. Because her father and stepmother would start their honeymoon trip tonight, the stepmother told her to treat this place as her own home and not to be restrained, saying she could talk to Zhang Yi about anything. But the maid turned and glared at her fiercely. Lin Yujing, to avoid causing unnecessary trouble for her father, obediently followed instructions. Then she said she would go out for a walk to familiarize herself with the surroundings. The stepmother instructed her son to pick her up later, saying, "Just treat him like your real brother from now on." The girl nervously thanked her stepmother and went out to clear her mind. The April weather was especially nice, but she couldn't feel happy at all. When she passed by a tattoo shop, she was attracted by the sign outside. Should she go in and take a look? She gently pushed open the door, slowly walked into the studio. She was attracted by the wall full of tattoo designs. At this moment, several blonde guys with sleeve tattoos inside looked at her simultaneously. Her obedient appearance made her look like a fairy standing in front of them. Lin Yujing felt a bit uncomfortable being stared at. She shyly waved at them. Seeing a customer enter, the tattooed guy quickly called out, "Wanji, customers here?" Unexpectedly, under a pile of cushions in the back, there was actually someone lying there. He was wrapped up tightly and didn't respond after several pushes. Then, the tattooed guy slapped his bottom with a paw sound to wake him up, saying, "Stop pretending to sleep, get up and serve the customer." The boy casually grabbed a cushion and threw it back, cursing before saying, "Sister, sorry, our boss isn't in a good mental state. Shen, there's a young lady waiting." Hearing young lady, he finally turned his head. Then he supported himself to sit up slowly. His handsome face was intoxicating, with an air of authority about him. The boy looked up at her, his eyes radiating charm. The girl stared at him intently. The boy sat up and arranged the sofa, casually asking, "Where do you want the tattoo?" The girl thought about how his bottom must still hurt from that slap. "On my bottom." At this moment, the 3 blonde boys in the room heard her words. Shocked, the room fell into awkward silence. The girl coughed to ease the awkwardness. She said softly, "Can I get it on my bottom?" The boy turned to look at her, surprised that this pure-looking girl had such open-minded thoughts. Lin Yujing nervously swallowed. The boy couldn't help but laugh, then said sure. She was a rebellious girl hidden beneath a fairy-like exterior. She had accidentally walked into a tattoo shop and asked the male owner if she could get a tattoo on her bottom, making all the boys in the room dead silent. To ease the awkwardness, she lowered her head, thinking how to end this. When she saw the design selection area on the wall, she walked straight over. But as she looked through the drawings, she found they were all shapeless cartoon characters. She picked up an unfinished piece. "This looks like children's doodles." She turned and asked with a smile, "This bear is so cute." The boy bluntly replied, "That's Hello Kitty." The girl looked at it several times, hardly believing her eyes. It didn't look like a cat at all. Looking at the cartoon style, the girl thought it was some child's work, who knew it was drawn by the boy. She couldn't believe such a sophisticated tattoo shop owner had such a cartoonish drawing style. She put down the drawing, embarrassed but polite. Then the girl asked what differences there were depending on tattoo location. The boy professionally explained how different locations had different pain levels and aftercare requirements. Which part hurts less? Seeing her nervous and afraid of pain, the boy couldn't help but laugh. "If you're asking about pain, that spot you mentioned would hurt the least." Hearing his explanation, the girl was so embarrassed she wanted to disappear into the ground. Just then, her phone vibrated. The girl quickly stepped aside to answer the call. It turned out to be her stepmother's son, Fu Mingxiu. As soon as the call connected, he said harshly that he had a cold and fever. Hearing her brother's poor acting, she wanted to be politely cooperative. She gently asked about his condition. "How high is your fever?" Unexpectedly, this brother ridiculously claimed it was 40 degrees. So she stopped pretending and countered, "Then let me call 119 for you." Hearing this, his blood pressure shot up and he hung up. Lin Yujing turned to the boy with an apologetic smile. "Something came up. I'll come back another time." As soon as she left, the blonde tattooed boys started gushing. Wan Ji. That girl was quite pretty, just standing there in her little dress, like a fairy. That ethereal aura can't be faked. The boy pretended to be calm as he listened to their praise. The image of their first meeting floated in his mind, remembering her empty eyes. A dart flew straight to the center point. The blonde boy was still regretting. We should have given her our personal contact. Such a pure and obedient girl. While he was still praising endlessly, the boy slammed the Hello Kitty drawing on the table. She doesn't look obedient at all. This little kitten, if you really try anything, she'll leave nothing of your bones. Her stepbrother, to avoid picking her up, lied about having a 40-degree fever. When the girl got home, she still brought him medicine. First, she told him to drink more water, then offered to call 119. Seeing him get red-faced and furious, before Fu Mingxiu could get up in anger, she quickly retreated to her room, telling him to rest well. Fu Mingxiu looked at the various cold medicines she bought, then tossed them aside. Don't try to win me over with kindness. I'm telling you it won't work. Late at night, the girl felt tired. She had a very vivid dream. She dreamed of the tattoo shop owner appearing before her with a drill, insisting on tattooing a Hello Kitty on her. She thought about how nice her bottom looked and how the boy's Hello Kitty was too ugly for her perfect bottom. So she struggled desperately in her dream. But suddenly the boy stopped the drill, changed his mind, gently helped her up, and said he'd tattoo a luminous watch instead. The girl suddenly woke up from the nightmare. The shock took long to subside. Then her stomach growled. Because of meeting Fu Mingxiu earlier, she hadn't had dinner. So she got dressed and went to the convenience store downstairs. In the evening breeze, she sat alone outside the store, eating Odin. Having barely eaten all day, she found it delicious. Just then, some familiar faces appeared across the street. Weren't they the people from the tattoo shop this afternoon? The boy walked coolly behind them with his hands in his pockets. The boy seemed to notice her too. Their eyes met. She was about to greet him, but remembered her nightmare. The girl shyly lowered her head. She had just come out for some late-night Odin, but ran into the tattoo shop boy meeting for a fight. Instead of being scared, she calmly ate her Odin, watching the scene. Then, the red-haired guy from the other group spotted her. Seeing her fair skin, beauty, and long legs, he approached to chat her up. "Miss, eating alone so late at night?" Just as he was about to get closer, the boy blocked him. "Who are you trying to talk to? It's rude to disturb someone eating Odin." The red-haired guy first made some small talk. Wan Ji is here to back up his brothers today. Shenwan said he was just passing by to buy water. This casual remark left everyone confused. Was this turning into a negotiation? The blonde guy blurted out in panic, "Dad, what's going on?" Making Lin Yujing, who was enjoying the show, burst into laughter. The girl casually picked up a rice ball, about to open it. At this moment, the atmosphere between both sides turned ice cold. Only the sound of her opening the rice ball package could be heard. Shinwan suddenly yawned. "Hurry up, let's finish this so I can go back to sleep. School starts tomorrow, and I still have homework to finish." Hearing this, she accidentally dropped her rice ball. What kind of gangster was he? This school bully, in the midst of a fight, was actually thinking about finishing homework. His homeroom teacher would probably be pleased. Just then, the red-haired guy made the first move. Calling you Wan Ji was being respectful. Don't actually think you're someone important. The boy threw a left hook, followed by pulling hair. Then a kick with his leg, giving the red-haired guy no chance to fight back before being knocked down. Shinwan squatting down was definitely impressive. Seeing their leader knocked down, the others rushed forward together. The blonde guy blocked them. "This is my fight. I'll handle it myself." Then they all started fighting chaotically. Lin Yujin quietly picked up the fallen rice ball. Just as she was about to leave, she noticed the store clerks whispering. They had called the police. Seeing this, the girl hurriedly grabbed the boy's clothes. Shinjun suddenly turned to look at her. Their eyes met. His profile was really handsome. The girl had just come out for some late-night Odin, but stumbled into a gangster fight. Seeing them fighting intensely, she dropped her rice ball. Just then, the convenience store clerk called the police. Lin Yujin tried to warn them, but because of the chaos, the boy couldn't hear what was being said. The girl had to move closer. Even closer. The store clerk seems to have called the police. Hearing this, the boy's cheeks slightly reddened, then casually said they should leave. The girl was surprised. Are we just leaving this situation? But Shinwan was only worried that it's 10:30, not wanting to miss the optimal sleeping time. So he was actually health conscious. The gangster walked into the convenience store, where the female clerk kept glancing at them, clearly smitten by the boy's appearance. Lin Yujin turned to look at the gangster. With that face, he must break many girls' hearts. Just then, police sirens sounded outside. The troublemakers scattered like birds and beasts. The two calmly walked out of the store, as if unrelated to the chaos. The boy then placed a rice ball in her hand. Looking at the steaming rice ball, the girl was pleasantly surprised. "I saw you drop yours earlier. So this gangster had a warm side after all." This was the first warmth she felt since coming to this city. The girl woke up naturally in the morning. It was the best sleep she had in months. Then she realized she forgot to eat the rice ball from the gangster. So she got up and opened it. With one bite, a taste of spoiled rice came through. She quickly spat it out into the trash can. How did it go bad so quickly? It turned out it had a 3-day shelf life and needed 0 to 5 degrees storage. But remembering the gangster's kind gesture, Lin Yujin felt guilty for wasting his goodwill. On the first day of school, the boy's excuse for being late was staying up all night doing homework. The seasoned new homeroom teacher was very patient, but the teacher noticed he didn't even bring a school bag. Surprisingly, the boy simply said he forgot to bring it. Who knows where he got the courage to lie so boldly? The 8th middle school welcomed the new semester. A luxury car pulled up at the school gate. Lin Yujin, with her high ponytail, gracefully stepped out of the car. Just then, a middle-aged man with a balding head called out to her. "Are you the new transfer student for Class 10, Grade 2? Lin Yujin stopped and looked at him. Indeed, this balding man was her homeroom teacher, Lu Fujiang. Then, Lin Yujin followed the teacher's steps. Unexpectedly, the teacher bragged the whole way, saying things like how Bajong was bigger than the capital's high school. Seeing his endless praise, Lin Yujin went along with the teacher's words. The homeroom teacher continued praising the school's teaching quality. "Do you know what our school's graduation rate was last year?" The girl curiously asked. "How much was it?" The homeroom teacher proudly said 98%, with a 90% first-tier university admission rate. Soon they entered the classroom, but the scene before them shocked Lin Yujin. The classroom was full of laughter and chaos, with no one taking the new homeroom teacher seriously. Students on the left sat on desks with legs crossed, while those on the right were cursing with mops in hand. That 98% graduation rate must be a lie. But the homeroom teacher maintained his smile while introducing himself. No matter what the teacher said on stage, the students below ignored him. Just then, a student shouted, "Who the hell threw instant noodles in my chrysanthemum tea?" This is my first time being a homeroom teacher. I believe there are no bad students, only teachers who don't know how to teach. The teacher then shared a story from his early teaching days. Once when a student was late, I asked why. Guess what he told me? The students were drawn to this topic and all looked at the teacher. He said, "Teacher, I stayed up all night doing homework. How could I be angry? What a good kid." Just then, Lin Yujin noticed someone actually arriving late at the door. It was Shun Wan, who knocked and entered with one hand in his pocket. "Hello, teacher. I was late because I stayed up all night doing homework." Lin Yujin couldn't believe that in just a few days in this city, she had already encountered the gangster 3 times. The students watched Shun Wan's quick-witted response, feeling nervous for him. The kind teacher said it's okay to be 2 minutes late on the first day. But seeing him walk into class empty-handed, he asked, "Then where's your homework?" Shun Wan was stunned for a moment, then immediately said he forgot to bring it. This answer shocked the girl. "Brother." That response left the teacher speechless. Imagine saying you forgot the homework you stayed up all night doing. How realistic of you. The teacher could only ask him to bring it tomorrow and told him to find a seat. So he walked in without any sign of embarrassment. He headed straight for the window seat, saying, "Excuse me, thanks." Without another word, he scared away the boy by the window. He politely said, "Excuse me, thanks," instead of "Get lost, thanks." What kind of legendary figure was he at Bajong to frighten classmates like this? One was the all-capable cool school boss. One was the tough but cute girl. Meeting again, they became desk mates. Shun Wan, who was fighting last night, sat at his desk with tired eyes. Students behind started gossiping. "Shun Wan is actually in the same grade as us. He only took a year off. I thought he'd be expelled. Wasn't his last desk mate involved in that incident? Only the new student would dare sit with him." The two were still whispering worriedly about whether the boss could hear them. Unexpectedly, Shun Wan turned back and said he could hear them. The students apologized frantically. "We weren't saying anything bad about you." This was the teacher's first lesson of the new semester. We're a new class. It's a new beginning. To better know the new students, the teacher assigned the first task. Everyone had to face their desk mate and maintain eye contact for 1 minute. Hearing this assignment, the students erupted. They glared at their desk mates, complaining they couldn't do it. But the teacher simply took out his phone and started the countdown. Lin Yujin adjusted her expression and turned to Xinwan. Xinwan also obediently adjusted his posture. Facing the gangster, the scene was somewhat awkward. As their eyes met, everything around seemed to freeze. This long minute felt longer than an entire class. The teacher counted 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Some desk mates were already glaring at each other, seeming ready to fight. By now, Lin Yujin could barely hold on. Her fingers gripped her skirt, trying to stay calm. If no one spoke soon, her face would start twitching. Meanwhile, Xinwan rested his chin, enjoying the moment. This starry-eyed deskmate had quite a distinctive look. Her small face had delicate features, emanating a fairy-like aura. No wonder she had the mop head, completely smitten. That idiot Jiang Han had good taste. To ease the awkwardness, Lin Yujing asked if he had a cold. Xinwan responded, "A little." Then Lin Yujing mentioned she forgot to eat the rice ball that night and found it spoiled. Xinwan just said, "Well, that's that." When the teacher signaled time was up, Lin Yujing seemed relieved, instantly revived, then slumped onto her desk. Xinwan quickly looked away too. The teacher wrote large characters on the blackboard, "My deskmate," asked students to think about their first impressions during the eye contact, gave them 3 minutes to organize their thoughts. Everyone would have to share on stage later. Then the teacher indicated to start with Lin Yujing. Called upon, Lin Yujing's mind went blank, looking awkwardly at the teacher. The girl became desk mates with the school boss on her first day, and the teacher's first assignment was maintaining eye contact for a minute, then asked students to share their first impressions on stage. Let's start from this side. Lin Yujing was at a loss. The teacher let her prepare for 3 minutes before going up. Xinwan rested his chin, watching her like a show. Lin Yujing sighed, recalling their first meeting at the tattoo shop. He was sleeping deeply on the couch with a blanket over his head. When he stood up, his long legs and curved bottom made one question his orientation. Thinking of this, she panicked. These things definitely couldn't be mentioned. The teacher indicated time was up. Let's welcome Lin Yujing to the stage. While others clapped encouragingly, she could only pat her desk as she stood up, still trying to find adjectives to describe Xinwan from the corner of her eye. Xinwan watched her curiously, wondering how she would describe him. The next second, he started clapping too, suddenly full of spirit, offering encouragement to the girl. So Lin Yujing walked to the podium amid applause. But on stage, she noticed sympathy in her classmates' eyes. As if after her speech, her desk mate would slice her up with a cleaver. Only Xinwan watched her coolly from below, showing a slight smile. Then, she started speaking seriously, but making things up. My desk mate really loves studying. Hearing these insincere words, classmates felt nervous for her. The day before school started, he stayed up all night doing homework, was late, and caught a bad cold. Finally, she added with a smile, and he forgot to bring the homework he stayed up doing. Hearing her description, all classmates froze. Just as things got awkward, the homeroom teacher was called away by a neighboring teacher. The homeroom teacher praised Lin Yujing for setting a good example, then asked other students to prepare and continue later. Students below started whispering among themselves. The blonde guy behind gave her a thumbs up secretly. She quietly returned to her seat, observing secretly. Xinwan seemed particularly satisfied with her speech, lost in thought. The girl was asked to describe her school boss desk mate on stage. The whole class held their breath, fearing she might say something wrong and get punished. Unexpectedly, the girl stood on stage making up stories. My desk mate really loves studying. Her praise not only earned the teacher's approval, even her school boss desk mate looked at her differently. Minutes later, the homeroom teacher returned. Let's continue. Who's next? Everyone looked at Xinwan, but he showed no intention of going up, sitting there calmly. The next second, he told the teacher he'd already presented. Then he glanced at the blonde guy, who sensed the school boss's threat. Next moment, the blonde guy raised his hand high. Teacher, it's my turn. Just like that, Xinwan effortlessly escaped this assignment. Soon it was break time. As a new student, Lin Yujing needed to get her uniform from the gymnasium. The teacher worried she wouldn't know the way, so she caught the blonde boy Li Lin, asking him to take Lin Yujing there and introduce the school environment. Li Lin enthusiastically introduced the cafeteria location. He described the cafeteria food, but strangely, students didn't eat there. Lin Yujing couldn't tell if the cafeteria was good or bad. On the basketball court, several boys were already attracted by Lin Yujing's beauty. Li Lin turned around and saw Xinwan on the court. Hey, new student, that's your desk mate. A gentle breeze brushed her ponytail as Lin Yujing looked back. In basketball uniform, uniform. Xinhuan's muscular figure looked so cool. The girl became desk mates with a tough guy on her first day of transfer. Where the tough guy was, students kept their heads down, afraid one wrong word would cost their lives. Only Lin Yujing wondered why everyone feared him so much. Actually, Xinhuan should be a senior now. He's in second year, because he repeated. They say he nearly beat his desk mate to death last term. The person was carried out covered in blood, and Xinhuan's eyes were terrifyingly scary then. No one knew what happened between them. Everyone thought he'd been expelled or transferred. Unexpectedly, after a year's break, he became Lin Yujing's desk mate. The next second, the blonde guy suddenly grabbed her, trembling, confessing he'd badmouthed the tough guy this morning, wondering if he'd survive until Dragon Boat Festival. Lin Yujing was startled. She comforted her classmate, saying May was over. The next holiday would be Mid-Autumn Festival. Meanwhile, Xinhuan played basketball with seniors. He songed and used basketball as an excuse to watch junior girls, especially the first year who just passed by. Her looks are stunning. She has this otherworldly aura. But first years are all at military training, so she must be a second year. Xinhuan replied, she's a transfer student in second year. He songed and exclaimed, as expected of the boss, you're like the school's information center. He then leaned forward, asking which class that pretty girl was in. She's my desk mate in class 2. This surprised he songed Nan. He shot an envious look. You're so lucky to have repeated a year. You've got such a nice desk mate. Junyi Xinhuan immediately glared at him. His face suddenly darkened. Then came a flying kick, sending he songed and flying. He whined pitifully. Junyi, what was that for? Xinhuan responded, that's my desk mate, not yours. A teenage girl witnessed her parents' marriage crumbling to an end. Her parents argued endlessly about her custody. Neither wanted her. Behind her fairy-like appearance, she hid a rebellious heart. Months later, she moved to her stepmother's villa with her father. Lin Yujing pretended to be obedient, actively showing goodwill to her stepmother. Then her father went on a honeymoon business trip with her stepmother. They arranged for Lin Yujing to attend Ba Zhong School, living like a young lady. However, she wasn't happy despite the improved living conditions. That day, she heard the blonde guy mention that Ba Zhong offered boarding. All it needed was a parent's signature. In the evening, she received her father's call, asking about her new school situation. Lin Yujing wanted to try, so she suggested boarding to her father, explaining many students lived at school. Plus, she'd never experienced communal living before. She wanted to try it. Hearing this, her father suddenly became emotional. You dislike staying home that much? Isn't Annie Guan good enough to you? Even your mom wasn't this caring. The girl felt powerless facing her father's questioning. After all, living under others' roof, she had no choice. But her father continued scolding. What would Annie Guan think if you suddenly moved out? Lin Yujing just wanted her own private space. So she asked pointedly, are all you married and men this sensitive? Before her father could curse, she hung up, then threw her phone aside. This was yet another night she suffered alone. He was the legendary school boss who almost beat his desk mate to death. All classmates kept their distance from him. But transfer student Lin Yujing wasn't afraid, and even wanted to be his friendly desk mate. After arguing with her father last night, Lin Yujing felt terrible. But the boarding application needed a parent's signature. The homeroom teacher had seen her father's handwriting yesterday, so she practiced a second handwriting style on scratch paper to imitate her father's. Looking at the messy handwriting, Lin Yujing couldn't bear to look. Just then, her desk mate Xinhuan knocked on the desk, gesturing her to make way. She looked up suddenly to see Xinhuan standing casually in front, drinking soy milk. The boss is really punctual today. Lin Yujing saw him open a new book and quickly sign his name. Oh my, look at that. Is this really handwriting from a boss? He's quite different from other illiterate bosses I've known. So she started plotting about the boss. Isn't he the perfect candidate for her plan? Then she called out softly, hey. But Xinhuan completely ignored what she was saying, continuing to spin his pen casually. Lin Yujing tried to lean on the desk to get his attention. The next second, she turned into a kitten. Deskmate Xinhuan's pen dropped on the desk, his body covered in goosebumps, his Adam's apple moving slightly. He commanded, speak properly. Lin Yujing felt awkward instantly, thinking she shouldn't be too direct with such a boss. So she said generously, if you don't know any words, you can ask me. Xinhuan responded helplessly, thanks. Actually, my English is quite good. The girl looked at him surprised. This guy really cares about face. Is he trying to show off? She blurted out, do you bosses take a course in bragging before entering society? She was really bold, daring to question a boss like that. The two students behind were scared stiff, looking at Shun Wan's serious expression. Lin Yujing thought she was done for. Why did she say what she was thinking? She might become the second desk mate who almost got beaten to death. Junyi closed his English book. It seemed necessary to have a chat with her. He meant to scare her, but the next second he burst out laughing. What's going on? The boss heard his desk mate mock him, but instead of getting angry, he's laughing happily. Shinwan replied, of course we need to learn how to brag. The boss can really joke around. I'm sweating from fear, but he's just laughing. Then Lin Yujing suggested, since we're desk mates, why don't we get along and help each other? Shinwan's Adam's apple moved. He slowly leaned closer. Get along? How do you want to get along with me? Just as they were about to kiss, the air around seemed to freeze. The girl wanted to be friendly with her desk mate, but the desk mate wanted to act like her father. When the boss heard Lin Yujing wanted to be friendly desk mates, he curiously leaned forward, asking how they would be friendly. But somehow these words sounded different coming from the boss's mouth. Then she took out the form. If the boss could kindly sign in place of my father, I can help explain anything you don't understand in studies later. Shin Wan's lips curled into a smile. Such a tempting offer. I'd like to help, but we bosses only know how to brag. We never study. Lin Yujing, failing to negotiate, sulked thinking, you're tough. At this time, classmates came to collect summer homework. As a transfer student, Lin Yujing didn't need to submit any. Shun Wan directly handed in his half-empty homework. Who knows where he got the confidence to say he was good at studying. Just then, the class bell rang. The English teacher used all English instruction. The girl kept stealing glances at the boss. Surprisingly, he was studying quite seriously. But the next second, he tore a small note from his notebook and secretly passed it to Lin Yujing. What signature? Lin Yujing took the note and replied, so you bosses don't talk during class, just pass notes? Shinjun took the note and asked directly, so what signature do you need? Lin Yujing saw he was asking seriously this time. It turned out the boarding school form needed a parent's signature, but her father never agreed to her boarding, and she couldn't forge another handwriting. Who would have thought to ask the boss? So, you want me to be your father for once? Hearing this, Lin Yujing angrily clenched her little fists. The next second she threatened, classmate Shin, we still have 2 years together. Shinjun felt this desk mate was getting more and more interesting. But Lin Yujing quickly backed down. After all, she was the one asking for help. Taking a step back would make things easier. She changed her attitude. I shouldn't have called you a boss. Then offered her most sincere apology. Then she lay on the desk, turning into a kitten again. I hope my desk mate can be generous and forgive me this time. Seeing her act cute, Shinwan was stunned by her adorable behavior. Not getting a response, Lin Yujing completely lost patience. She impatiently asked, can you help me sign this or not? Unexpectedly, Shin Jun claimed he had a cold, felt dizzy, and had no energy. Lin Yujing turned away angrily. I don't care to coax him anymore. Soon lunch break came, and Lin Yujing walked out of the classroom dejectedly. The boss, who had slept through half the class, got up from his desk. Seeing the girl's draft paper filled with practice signatures that didn't work out, he wondered if she was serious. This signature couldn't be written carelessly. Thinking of her disappointed expression, he couldn't help but laugh. He really couldn't help it. After all, she was his desk mate. The boss saw his desk mate was gloomy about the boarding school matter and decided to help sign her father's boarding school form. He saw Lin Yujing practicing the signature all class. It was terribly ugly, so he casually tore off a piece of paper to demonstrate. At this time, a senior student came looking for him. Xianbao, let's go eat. What are you doing? They saw him seriously signing something. It turned out he was signing for his desk mate Lin Yujing's parent. You haven't fallen for her, have you? Nonsense. Shinwan got up and put down the signature. But his classmate disagreed because last time at the basketball court, just one look got his leg kicked. Shinwan's throat suddenly hurt, his voice hoarse. That's different. You were staring at the girl's legs. Don't you think that's perverted? But unexpectedly, his classmate retorted, weren't you staring so hard you got a sore throat? Your throat must be burning now. Shinwan immediately kicked at him. You troublemaker. Then his classmate took him to their former class, where his junior brothers lined up to welcome him. I prepared all this for you. How about it, big brother? Pretty cool, right? Shinjun felt extremely embarrassed. How old are you to still be this silly? My throat really hurts. I don't want to waste words with you. Then they all went to the school cafeteria for lunch. At this time, Lin Yujing was carrying a bowl of rice noodles, looking for a seat. The crowded school cafeteria meant sharing tables. She sat down next to Su Rui, a senior student. Her wheat-colored skin looked just like chocolate cotton candy. She was really cute, but thinking about the parent's signature issue, she sighed again. That's when she realized she forgot to get chopsticks. The girl handed her extra chopsticks. Lin Yujing took them. Thanks. At this time, she turned on her phone that had been off all morning. Messages kept coming in. You think you're all grown up now? Even your mother doesn't want you. I'm the one raising you. A series of harsh messages came through. Receiving her father's messages, Lin Yujing immediately lost her appetite. This seemingly fragile girl was so brave, unloved by both parents, yet still sunny and cheerful. She even dared to threaten the boss whom others avoided. That day at the school cafeteria, she happened to share a table with a girl who looked like chocolate cotton candy. The two had lunch together in a harmonious atmosphere. But just then, several senior female delinquents walked over, demanding to share their table. Su Rui was trembling with fear. Clearly, they were habitual bullies. After sitting down, the delinquents kept mocking her. How's the noodles? What can a stutterer say anyway? Su Rui could barely form complete sentences. She was curled up, not daring to look up at them. Then the girls continued provoking, grabbing the vinegar bottle to add seasoning. The next second, they frantically poured it into Su Rui's noodles. She could only watch helplessly as her lunch was ruined. Unable to stop them, seeing the girl crying softly, Lin Yujing couldn't take it anymore. She slammed her chopsticks on the table with a bang. The next second, she shouted at the delinquent, "Are you heartless?" Just then, the boss and his friends arrived outside the cafeteria. They immediately recognized Li Shiqi. Only Shinjun couldn't remember who Li Shiqi was. She was the senior class beauty who had pursued him for over a year, but he never paid any attention to her. They witnessed the scene of frantic vinegar pouring. This was clearly bullying. At that moment, Lin Yujing stood up, positioning herself in front of the girl. The boss was surprised, never expecting her to be such a brave hero. The girl had grown up amid her parents' arguments. Behind her fairy-like appearance was a rebellious heart. That day, seeing her classmate being bullied, Lin Yujing didn't hesitate to stand in front. "Are you heartless?" The boss saw this scene and gained a new respect for her. The delinquent cursed. "Who are you? Mind your own business." Lin Yujing replied, without changing expression, "I'm your godfather. Either shut up and eat quietly, then leave, or I'll teach you a lesson in your father's place. That's what you call manners and quality." Gray hair clapped and cheered. "Gangster, gangster. She's clearly a sister who's seen the world." Li Shiqi was shocked. In all her time at school, no one had dared to talk to her like that. She immediately started cursing and gesturing wildly. The next second, Lin Yujing grabbed her hair. She pushed her face towards the hot rice noodle pot, where the spicy and sour steam rose up. The girl was so scared she didn't dare say another word, fearing Lin Yujing might lose control and push her into the pot. Then Lin Yujing threatened, "Sister, watch your words from now on. Mind your manners. Otherwise, next time, your head will go straight into the pot." The next second, she kicked her away with a flying kick. Li Shiqi fell sprawling on the ground. She cried out in pain, as Lin Yujing had already vented all her anger. At this moment, Su Rui tugged at her clothes. Stuttering, she tried to calm her down. Realizing they were outnumbered and might get beaten up, she grabbed the girl's hand. The two quickly fled from the cafeteria, completely missing the boss at the door. Li Shiqi got up from the ground. She chased after them. The boss saw this and stopped them all with one hand. When Li Shiqi saw Shun Jun, whom she had pursued for a year, she immediately stopped. Even through the screen, you could feel how embarrassed she was. This fairy-like girl standing up for her classmate looked just like a gangster sister. But no one knows what she whispered that made the delinquent not dare to breathe. Lin Yujing pulled Su Rui out of the cafeteria, bought a lollipop from the convenience store, and gave it to the girl. She told her not to cry, saying when someone bullies you, beat them up twice and they'll behave. Su Rui stuttered, "I can't fight." Next, Lin Yujing started teaching survival skills. If you can't fight, yell. If it doesn't work, play dirty. Use whatever surround you to hit their faces. Run before they react. Then go find a teacher and complain. Cry like you just did and tell them you're being bullied. Doesn't this all make sense? Su Rui's eyes filled with tears, grateful for her help. Seeing how cute she was, Lin Yujing told her, "If you're bullied again, come find me in class too." Then she returned to her classroom and fell fast asleep. Thinking about her unresolved school admission issue gave her a huge headache. Meanwhile, Shin Jun returned to class. Seeing her in thin clothes, he felt somewhat sorry for her. The class bell rang. Lin Yujing slowly opened her eyes. She rubbed her eyelashes, looked up, and saw the boss. They smiled at each other. He really couldn't figure out what kind of girl she was, The teacher tapped the blackboard. Quiet everyone, let's start class. Shinjun sat down and signed his name on the first page of the new book. Who knew this deskmate loved signing their name so much? But her peeking was caught by the boss, who suddenly turned around. Lin Yujing's wandering eyes nervously looked at him. Then, the boss asked what she had said during the cafeteria fight. The girl awkwardly asked, "What?" The boss reminded her, "When you held her head down and whispered in her ear." They whispered, "You saw all that? But how come I didn't see you?" Shinjun explained he was just passing by. "So what did you say?" Lin Yujing squinted and smiled. Shinjun eagerly waited to hear what she had said. Lin Yujing whispered, "I told her I have backup." My big brother Shinjun was watching at the door. A teenage girl. After witnessing her parents' marriage fall apart, she moved to her stepmother's house with her father. Living under someone else's roof made her uncomfortable. One midnight, she went downstairs for water and accidentally overheard her stepmother's son talking with the housekeeper. "Mr. Ming's daughter seems quite likable. That's exactly what makes her dangerous. You act tough, but you're soft-hearted. Don't let outsiders take what belongs to your family." Unexpectedly, her stepbrother said something heartbreaking. "Don't worry, Aunt Zhang. I don't care about those things. I just simply don't like her." Early the next morning, Lin Yujing came to class feeling dejected. It seemed she needed to find a way to arrange boarding at school. When she opened her book, she found a surprise. It was the parent consent form. Could Shinjun have written this? But it looked different from his usual signature. She hadn't expected him to be so righteous. She decided, I, Lin Yujing, am someone who repays kindness and values brotherhood. But how should she repay him? He never seemed to study and probably didn't need help with academics. Just then, the class bell rang. Lin Yujing quickly submitted the boarding form to the teacher, but most dorm rooms were already assigned. She had to trouble the teacher to check with logistics about vacancies. After completing one task, Lin Yujing returned to the classroom. She saw Mop Head sitting in her seat. "Bro, you really left me alone in that mess. You just left that day in Jianghan and I got caught by the police. My mom nearly beat me to death when I got home." Lin Yujing was surprised. Wasn't this the blonde guy who fought alongside the boss that night? The boy had a unique way of greeting. Seeing a pretty girl, he said, "You look a bit like my mom." After being lectured by his mom, Mop Head enrolled and finding out he was in Shun Jun's class, immediately clung to him, complaining. When Lin Yujing returned to her seat, she was stunned by their closeness. Shun Jun pushed him away, saying, "My desk mate needs to sit." Mop Head immediately recognized Lin Yujing. "Sister, what a coincidence. To be honest, when I first saw you at the tattoo shop, I thought you looked like my mom." Lin Yujing was speechless. What kind of greeting was this? Then he brought up the tattoo she was considering getting on her, but discussing such an embarrassing topic in public, Lin Yujing didn't want to respond. But Mop Head added, "My dad's technique is really good. It really doesn't hurt much." Then he pointed at the boss. "Just let him do it for you." Their eyes met, and Lin Yujing's face turned as red as an apple. But Mop Head kept talking. "Mine was done by him too. Look at this matte finish dash." The next second, Shinjun delivered a flying kick to Mop Head's butt. "Shut up." The class bell rang. Lin Yujing was thinking about how to thank her desk mate, but didn't know how to start. The boss was casually spinning his pen, seemingly in a good mood. So Lin Yujing coughed and suddenly leaned forward. "I submitted the boarding form this morning," she stammered. The next second she covered her mouth. She thought, "Oh no, I just wanted to say thank you." Then she lowered her head sheepishly, unable to get the words out. Then she quietly asked the boss to hold out his hand. When he extended his large palm, Lin Yujing shyly passed him a lollipop. Their fingertips touched briefly, and she quickly withdrew her hand. So she was a tough girl who couldn't express herself. Shinjun was surprised by the sudden kindness. Was this her way of saying thanks? The girl had witnessed her parents' marriage fall apart. Unloved by either parent, she followed her father to her stepmother's house. That day, as usual, she rode home in her stepmother's luxury car after school. She walked into the house with heavy steps. In the living room, her stepbrother gave her a sarcastic look. She remembered the words she overheard that night. The phrase, "I just don't like her," kept echoing in her mind. So Lin Yujing, not wanting to face them, went straight upstairs. Seeing this, the boy awkwardly coughed. "I'm returning to school on Monday. I can give you a ride." Lin Yujing stopped. What was going on with this brother, who had never treated her like a sister? "I also have something to tell you, Dash." Before he could finish, Lin Yujing bowed deeply. "Thank you, brother. Thank you for your trouble. I'm going upstairs." Then she quickly ran upstairs. This left her brother fuming, unable to do anything about it. Back upstairs, Lin Yujing locked herself in her room. Then her phone rang. It was her mother, calling for the first time since the divorce. After hesitating, Lin Yujing answered, "Xiao Yu, the money I gave you is yours. Don't give a penny to your father." Her parents' relationship was as bad as ever. Then her mother gave excuses for her irresponsibility. "It's not that mom doesn't want to take care of you." Lin Yujing, mature beyond her years, simply replied, "I understand." Because all her mother's words were just covering up the many things in her heart that came before her daughter. Simply because her daughter wasn't that important. Simply because mom didn't love her. The words simply said it all. After hanging up, Lin Yujing's mood hit rock bottom again. The girl was invited to dinner at a classmate's place. When the hospitable mophead offered her a can of beer, Shun Jun immediately blocked it. Early on weekend morning, Lin Yujing went out, not wanting to stay at that house for a moment longer. Just then, Blonde called out from behind, "What a coincidence! Sister Yujing." Lin Yujing turned around and saw it was her schoolmate. Seeing him on this street, they thought he was going to get another tattoo. Actually, he had just wandered here unconsciously. Then Blonde mentioned the shop wasn't taking customers today because they were having a small gathering and warmly invited Lin Yujing to join. With nothing else to do, Lin Yujing went with them to the tattoo shop. Blonde carried vegetables and shouted at the door, "Anyone here? Come welcome the guests." The next second, Mophead yelled, "What's all the noise?" Opening the door, he saw the fairy. "Hello again." Lin Yujing greeted warmly, "Boss, look who's here." Shinjun was leisurely listening to music, enjoying his holiday. Seeing Lin Yujing, he paused, then removed his earphones. He really hadn't expected her to appear here. Soon everyone was busy preparing the hot pot ingredients, ready to enjoy the meal. The five of them sat casually in the courtyard center, with Lin Yujing appearing somewhat nervous. The hospitable mophead took out a can of beer. "Fairy, have one." She, who didn't usually drink, looked around and thought since everyone except Shinjun was drinking, she might as well have a little. Just as Mophead was about to pour it into her cup, Shinjun's hand suddenly blocked it. He turned the cup upside down on the table, blocking the drink. Then he opened a bottle of cola with one hand. Seeing the cola, Lin Yujing's mood lightened. Shinjun handed her the cola. "Drinking isn't suitable for you. Have cola instead." When Mophead offered the fairy a can of beer, Shinjun immediately stopped it. Nangu saw this and asked sourly, "What's wrong? Your desk mate can't handle it?" Shinjun didn't speak, just gave him a cold glance. Nangu understood immediately. The next second he called out, "Blonde, Mophead, let's go." "Brothers, we're running out of drinks. Come buy more with me." Mophead, immersed in eating and drinking, looked confused, not knowing what was happening. This gave the two some space to be alone. Just as the atmosphere reached freezing point, Lin Yujing playfully asked, "Is this tattoo shop yours?" Shinjun said it was his uncle's shop, and he could earn living expenses here. "Is tattooing quite profitable?" "It's okay. Do you want one?" Lin Yujing declined, using pain as an excuse. But Shinjun gave examples of places he chose. "That spot doesn't hurt much." "Classmate Shin, your conversation is so boring." Then she asked if he usually lived here. Shinjun hesitated for a moment. This is my home." An image immediately formed in Lin Yujing's mind. Could this cool, seemingly tough guy actually be a poor soul who had to earn living expenses through tattooing? At this time, Lin Yujing kept yawning. It was getting dark, and the weather was cooling down. The boss suggested if she was in a hurry, she didn't need to wait for them. But Lin Yujing insisted on saying goodbye properly, so they went inside to wait. The evening studio was organized in its chaos, feeling very cozy. The boss handed her a blanket. "Oh my, this is the boss's blanket." This was the blanket the boss used to cover his head. The next second, Lin Yujing, as if finding her nest, curled up on the sofa. The girl was invited to dinner at her deskmate's shop on the weekend, but halfway through the meal, everyone else was called away. Only Lin Yujing and Shun Jun remained. By evening, there was still no sign of the others. Lin Yujing had to rest inside the shop. When the boss handed her the blanket he used to cover his head, Lin Yujing, as if finding her nest, curled up. "I didn't know there were paintings on the ceiling." She looked at the ceiling, stars in her eyes. "I wonder who painted these?" Her squinting eyes revealed tiredness, wondering where Shinjun had gone. Shinjun had just gone to get a glass of water, and she fell in a deep sleep. The boy hadn't gone far, just quietly sat beside her, looking at her slightly curled eyelashes. How cute. The dim light reflected on her face, not wanting to wake her, as if time stood still at this moment. As the breeze blew, Shinjun gently pulled the blanket up. Afraid she'd catch cold, but unexpectedly, Nangu suddenly burst in. Seeing this scene, Boss immediately froze. Shinjun didn't know what to do with the blanket in his hands. The next second, he completely covered Lin Yujing's head, then rolled his eyes at the door. Nangu couldn't help teasing. "What are you two doing? Why are you covering the little queen's head?" Shinjun lowered his voice and coldly said, "Shut up, get out." Nangu wisely ran away in a flash. Then, Shinjun removed the blanket and properly covered her again. Such cold weather couldn't be allowed to freeze her. How brave this fragile girl was. The gangster everyone else avoided. She just went up and slapped, and afterward could sit there laughing hysterically. Coming to her deskmate's home, Lin Yujing fell asleep on the sofa while eating hot pot. Shinjun thoughtfully covered her with a blanket. She looked like she hadn't slept well for a long time. Then he gently closed the door, but all his brothers were waiting outside. They asked him, "Boss, if you really like the fairy, we brothers won't compete with you." Broom head patted him, striking right at his soul. "But you should show some spirit. Just let her sleep alone inside. If you like her, you should stay with her." Shinjun helplessly lit a cigarette. "How did you come to this conclusion?" "Well, why did you stop her from drinking if you don't like her?" Shinjun just felt. She's a young girl. How appropriate is it for her to drink with a bunch of unfamiliar guys? Nangu teased. "If unfamiliar, then get familiar." Then laughed. "Once familiar, won't it be suitable?" "Not suitable. What are you thinking?" 2 hours later, Lin Yujing suddenly opened her eyes. Seeing the room in darkness, she couldn't remember where she was. Then a man's voice came. "You're awake." She instinctively swung her hand, then shouted, "Ghost!" Shinjun quickly turned on the light switch. Lin Yujing calmed down, seeing it was him. It turned out Shinjun was just getting the remote, but his face was already scratch red. Lin Yujing looked at him guiltily, but somehow found it funny. The next second she couldn't help but burst out laughing. Shinjun, with his hairstyle messed up, looked at her. "You girl, your morning temper is quite something." When the gangster got slapped by her, looking at the gangster's scratched face, she burst into laughter. "I didn't react in time. Your voice was too close." The gangster glanced at her. "Is it that funny?" Then helplessly let out a long sigh. Lin Yujing quickly explained, "No, it's not that funny. I really didn't mean to. Don't be angry. But your look just now was scary." Then curiously asked, "The last person who slapped you, are they no longer in this world?" Shinjun replied with a smile, "The last person who slapped me hasn't been born yet. You're the first." Lin Yujing was shocked by his answer. There was really no way to continue the conversation. Before they knew it, it was already 10:30. Shinjun wanted to send her home, but her house was just next door. Today's gathering was fun. "See you Monday, deskmate." Shinjun stood there watching her leave. "See you Monday." Early the next morning, Lin Yujing arrived at class early. She wanted to treat the gangster to a meal to apologize, but he hadn't shown up even by noon. Just as she was stretching, that chocolate marshmallow girl from before ran towards her, suddenly crashed into her, looking at her face covered in bruises, crying. Lin Yujing felt heartbroken. "Who gave you these injuries?" But the girl told her to hide quickly. "They're looking for you downstairs." Lin Yujing patted her head. "Though I don't know your name, but I like you. No one can bully someone I like." At this moment, the girl looked at her protector with tears in her eyes. Then, Lin Yujing went downstairs alone to meet them. This guy looked familiar. Wasn't he the one who got his stomach acid knocked out by Shinjun that night? The little delinquent girl proudly introduced, "This is my brother. If you don't want him to act, then just kneel down and apologize to me, and let me return that hit you gave me." Hearing the fairy was called outside school for a fight, worried that a delicate girl might get bullied, Shinjun, with wet hair and pants worn backwards, rushed to the scene, only to see the fairy throw a 1.89-meter tall boy to the ground. Lin Yujing, fearless in the alley, made her demands the next second. "Let me give you some options. Listen if they work. First, I beat you up. You call me daddy and apologize to my friend. Second, I don't beat you up. You voluntarily call me daddy and apologize to my friend." The little delinquent, backed by her big brother, shouted, "You're really asking for it. Is getting beaten up your hobby?" Facing such thugs, Lin Yujing laughed. "My hobby is making people call me daddy." Li Shichi hid behind her brother. "Brother, this girl needs a beating." Facing the 1.89-meter tall guy, Lin Yujing showed no fear. "Let's be clear, we settle this today. Whatever the outcome, no grudges afterward." Brother Jin agreed without hesitation. The next second, Lin Yujing grabbed him and delivered a flying kick. He was in so much pain he foamed at the mouth. Then Lin Yujing grabbed his arm, slammed him hard onto the ground, making him grimace in pain. At this moment, the rumbling sound of a motorcycle came from the alley. Yes, it was Shun Jun rushing over in a hurry. He took off his helmet, shook his still wet hair, surprised that the little fairy knew some martial arts. Just 20 minutes ago, he received a call from his buddy. Li Shichi brought people to ambush your classmate in the alley next to school. His buddy reported, unexpectedly, that tough guy was taken down by the little fairy. It was so cool it made me and Brahm's legs weak. If he had come to Bajong earlier, this school bully title probably wouldn't have been Master Jun's. Hearing the little fairy was called out. A 40-minute journey to the alley. He arrived in 20 minutes. It's the first time seeing Jun so anxious. After making sure Lin Yujing was fine, he rushed back to school. Going to be late, Daddy's going to class. At the classroom door, he happened to meet Lin Yujing. He looked at Shun Jun in surprise. I thought you weren't coming today. The gangster narrowed his eyes. That was the plan. Then they both entered the classroom. As soon as the door opened, the teacher shouted, "You dare to be late for my class?" It was the physics teacher nicknamed King Dinosaur. He picked up a triangle ruler, pointing at their noses shouting, "You two are such loving desk mates. Why not come back after class?" Unable to give any excuse, just copy Ohm's law 500 times. Lin Yujing saw the situation and thought, sorry brother. Teacher, he wanted to skip class. As his desk mate, it's my duty to bring him back. But I also violated class discipline. Teacher, after we finish copying, please don't be angry. Unexpectedly, the teacher assigned Shun Jun to copy 1,000 times. After venting his anger, he shouted at the students, "What are you looking at? Is there writing on my face?" Back at their seats, Lin Yujing felt guilty. She meant to copy 500 times herself, but Shun Jun had to do it all. Then she pushed a lollipop to him. Shun Jun narrowed his eyes, then took the lollipop. After eating it, he felt a bit sour inside. I copied 500 times for you, and you pay me with a week-old lollipop. Is this how you treat a beggar? The gangster fell asleep in class. Unfortunately, in King Dinosaur's physics class, a piece of chalk flew at him. Shun Jian, you fall asleep so fast. Did your desk mate sing you a lullaby? Shun Jian had just been punished to copy Ohm's law 1,000 times. Lin Yujing only comforted him with a lollipop, which wasn't enough. What if I add 3 days of breakfast? Shun Jian bit the lollipop in half, showing dissatisfaction. 5 days. 5 days should be enough, right? After reaching a satisfactory agreement, he fell right back to sleep. Unexpectedly, King Dinosaur threw another piece of chalk, affecting Lin Yujing too. Did your desk mate sing you a lullaby? You're sleeping like you're in your own bed. Shun Jun was hit quite hard, momentarily forgetting he was in class. Then the teacher pointed at him and shouted, Ohm's law. Copied it 1,000 times and still don't remember. Tell me, what does I equal? Lin Yujing tapped her fingers to remind him, but his mind was full of question marks. Then he lazily replied to the teacher, 3.1415926. This shocked the whole class and infuriated the teacher. Shun Jun, copy it another 1,000 times. Just then, the bell rang. The teacher stormed out of the classroom. Carefree Shun Jun didn't take studying seriously at all. Lin Yujing asked him about the monthly exam next week. Trying to save face, he said, my physics is okay. Why did this sound so familiar? He said the same thing about English before. So Lin Yujing transformed into a sweet kitten. Can I have your phone number? Or add you as a friend? Shun Jun narrowed his eyes and handed her his phone directly. She added the gangster as a friend, then stayed up late preparing physics review materials and sent them to him. This made the gangster more curious about how she could be so good at everything she did. Shun Jun returned to the tattoo shop and went to bed early, but his phone suddenly rang at dawn. Half asleep, he grabbed his phone and saw a message from Lin Yujing. Weekend holiday, lonely midnight, more excitement awaits in Xiao Ling's physics lessons. Then the organized physics study materials were sent over. Shun Jun curiously opened them one by one. They were packed with text. Moreover, he could feel Lin Yujing's vivid explanations. She had really summarized all the knowledge points since the start of school, including key points that always appear in exams. Shun Jun was amazed. Did she stay up late just to prepare study materials for me? He immediately sat up and looked carefully. He became curious about his desk mate. She looked like a delicate fairy, yet could stand up when others were being bullied. In class, she would act cute to please her desk mate, but could take down a 1.89 thug in minutes, and was willing to care about the gangster's studies. Thinking about this, Shun Jun chuckled. Fighting sleepiness, he decided not to waste her goodwill. Meanwhile, Lin Yujing finished organizing materials at dawn. To get the delinquent's attention, she specifically analyzed what kind of messages he liked. Her stomach was growling, so she went to the convenience store downstairs for a midnight snack. As she was casually eating a hot dog while going upstairs, her half-brother suddenly appeared before her. "What time is it? Can't you be quiet?" He was clearly picking a fight, because once the bedroom door was closed, he wouldn't hear any cursing inside. Being taken to school by her half-brother, she felt forced to put on an act early in the morning, but her brother said something kind. "Feel free to eat anything in the fridge." Late at night, Lin Yujing just went to the convenience store for snacks. When she came back, her brother lectured her. "Since you're living in my house, you're my sister. Behave yourself from now on. I won't spoil you." Lin Yujing explained she was just hungry and went to buy snacks. "Isn't there food or drinks in the fridge?" she said with hands on her hips. "I don't want people gossiping about Miss Lin rummaging through things at midnight, or being confronted about it." "Brother, you might not understand, but I need to be careful as a guest. I can't stand behind the back gossip." Lin Yujing walked past casually. "Good night, brother." Early the next morning, she was too tired to open her eyes. Then a horn sounded behind her. It was her brother again. "I'll take you to school today." "What's gotten into him?" She smiled and said, "Don't trouble yourself, brother." Unexpectedly, he commanded, "Are you getting angry with me?" Forced to comply, Lin Yujing got in the car. The boy maintained his cool demeanor, saying he was just giving her a ride. Lin Yujing kept thanking him sweetly, making him quite helpless. Just then, the boy became thirsty. He reminded her that everything in the fridge was available. No need to be so formal. This brother wasn't as unlikable as imagined. He was different from what she expected. She thought sending review materials anonymously to her desk mate wouldn't be discovered, but she was curious if he studied over the weekend. She couldn't help asking and accidentally revealed herself. Lin Yujing arrived at the classroom to find her seat taken, while no one dared sit in her desk mate's seat. She curiously asked what game they were playing. Song Ziming explained patiently. It was a new shooting game, and he taught her how to play. While they were playing enthusiastically, Shunjun actually came to school. He knocked on the desk corner, gesturing them to move. Seeing the gangster standing seriously in front, the classroom atmosphere seemed to drop. Song Ziming quickly retreated. Without his guidance, Lin Yujing couldn't survive more than 3 seconds in the game. Seeing Shunjun come to class, she quickly gave up the seat. "Morning, desk mate. Had breakfast? You seem to like gaming." Lin Yujing said she didn't play much. The gangster thought with her skills, a few more games might bankrupt the game companies. Lin Yujing scoffed. "Heavens, jealous of talent. I can't be perfect at everything." Seeing the gangster's bad mood, she wondered if physics was troubling him. She leaned forward and asked if he studied over the weekend. He coldly replied, "I never told you, our gangster never studies." What's with his passive-aggressive attitude this morning? Lin Yujing decided to ignore it. "Who cares whether you said it or not? I never remember such things. This cat can get angry too." Then he said he did look at it. "My desk mate sent me review materials at dawn. I studied them seriously all weekend." Then he praised how detailed and easy to understand the summary was. Lin Yujing wouldn't admit she was the one who sent the materials, only saying it was carrying Little Lin. "But this Little Lin also sent me spam ads. I almost filtered it as junk mail. If it weren't for the spam, would you have looked at it, Shin? You should thank me quickly for my brilliant idea of staying up late for you." Yes, I should thank this anonymous caring Little Lin. The next moment, Lin realized her cover was blown, but had nowhere to hide. "I wanted to do good deeds anonymously. Classmate Shun, you're making this difficult." Seeing her cute expression, Shun Jun burst out laughing. The next moment he patted her head. "Thank you for your hard work, teacher Lin." Usually too scared to even look at the gangster, today she had to play games with him. In the end, he carried us to victory. During self-study, Yellow Hair was restless and suggested, "Let's play as a trio and find a random player." Lin Yujing felt she was too noob and worried about being scolded for dragging down strangers. But the gangster was awakened by their discussion. He turned around coldly and asked, "What game?" This was the first time the gangster initiated conversation with them. Frightened and trembling, Yellow Hair replied, "It's a shooting game." The gangster asked curiously, "Why are you shaking?" Yellow Hair respectfully answered, "Just a bit cold." Lin Yujing suddenly burst out laughing. She leaned forward and explained, "Desk mate, your expression is always so cool. It's a bit scary." The gangster was surprised. "Am I that scary?" Then why aren't you afraid? Still willing to be my desk mate? Lin Yujing put on a self-sacrificing air. Someone has to step up. I'm just that lucky person destined to be tortured. Shun Jun was speechless. How did I torture you? Haven't I been good to you? Lin Yujing acted cute again. You're as warm as spring breeze to me. No one else treats me this well. This girl always uses her innocent face to say infuriating things. After she said this, yellow hair behind her was nervous for her. Unexpectedly, the boss just sighed deeply. Then he took out his phone, saying he'd play games with them. What's with the boss today? Is he in such a good mood? A few minutes later, the game finished downloading. Soon, Shinjun led them to victory. This is too impressive. Carried us to victory in 10 minutes. Lin Yujing felt inferior. Well, I'm already excellent in other ways. What's wrong with being bad at games? While other teammates looked at the gangster with admiration, only Lin Yujing showed disdain, refusing to praise him. What's wrong? Just admit it. This can't be your first time playing. Shinjun honestly said, not my first time with guns. I knew it. Wait. Shinjun rested his chin, looking at her. Taking you to play for real every day. She showed her signature fake smile. Our gangster is just different. In most people's minds, gangsters are just academically poor students. But this gangster, after returning from studies, always claims he's doing fine in all subjects. This made Lin Yujing sigh. Do all gangsters just brag? A few days later, Lin Yujing's boarding school application was finally approved. He hurriedly left home with his heavy suitcase. His half-brother hadn't come home for 2 weeks. Lin Yujing felt he was avoiding him, and his irresponsible father hadn't contacted him either. He hoped they wouldn't know about his boarding school decision. Otherwise, it would cause another storm. Soon the monthly exam seating chart came out. The exam is right after National Day holiday. Don't slack off during the break. Lin Yujing got the seating chart and was shocked that all classmates were in the last 3 exam rooms. Looks like our class really is full of students who don't like studying. Well, finally saw his name in the last exam room, sitting right next to Shinjun. They silently glanced at each other. Was his look trying to hint at something? Then he advised the gangster to show his true abilities, so they could work on improving weak areas. Next moment, he put his arm around Shunjun's shoulder. Besides, with teacher Lin's help, you should at least get 40 points in physics. How did he conclude our gangster was just a poor student who never studies? Looking at his confident expression about the review materials, she offered her most sincere wishes. Shinjun didn't know whether to thank her or tell the truth. The seemingly cold-hearted gangster was actually a warm person. He must have a very happy family. And this happiness was what Lin Yujing longed for. The long-awaited National Day holiday finally arrived. Students were like wild horses off their reins. Only Lin Yujing stared at his packed school bag, unmoved. Shinjun seemed to notice his unhappiness. What's wrong? He said directly he didn't want a holiday, just wanted to keep studying. The study master saw through his thoughts. Do you want to study or just don't want to go home? The thought of not wanting to go home was written all over his face. Having accidentally revealed his true feelings, he suddenly stopped. Because I live in Magic Castle, I'll be caught to practice magic if I go home. Look at him. What nonsense is he talking about? Next second, Shinjun picked up his phone to wake him up. Let's go, little desk mate. Just about to explode, he received Jun's invitation. I'll be at the studio during the holiday. You can come visit when you're bored. Lin Yujing blushed at the invitation. Does he mean I can go find him? Thinking back to when they first met, who would have thought the seemingly aggressive gangster was actually more gentle and sensitive than anyone else? This gentleness seemed to come from deep within, as if someone had always loved him this way since childhood. He must have a very happy family. Growing up beside someone gentle who loves, you must be very happy. And this was the kind of happiness Lin Yujing longed for. Lin Yujing, who didn't want to go home, still returned to his stepmother's house. Just as he entered, he ran into his half-brother. Seeing his brother's superior attitude, Lin Yujing wanted to avoid him, but unexpectedly, he shouted, "Didn't you see me?" Not wanting to face his half-brother's attitude, he quietly went upstairs. Unexpectedly, his brother shouted, "Didn't you see me?" He slowly turned around, seeing his attention-seeking brother asking why he acted like he hadn't seen him. Next second, Lin Yujing spoke as if he'd eaten honey. "Good afternoon, brother. Is there anything else you need? If not, I'll go upstairs." Thinking sweet words would work, but his brother told him to wait. Then putting on his master attitude again, "Don't think I've accepted you, and you can have ulterior motives. Don't even think about the family company. How laughable. What would I want with the company? Working like a dog from dawn to dusk." Then playfully told him, "You focus on making money. I'll focus on asking you for money when I'm broke. After all, siblings should complement each other." This series of responses nearly made his brother cough blood from anger. After the holiday, grade 2 had their first monthly exam. Classmates were chattering and making noise. But when the school bully walked in, it suddenly became quiet. Lin Yujing handed him soy milk with walnut bits. Shinjun casually took the soy milk and opened it, then gave it back to Lin Yujing. So he was just helping open the cap. Students behind them watched, wondering what was going on between them. Lin Yujing only realized after drinking the soy milk. This soy milk was bought for Shunjun. The sleepy school bully at his seat told him to keep it and drink it later. What an intense public display of affection. The school bully must be dating. The gangster opened the soy milk cap for the girl. Rumors spread about them in the exam room. Lin Yujing brought soy milk to thank the gangster for taking care of her since school started. But the sleepy gangster just opened it and gave it back to Lin Yujing. After receiving it, the girl unconsciously started drinking. When Shunjun realized she had already drunk most of it, then looked at him pitifully. Wasn't this bought for you? Do you still want it after I drank from it? Their actions were secretly observed by surrounding classmates. It was posted on the school forum. Accidentally witnessed the boss's romance. Unexpectedly, the gangster who put his desk mate in a vegetative state last semester actually opened soy milk for a girl. What's key is that after opening it, the girl drank some and said it was bought for him. The comments section exploded. The gangster was already handsome. What's surprising? Drinking after him, isn't that like an indirect kiss? At this time, the exam proctor walked in with the test papers. Students put away their phones and prepared for the exam. Receiving the test paper, Lin Yujing was calm. Unexpectedly, number 8 middle school's monthly exam was a bit easier than his previous school. Then secretly glanced at the gangster. Different from before, he finally started writing a lot. The exam soon ended. Lin Yujing put down her pen and stretched. Looking back, the gangster had already left the exam room. As she was packing up to leave, the gangster put her bag on her seat. Let's have a meal together. But Lin Yujing's first thought was that he had no money for food. She tactfully asked if he forgot to bring money. Then the gangster offered to treat her, but Lin Yujing thought she should treat him instead. After the monthly exam, the gangster wanted to treat his desk mate to a meal. They had just stepped out of school when his desk mate changed her mind. Lin Yujing walked while thinking what to eat. Fried rice noodles? The beef noodle place next door wasn't very clean. Hot pot and barbecue were too strong, and there wasn't enough time. Just as they happily decided to get stir-fry, a familiar figure across the street made Lin Yujing freeze. It was her father, Meng Weigua. She suddenly stopped walking. Unexpectedly, a boy behind nearly bumped into her and loudly complained why she stopped. Hearing this, the gangster turned with a death glare, then used his hand to protect Lin Yujing. Seeing this, the boy trembled in fear and quickly apologized. This action was clearly seen by her father across the street. Lin Yujing immediately turned around, afraid of being discovered by her father, then quietly told Shinjun, "Let's eat another day. I'll treat you whatever you want to eat." Shinjun's face showed unwillingness, saying, "No way. I don't want to eat now. I want to go back to the dorm to study." But Shinjun wouldn't listen, insisting on eating together today. She couldn't understand what was wrong with him today, being so clingy. Then she secretly glanced at her father. Oh no, he seemed to be looking this way. Next second, she grabbed the gangster's collar, batting her sparkling big eyes, sending him a distress signal. "Please, Shin classmate." Shinjun was stunned by her sudden closeness, wondering what was wrong. The boss invited her to eat for the first time, but she refused. The reason was her father standing at the school gate. Frightened, she quickly turned and ran back to the classroom. Checking her phone, she saw over 10 missed calls from her father. She collected her thoughts, called her father back, explaining she turned off her phone for the monthly exam. Her father was already impatient. "I'm at your school gate. I never agreed to you staying in the dorm. Are you treating your father's words as nonsense?" She helplessly explained the school was too far to commute, but her father told her to come out and explain in person. She had to say she was helping teachers grade papers. "Fine, I'll have Oldly pick you up tonight. You better explain clearly then. How did you get into the dorm without parents' signature?" Lin Yujing had to lie that her brother signed it, but her father persisted. "Anyway, you must come home today. Don't play rebellious with me. Although you don't have my surname Ming, you're still my daughter. I'm really tired of this disrespectful behavior." Lin Yujing hung up the phone directly. When her parents divorced, he tried every excuse to avoid responsibility, but now he's trying to control everything, making her feel mentally exhausted. At the rice noodle shop outside school, The school bully, stood up by Lin Yujing, was eating fried rice noodles alone. Thinking about Lin Yujing's behavior today, he felt increasingly annoyed. Couldn't understand why girls always eat in groups, yet she's always alone. Because every time he sees her, she's quietly sitting in a corner, like an abandoned stray cat. Today he just wanted to take her out to experience friendship's companionship. But why did she suddenly leave? The school bully opened the soy milk bag for the girl. Rumors spread in the exam room about them. After the exam, the school bully invited the girl to eat, but was stood up, just because her father was standing at the school gate. So he came alone to eat fried rice noodles, not understanding why Lin Yujing suddenly left. Did she remember something? Or did she see something? Her expression looked like she was afraid of being seen. Remembering her sparkling big eyes, his cheeks turned red involuntarily. What's wrong with him? Thinking about her while eating? After lunch break, Xinhuan came early to the exam room. Lin Yujing returned after composing herself. Thinking about leaving him without explanation at lunch, she felt quite sorry for the boss. The atmosphere around him seemed quite low. The next second their eyes met. The gangster's expression was like interrogating a child who made a mistake. Then Lin Yujing took the initiative. I really wasn't trying to ditch the bill today. I'll treat you another day. Xinhuan was concerned if she had lunch. Lin Yujing seemed absent-minded. You didn't eat? She had to explain she was too absorbed in studying and forgot. Xinhuan looked at her with some disdain, then let out a long sigh. Lin Yujing didn't understand if the gangster was actually angry. She then picked up her book to continue studying. The next second he slapped the desk and left the classroom. With exams about to start, where is he going? Classmates whispered among themselves. Why did the boss rush out? He's not going to fight, is he? He was the gangster everyone kept their distance from. Just his angry face made classmates think he was going to fight. The exam was about to start, yet he left in a hurry. Classmates discussed, must have received a message that one of his boys was being bullied. The boss got a message and rushed out. Such brotherhood. Just as classmates believed this, the gangster walked back to class carrying a bag of snacks. The gossiping classmates trembled, afraid he might hear any rumors. Xinhuan directly placed all the snacks on Lin Yujing's desk, still thinking about the scene of classmates' discussion. But Xinhuan thoughtfully took out coffee and drunken peanuts one by one, covering the entire desk with snacks, like performing magic in front of her. Finally, he opened a bottle of milk and slammed it on the desk. In the future, if you don't want to tell me something, just say so. If you don't want to talk, I won't ask. Then he leaned towards Lin Yujing. But don't make up stupid excuses to brush me off. After speaking, he returned to his seat. Lin Yujing stood there stunned, feeling somewhat guilty. Until the exam ended, Xinhuan didn't say another word. Lin Yujing watched his departing back. He must have been angry just now. But what did he mean by buying these drunken peanuts? Could he want me to use them as drinking snacks? In the evening, Lin Yujing obeyed her father and returned home. Her father was already waiting in the living room. He interrogated her about who signed her boarding school application. Lin Yujing insisted it was her brother who signed it. Her father's expression became severe. Why did he sign this? Lin Yujing said directly they didn't get along well and always argued. So she proposed boarding school, and he agreed. Unexpectedly, her father raised his arm and slapped her. The girl was slapped just for secretly applying for boarding school. After her father found out, he slapped her hard. He asked who really signed the boarding application. She insisted it was her half-brother who signed it. With her cheek reddened, she thought it was laughable. This man who had never fulfilled his fatherly duties and obligations, always trying to maintain his absolute authority and power over his daughter. I wouldn't dare lie to you, Lin Yujing said defiantly. Seeing her poor attitude in admitting fault, her father continued scolding. Is this how your mother taught you to talk back, lie, and make decisions on your own? Lin Yujing sneered. Mom never taught me these things. No one taught me. You only now remember you're my father. Isn't it a bit late? Her father was speechless, turning his back and raising his arm to strike again. At this moment, Fu Mingxiu came downstairs. Lin Yujing was prepared for another hit, but her father stopped. Mingxiu, you're back? Why didn't you say anything? No school today. He walked downstairs with an indifferent expression. Then he said seriously, about the boarding application, I forgot earlier, but I did sign it for her. Unexpectedly, her usually sarcastic brother stood in front of her this time. If you signed it, why did you say you didn't when I asked this afternoon? He scratched his head, saying he was careless and forgot. Since I signed it, let's drop this matter. Your arguing is giving me a headache. Then he turned to ask Lin Yujing, where did you buy that lemon pie last time? The sudden question about something that never existed left Lin Yujing confused. The next second, he grabbed her hand. That lemon pie. I can't find it. Take me to buy it. The girl was slapped just for secretly boarding at school. After her father found out, he slapped her hard. Unexpectedly, at the crucial moment, her half-brother pulled her out of the house. Fumishio stopped at the doorway and asked her, "What's going on between you and your father? Does he hit you often?" Lin Yujing felt very down. This is the first time. He never cared about me before. Then Fu Mingxiu pretended to be indifferent. "I'm not helping you. I just can't stand seeing it." Unexpectedly, this half-brother turned out to be a pure tsundere. The next second, she politely thanked her brother and asked where he was taking her. But her unreliable brother grabbed his keys and was about to leave. "I have things to do. Go wherever you want." Lin Yujing asked, "Aren't we getting lemon pie?" Fu Mingxiu replied, "I never bought any damn lemon pie. If I hadn't pulled you out just now, what if he hit you again?" After saying that, he stepped on the gas and disappeared, leaving Lin Yujing stranded outside. The world was vast, but where could she really go? So she could only go sit in a convenience store. Until evening, watching the passing crowd outside the window, she felt like a pitiful migrant worker from the countryside. Fired, wages withheld, evicted for not paying rent. Now stranded on the street, with only her luggage and that bag of drunken peanuts, sitting in the convenience store pitifully eating instant noodles. Just then, the convenience store door opened. Lin Yujing looked up from her noodles toward the door. It was Shenwan. Why was he here? Was he still angry about being stood up this afternoon? Shenwan asked why she was here so late. Lin Yujing ate her noodles quickly, afraid he'd noticed something was wrong. "I just came out to eat." But the street-smart guy immediately noticed her swollen face. "What happened to your face?" Lin Yujing avoided his gaze. "It's complicated, hard to explain right now." The next second, he leaned in to examine her injury carefully. His eyes revealed a hint of concern. Lin Yujing covered her cheek and quickly pulled away. He clenched his fist. "Who hit you?" The girl had secretly applied for boarding school without telling her family. When her father found out, he slapped her. Then her brother led her out of the house, like an abandoned stray cat. Even just trying to eat, she ran into the street-smart guy, giving her attitude. Lin Yujing felt more and more wronged. She hadn't meant to stand up Shenwan this afternoon. What did she do to deserve such parents? So she went forward and asked Shenwan, "Are you upset because I stood you up?" "Well, I'm upset too. Let's solve all our problems at once. Let's fight." Seeing Lin Yujing's tearful eyes with nowhere to vent, Shenwan tenderly wiped away her tears. He agreed to her request. "We can fight however you want. Don't cry." The next second, Lin Yujing put her hand on his shoulder. Weren't they supposed to fight? Why were they hugging? Just as the street-smart guy was absorbed in the moment, Lin Yujing suddenly grabbed his collar forcefully. Then she kneed him in the forehead. This move gave the street-smart guy no time to react. To make up for it, Shenwan ordered a meal for him too. Lin Yujing asked guiltily, "Why didn't you dodge just now?" The street-smart guy finally understood how she had taken down Brother Jian. At her speed, she could slap someone 3 times before they could even raise their hand. He rubbed his forehead, saying he couldn't dodge. Then Lin Yujing asked with concern if it hurt. Seeing his forehead swelling, Lin Yujing felt it affected his good looks. "Let me put a band-aid on it. To cover it properly, we need at least 3 band-aids side by side. But to make it look more street style, it'd be better to wrap it with gauze. That would enhance your beauty." Shenwan sighed. "Just eat quickly. I'll take you somewhere fun after." Where could a delinquent go? Probably just internet cafes or game rooms. The girl had secretly applied for boarding school without telling her family. When her father found out, he slapped her. Then her brother let her out and left her on the street, pitiful like an abandoned stray cat. Even while eating, she ran into the street-smart guy, giving her attitude. Lin Yujing felt increasingly wronged. To cheer Lin Yujing up, Shenwan took her to a shooting club. "Don't you like this?" Lin Yujing was puzzled. She never said she liked this. Last time, playing mobile games was actually quite torturous. The owner was familiar with Shenwan, clearly irregular. No wonder he was so good at mobile games last time. The owner asked how he hurt his head. Shenwan looked pitifully at the girl behind him. To avoid responsibility, Lin Yujing looked around. The decoration here is really grand. He laughed it off, saying it was just a cat scratch. What kind of cat could make such a big red mark? "Oh, just a breed you've never seen before." Lin Yujing turned away like a guilty kitten. The owner was confused but said, "Fine, you two figure it out." Then they went to the 3rd floor because it was less crowded. Lin Yujing was excited seeing the toys on the wall. She had never tried this activity before. But unexpectedly, Shenwan brought out a longbow. "Is this for kids? Aren't we going to play with the bang-bang ones?" "Why a bow?" Xinhuan said, those need an instructor present. But aren't you here with me? While helping her with the equipment, Xinhuan said he was underage. The street-smart guy brought the girl to shoot arrows, but gave her a bow without a stabilizer. He told her she didn't need a stabilizer, string silencer, or clicker, leaving her confused. So she asked if there were any with chains. He explained, because you're too novice. Lin Yujing put on the equipment, ready to learn archery. Xinhuan introduced it as a precision recurve bow. A bow without stabilizer, silencer, or string guard. Something seems wrong here. Not letting me play with the ones on the wall is one thing, but why give me a bow without any attachments? Xinhuan explained in detail why they weren't needed. Hearing these technical terms, Lin Yujing was confused. Is there a simpler explanation? Well, excuse my frankness. Lin Yujing shut her mouth, thinking she shouldn't have asked so much. Wasn't not needed clear enough? Full of frustration, she decided to hit the bullseye. Then the street-smart guy beckoned her over. He stood behind her and held her hands, helping adjust her angle and posture. Feet apart, keep your body still. Next, turn your head. The distance was too close. Lin Yujing could feel her heart pounding. Her hands started trembling unconsciously. The street-smart guy patiently instructed, don't drop your elbow, don't shake. Then whispered near her ear, look at the bullseye. In panic, Lin Yujing released the bowstring. The arrow flew from her hand. Unexpectedly, it hit the target's vital point. You said look at the bullseye. The first shot ended in failure. She happily said, isn't my bullseye amazing? The street-smart guy clapped with slight sarcasm. Really impressive. To help lift the girl's mood, the street-smart guy took her to the shooting range. Just after Lin Yujing shot her arrow, Xinhuan took the bow to show off. He aimed at the bullseye with seeming confidence. The next second, arrows flew towards the bullseye. With several thunks, he stood up. Lin Yujing showed her disapproval. Such a high hit rate, she couldn't help but see him through rose-tinted glasses. Xinhuan turned back smugly, glancing at the girl. I give you full marks for showing off. Lin Yujing felt annoyed. She grabbed back the bow the next second. I can do it too. After half an hour of training, her stance became much steadier, and her arms stopped shaking so much. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh finally hit. Just the edge, a lucky shot among many failures. But he said, these things can't be rushed. You need to progress gradually. Then took out his phone to photograph today's results. Let's call it a day. We've had our fun, but it's late and we should rest. I don't want to go back to that home. But the school should be closed by now. So they went to the school to see if they could still get in. But the main gate was already locked. Lin Yujing had an idea, wondering where they could climb over. Xinhuan said he'd never climbed over walls before. Surprisingly, this famous street-smart guy had never climbed a wall. A delinquent who's never climbed a wall isn't a complete delinquent. Well, we delinquents never board at school. Then, Lin Yujing led him to the bushes on the side. Looking at the gap above, she thought they could climb over here. But how to climb up such a height? The next second, Xinhuan extended his hand. How about I lift you up to try? In the dark, windy night, she couldn't go home. But the dormitory doors were already closed. Had no choice but to climb over the wall back to the dorm. The street-smart guy lifted her up. Can you go a bit higher? Xinhuan struggled to lift her, then said, does 5 centimeters affect your performance? Lin Yujing climbed on the wall, thinking, I can't really move at this height. Don't tell me you need to sit on my neck to reach. He showed an evil smile. That would definitely be high enough. The next second, she swung her leg and climbed over the wall, then turned back with a victorious joy. How's that, Master Singh? I'm still pretty good. The street-smart guy sighed deeply. But can you get down on that side? She looked at the school courtyard. The inside was higher than outside. She was overjoyed, then turned back to thank her deskmate. Against the dark blue sky, her smile was so sweet. See you tomorrow. Only when seeing her smile did the street-smart guy's eyes sparkle. Then his lips unconsciously curled upward. The next second, Lin Yujing jumped into the courtyard. Hearing her land safely, Xinhuan left with peace of mind. It was already late night when he got home. Just as she was about to undress and wash up, her phone rang. It was that anonymous well-wisher, Little Ming again, asking if she needed to spray some Yunnan Baiyao on her forehead. She put down the phone, looking at her swollen forehead in the mirror, sighing that he really didn't hold back. Then washed it with cold water to reduce the swelling. But his image kept appearing in her mind. You've done it now made the little girl cry. Thinking about it, she hadn't intentionally bullied him. He was the street-smart guy everyone kept their distance from, yet the girl chatted and laughed with him as deskmates, making their classmates think they must be experiencing first love. Back in the dorm, Lin Yujing lay wide-eyed, unable to sleep. The day had been too exciting. Early next morning, She got up with panda eyes. And today was teacher Wang Dragon's class, yet she was late. Seems like writing Ohm's law 500 times was inevitable. She prepared herself for the scolding and knocked on the classroom door. Unexpectedly, the teacher just told her to return to her seat, and Shunwan had arrived early to class. Surprising that despite playing so late yesterday, he wasn't late. Shunwan found her dark circles amusing. The next second, he pulled out her chair. Back in her seat, Lin Yujing was still wondering, really no Ohm's law punishment? Then turned to look at her deskmate's forehead. Looks like it's turned blue, but I didn't use much force. Shunwan sighed. How much force did you want to use? Lin Yujing felt guilty. Didn't expect you wouldn't dodge. Weren't we supposed to fight? Thought you street-smart guys would have some new moves. But Shunwan had thought she was going for a hug. Who knew she'd start hitting instead? Then Lin Yujing reached out to part his hair. He instinctively dodged. What are you doing? I'm helping you part your hair this way. It'll cover the bruise. Shunwan felt shy at his gesture. Lin Yujing teased. Otherwise, it'll affect your tough guy image. What can I do with such a deskmate? Their cheerful interaction was noticed by yellow hair sitting behind. Over this month since school started, they kept refreshing their understanding of the school bully. These teenage feelings really come unexpectedly. He was the notorious delinquent in everyone's eyes. Last semester, he nearly beat his deskmate to death and got suspended. After returning to school, he repeated the grade and slept through classes. Surprisingly, he scored first in the grade on the monthly exam. Today, he finally wasn't late and didn't sleep, but kept chatting with his deskmate. The next second, the teacher threw a piece of chalk at him. You came early just to chat with your deskmate? Stand up and listen. Lin Yujing held back her laughter, pretending to be uninvolved. During the class break, the class monitor shared inside information. The monthly exam papers were graded, and someone in the last exam room had cheated, scoring incredibly high. Yellow hair laughed nonstop at how stupid that was. Wonder if it's from our class? However, Lin Yujing and Shunwan were in the last exam room. The whole class stared at them, guessing Lin Yujing was the one copied from, and Shunwan must be the one who copied. Yellow hair realized his mistake and prayed in fear. Then the monitor announced that the homeroom teacher wanted to see them both. Lin Yujing's first thought was whether last night's wall climbing was caught on camera. They went to the biology teacher's office. Lu Fujiang beamed upon seeing them. Such good kids, he said while gripping their hands. I know. You're both concerned about the monthly exam results. At this point, even a 1 to 2 point difference is huge. Lin Yujing felt insulted, wondering if she marked the answer sheet wrong. How could Shunwan and I be on the same level? Then the teacher couldn't hold back anymore and wanted to share the good news. He pulled out the fresh grade rankings. Surprisingly, the school bully Shunwan ranked first, with Lin Yujing second. When she learned the tough guy got first in the grade, she felt like taking 10,000 damage points. This delinquent who fought, skipped class, and slept through lessons got a perfect score in physics. She had stayed up late preparing study materials for him, and even mocked that his physics score was closer to 0 than 30. Was he just pretending during review? Secretly studying after school? The homeroom teacher was called away, and Lin Yujing still couldn't accept this reality. After a long silence, she said 703, then said lifelessly, Shunwan, you did well. The tough guy felt awkward and could only say you did well too. Lin Yujing felt crushed again. Is he mocking my low score? Then she questioned him. How can you score 703 when you sleep through every class? I took a break last semester for some reasons. I've already studied some of the second-year content. Listening to lectures feels like a waste of time compared to self-study. But before his break, he only attended classes for about a week. His way of talking would surely lose him friends. So he suppressed his anger, really not wanting to lose the hard-earned friendship over something as superficial as test scores. A week later, the grade rankings were posted. The school forum's discussion about the monthly exam kept heating up. What's with these times? School bullies aren't just about looks but grades too? Boss Shin and that second place Lin Yujing. They seem to be cheating in the exam room. They must be dating already. Yellow hair, being from their class, had the most say in this. Looking at Lin Yujing's constant gloom, he thought even if they showed signs of becoming a couple before, they're probably close to breaking up now. After the exam results came out, they'd been cold-shouldering each other for a week. Lin Yujing could accept that Shunwan scored better. Shunwan never claimed to be a poor student, but she felt deceived by Shunwan. She had prepared study materials for him and even made a special advertisement to interest this poor student. Yet he got a perfect score in physics. She feared losing her only friend in this city. Many curious people gathered at the door. That's the brave one who's involved with the school bully. Lin Yujing impatiently glanced at them, her eyes full of resentment. They froze in fear. Suddenly, a deep voice from behind said, "Make way." His cold aura kept people away while commanding respect. Because he wasn't just a school bully, but also a top student. This student others thought knew nothing. His deskmate Lin Yujing had tutored him in physics late at night. She had joked that he might score above 30 points. Unexpectedly, he got a perfect score and ranked first in the grade. They'd been cold-shouldering each other for a week over this. That day, Xinwan couldn't help but ask, "Why are you so unhappy?" Lin Yujing avoided answering directly. "What did I do? It's just a monthly exam. You're still angry?" "I have nothing to be angry about. I should be overjoyed." Thanks to teacher Lin's excellent teaching skills, her student got a perfect score in physics. She turned her head away jealously. "You even scored 2 points higher than the teacher." Unexpectedly, the tough guy generously said, "It was just one multiple-choice question. If you don't understand something in the future, I can teach you." She was already angry, but hearing this felt like an insult. Teacher Lin doesn't need your teaching. Just as the atmosphere became awkward, the PE representative rushed in. "Hey, you two top students, want to join the sports meet?" Lin Yujing walked around Xinwan. She asked which events she could participate in. Surprisingly, she didn't choose relay or high jump. Instead, she chose shot put, which she thought would be less tiring. During the following PE class, the PE teacher heard that both the top scorer and runner-up in the grade were from Stone class. He wanted these two top students to step forward, but they hesitated. "Don't be shy. I just want to see what top students look like." Classmates pushed them out of the line. "Oh, they're the best-looking ones in class." The school bully and transfer students stood out in the exam, taking first and second place in the grade. This news spread like wildfire throughout the school. Rumors like school bullies need to be both handsome and smart now, and the school bully is dating the second-place girl. These rumors reached the PE teacher's ears. When he wanted to meet them, they were both hesitant and reluctant to step forward. Finally, their classmates had to push them out, but they stood 800 meters apart, as if bearing some deep grudge. Indeed, they're not just good-looking, but also smart. "Why are you two so shy? It's not like I'm matchmaking." Then the teacher patted Xinjun's shoulder. "You two go get the mats from the equipment room." Lin Yujing ignored him and walked ahead alone. Xinjun followed behind pitifully. Opening the equipment room door, they were shocked by how many mats there were. Xinjun gestured for her to step aside, saying he'd handle it, but she acted like she hadn't heard. She went straight to pull the foam mat, but couldn't move it with her small frame. "This girl is really stubborn. Seems determined to ignore me." Lin Yujing struggled to drag the mat to the door. Unable to watch anymore, Xinjun grabbed her hand, then called out her name. "Lin Yujing, what are you doing?" Unexpectedly, Xinjun apologized to her. He was the tough guy, the one everyone kept their distance from. His attitude remained sincere. He was the school bully everyone thought knew nothing. Yet he ranked first in the monthly exam, making teacher Lin, who had stayed up late preparing study materials for him, feel completely defeated. Lin Yujing hadn't spoken to him for a whole week. Today they were assigned by the PE teacher to get equipment. Xinjun couldn't help but grab her hand and say sorry. Lin Yujing was flustered. "Why are you suddenly apologizing?" Xinjun held her hand tighter. "I don't know why you're unhappy." Hearing this, Lin Yujing let go of the foam mat. "Yeah, why am I unhappy? If you don't know, then why apologize?" Their eyes met, neither seeming to think they were wrong. The next second, Xinjun released her hand, then said with a pitiful expression, "It's because you're unhappy. What can I do?" Then he sulked alone, feeling wronged. Actually, Lin Yujin herself didn't know why she was angry. He didn't intentionally deceive me. He wasn't hiding anything either. The next second he stepped forward and asked, "Do you know why you scored 2 points higher than me?" Xinjun didn't know what he was up to. "Why?" "Because you're 2 points better than me." After saying that, he ran away happily, then turned back with a commanding tone, angrily grabbed the mat. Xinjun was surprised. They made up just like that. Then the two of them, one after another, carried stacks of foam mats to the center of the playground. Today, boys will practice push-ups, girls will practice sit-ups. Then the teacher called Lin Yujing. "I heard you two are desk mates. Why don't you help him?" He was seen as an unruly school bully in everyone's eyes. Yet he topped the monthly grade exam, leaving teacher Lin, who stayed up late preparing review materials for him, in the dust. Finally, the two made up during PE class, but their closeness sparked dating rumors around campus. The PE teacher, seeing that both were top students and desk mates, suggested Lin Yujing help supervise the exercise. 30 push-ups, and every single one must be perfect. If they're not standard, you can flick his forehead. Hearing this, weakness and helplessness could be seen in the school bully's eyes. I'll leave the rest to you. Don't go easy on him. Yes, teacher. So Lin Yujing rolled up her sleeves, ready to supervise. Shun Jun pitifully squatted down according to the steps. Then Lin Yujing squinted at him with a smile. Classmate Shun, let's begin. The next day, the class had 2 students score 700 points. The news reached other teachers' ears. I heard those 2 top students in your class are desk mates. The homeroom teacher proudly praised the 2 children. It's fake. They chose their seats themselves when they enrolled. Their energies match well. They study particularly well together. Then teachers from other classes said, now the top students are very popular on the school forum. There's even fanfiction about them. What's fanfiction? Then meaningfully warned that boys and girls sitting together could lead to problems. Teacher Lu panicked after hearing this, thinking those 2 kids only cared about studying. They couldn't be dating early. But upon opening the school's forum, it was full of rumors about the 2. Even the homeroom teacher couldn't bear to look. He randomly clicked on a post. Comrades, the top student's romance is confirmed. It turns out to be their sweet interaction during PE class. While the boss was doing push-ups, next to him was his desk mate Lin Yujing. The original video was attached above. The teacher was shocked. Lin Yujing was supervising. In the video, Shinjun didn't dare slack off during push-ups. If slightly imperfect, Lin Yujing would flick his head. With a pa sound, she really put force into it. The scene was playful. He was laughing. They were laughing sweetly on the playground. The homeroom teacher felt their relationship had become too close. It was time to talk with them. Girls are more sensitive. Better talk to Shinjun first. Just as rumors spread about the school bully and his desk mate on the school network, he turned around and waltzed with a senior boy in public. Unexpectedly, the school bully likes BL so much. After PE class, the video of Shinjun and Lin Yujing spread online. Du, a senior friend, came to check out the gossip. Let's see what the school forum says about how happy the study boss looks. Shinjun looked helplessly at this gullible idiot. Then he eagerly followed behind Shinjun. Do you know your desk mate is quite famous now? Don't you want to know why? Why? Because our school bully's flirting is too obvious. What were all those moves in the exam room? Still desk mates? Then he analyzed the current situation. If you keep being this obvious, teachers might separate you. Then you'll only be able to gaze at each other from opposite corners. You'll cry then. Shinjun picked up a can of cola and replied seriously. I wasn't flirting. You think everyone in the last exam room was blind. People just don't like studying. They're not stupid. Then reminded him, boys shouldn't drink too much cola. Be careful of becoming frigid. The next second, Shinjun kicked out at him. Shut up. The blonde from their class raised his hand to signal. He had just been to the administration office and accidentally heard the homeroom teacher say that Shinjun and Lin Yujing weren't a good match. They might really separate your seats. He heard this and was displeased, politely thanked the blonde. No problem. I'm just a righteous partner serving my classmates. At this time, his good friend chose to sacrifice himself for his brother's happiness. He grabbed Shinjun's hand, making him lose balance instantly. They seemed to be waltzing in the corridor. The next second, their eyes met as they were pressed against the wall corner. Passing students were shocked. What are they doing? Then they all started taking photos. The school bully really likes BL. His good friend leaned in and said, Brother, I've helped you this far. Then whoosh, disappeared into the crowd, leaving Shunjun alone in the corner, angry and embarrassed. Just you wait. He was the tough guy everyone kept their distance from, yet got his head flicked by a girl in PE class. The video was posted on the school network, sparking rumors again. The homeroom teacher saw the video and thought they were experiencing puppy love. Lin Yujing, still unaware of the rumors, sat alone daydreaming in the classroom, thinking if she was too harsh on Shunjun during PE. If someone squatted next to me flicking my head, I'd slam their head into the ground. Just then, Shunjun returned to his seat. Seeing his tired and gloomy face, Lin Yujing panicked. Was I too much during PE? She looked at Shinjun with remorse, then guiltily asked him, did I hit too hard? But let me explain, I really didn't mean to. It wasn't out of anger either. The PE teacher told me to do it. Shinjun burst out laughing. What are you laughing at? I'm telling the truth. Shinjun looked at her, his lips curling up involuntarily. I know you didn't mean it, and it didn't hurt. Lin Yujing looked at him shyly. Really not angry? Just then, a classmate came to notify that the homeroom teacher summoned Shinjun to the office. Why do you look like someone who's been harassed? What's this? Little desk maid's gotten brave, daring to talk to the tough guy like that. But thinking about their rumors on the school network, worried they might not be deskmates anymore. Do you want to see? Words stopped at his lips. Lin Yujing didn't know what to look at. He stood up to go to the office. Why are you leaving mid-sentence? Shinjun gently patted her head, deciding to check the situation first, then smiled at her. I'll tell you when I get back. Lin Yujing's cheeks instantly turned red. What's he doing? The school bully just had rumors with his female deskmate, then turned around and wall-pinned a male student in the corridor, making the school bully's love life mysterious on the school network. The homeroom teacher couldn't tell if he liked boys or girls. Early in the morning, there was explosive news on the school network. Boss's breakup confirmed. Wall-pinned his best friend in the corner. Netizens were eating up this gossip. The homeroom teacher scratched his head bald, couldn't understand what was wrong with kids these days. The next second, Shinjun appeared behind him, startling the teacher. You called me? The embarrassing wall-pin scene appeared on the teacher's screen. Then he thought carefully. Asked Shinjun if he wanted to date girls. Then quickly backtracked. Teacher, doesn't mean anything by it. Just want to understand kids your age. Unexpectedly, Seongnan's wall-pin move really worked, instantly resolving the teacher's doubts. Thinking the crisis was averted, Shinjun smiled brightly. Teacher Liu, dating would affect my studies. At these words, the teacher was shocked, unsure if he meant no dating at all or just not dating girls. As long as he had no such intentions, that was fine. So he relaxed and let him return to class. Back in class, he saw the PE representative shouting at his seat, yelling at Lin Yujing to sign up for more events at the sports meet. Just sign up for both discus and javelin. Lin Yujing helplessly said, Do I look like someone who throws discus? But you signed up for shot put. That's because I'm slow at sprinting, can't finish long distance. Shot put seems less tiring. But Shinjun couldn't stand his noise. You weren't slow when hitting me. Finally, Lin Yujing couldn't resist his persistence and decided to add javelin, moving the PE representative to tears. Seeing Shinjun walk in from the corner of her eye, she smiled. The PE representative didn't dare say more. Little Lin Yujing, I'll take my leave. Before finishing his words, he had already vanished from sight. She was the gentle fairy in everyone's eyes. But when fighting, she had inflatable muscles that could take down a 1.8-meter tall man. The PE representative wanted her to sign up for discus, but she was completely unwilling. What were you thinking, making a delicate girl sign up for discus? She didn't even know what a discus looked like. At this time, Shinjun asked about her weight. Didn't he know you shouldn't ask a girl's weight? Shinjun was just curious. With her small frame, signing up for shot put, would she throw the shot, or would the shot throw her? Lin Yujing felt indignant at being underestimated. Then she straightened up and started bragging, proudly boasting she could take on 10 people alone. Shinjun couldn't help but laugh. Like with inflatable muscles? How did he know? Did he see it? Shinjun broke into a cold sweat. Oops, he accidentally let it slip. When she took down Brother Jian, she didn't know he was watching from behind. Lin Yujing asked, Did you see everything? Shinjun didn't hide it, saying he saw everything then. Lin Yujing felt she had no fairy-like image left in front of him. Even her last facade had been completely stripped away. Seeing her silence, Shinjun's heart trembled. Would she silence him for knowing this secret? The next second, he spoke about getting beaten again. Whatever I've seen, it's too late to maintain a good image in front of me. Thinking how she had beaten the school bully twice. What image was there to maintain? The peaceful persona was thoroughly shattered. Helplessly, she gave up. Fine, that's just how I am. The bowl-cut kid behind them watched them getting closer, feeling quite anxious. During last period's break, he was called to the teacher's office. The teacher was worried whether the two were dating, so he was asked to investigate their relationship. On the school forum, rumors spread about the school bully and his deskmate. The teacher worried about puppy love and talked with the school bully. After indirect questioning, there was still no concrete evidence. So, he arranged for the bowl-cut kid behind them to investigate their relationship. During break time, Bowl-cut played games with Lin Yujing. A good opportunity to investigate came up. Bowl-cut Cut casually chatted with her. I heard a girl at the nearby school got in trouble for dating her deskmate. Lin Yujing acted like it had nothing to do with her. Bold Cut exaggerated. Heard that guy was school idol level handsome, the type that makes hearts flutter. Lin Yujing pointed at her deskmate Shin Jun. Could he be more handsome than my deskmate? Hearing this, Shin Jun slightly raised his head. Bold Cut absolutely agreed about the school bully's looks. Who could be more handsome than our boss? Lin Yujing responded. If even my super handsome deskmate doesn't make my heart flutter, what could? At this moment, game victory. She laid her phone on the desk. Won again, boring. Men only slow down my sword speed. Their conversation was heard by Shin Jun, who was pretending to sleep. Now old Lu should be relieved. Just then, Lin Yujing's phone rang. Her brows suddenly furrowed. It was her stepmother calling again and again. Having not been home for 2 weeks, it wasn't appropriate to keep delaying. So on the weekend, she dragged her luggage back to her stepmother's house. As soon as she entered, she saw her brother sitting in the living room with their parents. That grumpy face again. Better to avoid trouble. So she decided to quietly go upstairs, not provoking him. Unexpectedly, her brother called out, "Hey!" The next second, he tossed an orange over. Without time to think, she caught it immediately. It was an orange, but her brother was still coldly playing with his phone. Though he cared, he always acted so tsundere. I understand the girl. Witnessing her parents' marriage fall apart. Unloved by either parent, she moved to her stepmother's house with her father. But living under someone else's roof always made her feel suffocated. Unknowingly, her deskmate's tattoo shop became her sanctuary. Since the last argument with her father, she hadn't been home for 2 weeks. Today, her stepmother prepared a lavish dinner for them. I heard Xiaoyu ranked second in the grade. Must be first in your class, right? Then the stepmother mentioned that when transferring schools, she wanted to put her in a better class, but her father didn't allow it. If sent to class 1, surrounded by good students, Xiaoyu's grades could be even better. Mentioning the second place hit her again. I'm also second in our class. The first-ranked student is also in our class. So please don't worry too much. Class 1 students don't score as high as us. There's nothing to learn from them. At these words, the stepmother looked embarrassed. Her father couldn't stand it anymore. He slammed the table. What kind of attitude is this? Your aunt cares about you, and now you look down on her? Can't handle your high and mighty attitude. I'm just telling the truth. It's not my fault if ordinary people can't score better than our class. Her father was speechless. As the family conflict was about to escalate, her brother quickly said he was full. Lin Yujing followed suit and retreated. Her father suddenly frowned. Lin Yujing, come to my room tonight. We need to talk. Back in her room, she shut herself on the balcony. This suffocating home, she didn't want to stay a second longer. Just then, a class group message popped up. The PE representative reminded about next week's sports meet. Don't forget to bring snacks. After receiving the message, she decided to go downstairs to buy some snacks. But unconsciously, she ended up at Shun Jun's tattoo shop. So she texted the boss, "What time does your studio close?" When she learned it wasn't closed, she suddenly became happy like a child. Then Shin Jun extended an invitation. Come over. Used to playing the tough guy sleeping in class. Never thought he'd look so handsome when working seriously. Just after arguing with father, that house was unbearable even for a minute. Unconsciously, she came to Shun Jun's studio again. In this city, he was the only friend she could confide in. Knowing he was still in the shop, Lin Yujing knocked on the studio door. Shin Jun opened the door, asking her to wait inside as he was in the middle of a tattoo session. Lin Yujing instinctively worried if she would disturb him. Shin Jun took the snacks from her hand. I'll be quick. She was curious about what he was tattooing. Can I take a look? After getting permission, she looked at the sleeve-tattooed boy inside, who waved at her enthusiastically. Shin Jun put on his mask and gestured him not to move. Then he put on special gloves and began working. He carefully drew the exquisite totem on the skin, as if creating a unique piece of art. The room was so quiet, only breathing could be heard. Used to seeing him sleeping in class, this was the first time seeing him so serious. Lin Yujing unconsciously swallowed. This tiny sound made Shun Jun look up at her. Startled, Lin Yujing immediately ducked outside. What's wrong with me? Was I just drooling? Then she sat on the sofa, gulping cola to cool down. Better think about fried chicken than men. 15 minutes later, Shin Jun put down the tattoo needle. His work was done. Then he explained the aftercare instructions. The boy pointed at Lin Yujing outside and asked, "Is that your girlfriend?" He shook his head. No, would be his answer. Before leaving, the boy couldn't help but look back several times. Lin Yujing looked at the new artwork, praising so cool. The boy misunderstood she was complimenting him. Thanks, sister. You're beautiful too. Seeing their ambiguous exchange, Shun-jun slammed the table, then glared fiercely at the boy, as if warning him, I'm leaving right now. Surprisingly, she had already drunk 4 cans of cola in this short time. Though it was just cola, she collapsed on the sofa. Shun-jun couldn't control his jealousy, asking why she called him brother so naturally. But I don't know what else to call him. Would handsome sound too flirtatious? Jealousy written all over Shun-jun's face. Isn't calling him brother flirtatious? Lin Yujing thought calling brother showed obedience and politeness. Then why aren't you polite to me? Unexpectedly, she ignored him and continued opening another cola. Shun-jun got a bit angry, trying to wake her up. The next second, Lin Yujing handed him cola and called him brother. It was the first time hearing her call him that. Shun-jun's Adam's apple bobbed. The corners of his mouth unconsciously turned upward. Am I flirting, brother? Late at night, the girl crawled into his tent. She took up the tattoo pen and tattooed Ohm's law on him. Just as he was about to explode in anger, the girl slowly moved closer to him. Don't you like it? After the monthly exam, to celebrate the students' excellent results, the homeroom teacher took everyone camping in the suburbs. Watermelon Head pointed at the stars in the sky, suggesting, let's play truth or dare. He had accumulated many mischievous questions, perfect timing to deal with his deskmate. Lin Yujing, who had drunk alcoholic juice, was already slightly tipsy and probably couldn't react to the game properly. Watermelon Head spun the pointer. Congratulations, lucky sister, you got truth. Watermelon Head asked his prepared question. Is there someone here you like? Her first thought was her deskmate, but how could she say it out loud? Since they were playing the game, they had to follow the rules. Classmates started whispering. We must hear it from her own mouth. The next second, Lin Yujing raised her juice. Of course I like someone, our teacher Liu. He worked so hard for our class and even brought us camping. How can you not like such a teacher? Well, technically there was nothing wrong with that answer, but it wasn't interesting. After speaking, she fell asleep snoring. Shun-jun looked at her cute appearance, his lips curving unconsciously. Students played until late, and the teacher reminded them to rest early as they had mountain climbing tomorrow. Perhaps because everyone drank too much in the evening, Shun-jun quickly fell into dreamland. But sounds of a tattoo pen came from outside the tent. Lin Yujing sneaked into his tent and lifted his clothes. Shun-jun suddenly opened his eyes. What are you doing? She acted cute, asking him not to shout. I'll tattoo something important on you. Then Ohm's law appeared on his abs. Shun-jun's blood pressure instantly rose to 240. He was about to explode in anger. Lin Yujing slowly moved closer to him. Don't you like it, brother? The distance grew shorter, extinguishing his anger. Shun-jun's Adam's apple bobbed. He quietly reached out and pulled her into his arms. Don't you know it's dangerous to keep calling me that? Shun-jun looked down at her eyes, bright as stars twinkling in the night sky. Then he gently kissed her lips. The next second, Lin Yujing's loud shout woke him up. Deskmate Shun-jun sat up abruptly, completely confused. Lin Yujing had prepared her hiking gear and was squatting outside the tent. Teacher asked me to tell you it's time to go, so it was all just a dream. Looking at her blushing cheeks, Lin Yujing asked, is it too stuffy in the tent? Were you doing something inappropriate just now? Shun-jun angrily chased her out. I need to change clothes. I understand, young people. Right after arguing with her father, she came to her deskmate's studio to drink away her sorrows, then kept calling brother late into the night. The street-smart brother had no idea what to do with this drunk girl. Seeing Lin Yujing drunk and tipsy, Shun-jun grabbed her drink and turned to leave. Drink if you want, I'll drink alone. Unexpectedly, she brought warm water. Drink this. That hoarse voice made Lin Yujing suddenly freeze. The next second, she raised her glass. What were you secretly doing just now? Then tugged at his sleeve, repeatedly calling brother. Shun-jun's heart was pounding. This time he didn't dodge, sat down with her, then calmly pointed at her drink. Lin Yujing obediently let go of her alcohol. The next second, he poured it all out, then filled it with warm water and handed it to her. Do you think I'm stupid? Are you trying to fool me? Then she started bragging. I, Lin Yujing, can drink endlessly. I came here to drink with you. You weren't here yet. How could I get drunk first? Shun-jun wondered why she'd come drinking so late. Don't you know girls shouldn't drink alone with guys? After much consideration, she finally confirmed Shun-jun was male. Then she pulled out carefully selected snacks from her pocket. She took out those drunken peanuts, saying Shun-jun liked these. He really had no way to deal with her. The street-smart brother had never been so patient with anyone. He helped open the peanuts. Here, eat. Want some more water? He had never taken care of anyone before, especially not a drunk girl. But Lin Yujing kept eating and calling brother. Then she moved closer, looking at him lovingly with her sparkling eyes. "Brother, has anyone ever told you how handsome you look when doing tattoos?" Hearing this, Shun Jun blushed. Unexpectedly, he seriously replied, "Well, has anyone told you how cutely you call people when you're drunk?" Looking at her rosy little face, Shun Jun completely broke down. Having no choice. "All right, bring out the alcohol. I can probably still drink 2 or 3 cans clearly." But Shin Jun thought she looked drunk already. The next second, Lin Yujing walked steadily to splash cold water on her face in the bathroom. He really didn't know how long this carefree girl would stay. Soon she returned to the living room, then climbed onto the sofa, patting her shoulder. "Go to sleep." Unloved by both parents, he moved to his stepmother's house with his father. His father, who never cared about him, only cared about his own face. Hearing he ranked second in the grade, his face immediately dropped. This home was truly unbearable even for a minute. So he came to his deskmate's studio to drink away his sorrows. Then, drunk, he climbed onto Shun Jun's sofa to sleep. He curled up next to Shin Jun. Shin Jun was pushed aside. Watching him lying there messily, Shin Jun became somewhat angry, but he was sleeping like a pig, even snoring. The next second, the street-smart brother kicked the coffee table, then gritted his teeth and shouted, "Lin Yujing." Unexpectedly, she pitifully curled up on the sofa. "Are you going to kick me out?" Seeing her like this, he had to suppress his anger and told her, "The bedroom has fresh sheets. Bathroom has disposable toiletries." She suddenly sat up, feeling the propriety between men and women. "I'm not that kind of person. How can I sleep in a man's bed? Does a man's bed also affect your first impression?" Unexpectedly, she secretly thought sleeping in his bed meant taking responsibility. This statement shocked the street-smart brother. The next second he said, "I'll even have to wash the sheets for you." Then she obediently went to take a hot shower. Her body stretched freely in the warm water. She closed her eyes, enjoying the shower. Now she seemed sober, thinking she might have gone too far while drunk. Just didn't want to go home. Shin Jun didn't say anything. It seemed only with him could she be willful. In her mind, the word for him was indulgent. Worried he'd discover it, Lin Yujing quickly wiped those 2 words clean, then tiptoed away in a hurry. After arguing with her father, she came to her deskmate's place to drink. Then, drunk, she refused to leave. The street-smart brother commanded her to get up. Lin Yujing obediently went to wash up, then walked out of the bathroom wearing oversized slippers. She wiped her wet hair. Surprisingly, the street-smart brother who slept in class was studying late at night. Seeing her approach, Shin Jun quickly closed his book. "Go to sleep. Are you doing homework?" The next second he tapped her head. "Of course, little girl, I do study. I can handle test papers." But Lin Yujing didn't feel younger. "We're only a year apart." "What little girl? If you started school at 6, I'm 2 years older." Then still, with a big brother tone, he lectured her. "Just go to sleep. Don't drink so much in the future just because you can hold your liquor. And stop calling everyone brother." Watching him go to grade papers, she dimmed the room's lights. She really was a carefree girl. In her dreams, she recalled her first drink was stolen from home. That day she ranked first in grade, excitedly showing her mother the results, expecting praise. Unexpectedly, her mother raised her arm. In a rage, knocked over the globe on the table, hitting her leg. "Get lost, don't bother me." She was thrown out along with her report card. Her mother's sudden outburst traumatized her young heart. She ran out crying with her backpack, then grabbed a bottle of Ramana copyright Ikani white wine from the cabinet. Went to her friend Lu Jiayang's house to drink away sorrows. Later she learned that day was Lin Ji and her father's wedding anniversary. She dejectedly told her friend she didn't want to be Lin Yujing anymore. Her friend consoled her. "You can't decide who you are, you just have to be who you are." Since that drunk episode, she always thought she could handle alcohol well. Today was just a few beers, not enough to cloud her mind. After tidying up, Shinwan finally relieved his fatigue and went for a hot shower. But the small footprints in the bathroom caught his attention. It was Lin Yujing. Her image suddenly appeared in his mind. This damned, guilty feeling. To avoid talking with her father, she ran to her deskmate's studio to drink. The next day she woke up early, thinking her deskmate Shun Wan would still be sleeping. Decided to buy breakfast for her to thank her for the stay. After buying breakfast, sure enough, she hadn't stirred. So she quietly placed the breakfast on the coffee table, folded the blanket, and left a note. After tidying up, she prepared to go home for her luggage. At this time, Uncle Meng should still be asleep, so she sneaked into her stepmother's house. Unexpectedly, her brother discovered her coming downstairs with a water glass. She first stretched lazily, saying the air outside was nice, then did a split, saying brother never runs usually. Her usually cold brother told her to pack up, he'd take her to school, explaining it was just on his way. She understood this sunder a brother, then followed him, constantly flattering him with "thank you, brother." Just then her stepmother and father woke up and saw this scene, surprised to see the two children getting along so well. At 7 a.m., she was the first to arrive at the classroom. Suddenly her phone kept ringing. It was her old schoolmate sending greetings. "G-May, has your sports meet started? Brother wants to skip class and visit you. Haven't met for a long time. Really miss you. Perfect time to see our class beauty. Has her beauty level increased after these months?" At this time, Shinjun also arrived early to class. Found her chatting there, grinning from ear to ear. Suddenly felt jealous. Even when walking to her side, she showed no reaction. Never seen her smile so happily before. Knocked on the desk the next second to show displeasure. Why is he looking at me so fiercely early in the morning? Shinwon never expected. After staying at his home for one night, the thoughtful desk mate who even bought him breakfast would be chatting so enthusiastically with someone over the phone at school. At that moment, he felt sour. Knocked on the desk hard twice. Lin Yujing instinctively stood up, but showed no intention of acknowledging him. Cast a resentful glance at her, wondering who she was chatting with so happily early morning. That bright smile looked particularly irritating, so he fidgeted with his pen irritably, silently brooding. Yesterday, while staying over, she called him brother. Now she won't even look at him. Suddenly, Lin Yujing looked up and called him. "Hey Shinwan, for the number 8 school sports meet, can outsiders get in?" "What? Is that all you're asking me this early?" "Should be possible. Security isn't strict. Just wear a school uniform and you can get in." Hearing this, Lin Yujing suddenly became coy. "Hey Shin, could I borrow your school uniform for that day?" Shinwan's pen-spinning hand paused. Suddenly felt this expression meant nothing good. Instinctively asked what for. Lin Yujing felt somehow guilty. "Actually, a friend wants to come. Want to borrow your clothes to wear. We'll return it once inside." "A friend? Is it a male? Has your brain short-circuited?" "Of course it's a guy. If it was a girl, I could just wear mine." Shinwan felt immediately upset. Frowning, he questioned word by word. "Borrowing my clothes for another guy to wear?" Lin Yujing was a bit bold, didn't see any problem borrowing clothes from Shinwan. But his tone somehow sounded like being deceived by a gold digger. Even imagined him tearfully complaining, "Using my hard-earned money to spend on other men. No, what's all this nonsense? I'm just borrowing clothes." But Shinwan showed no intention of letting it go. Instead, leaned closer staring at her, asking unblinkingly, "Is that so?" Though not too close, Lin Yujing still felt guilty under his stare. Hadn't noticed last night, but his face somehow had an enchanting quality. She cleared her throat, pretending to be calm. "If you won't lend it, fine. I can borrow from others." But just as she called out, her little head was forcefully turned back by him. "I didn't say I wouldn't. Why borrow? From others. I thought you wouldn't want to lend it since handsome guys usually have issues." He could understand that people have their quirks, but didn't expect him to have so many unusual ones. He sat back down, admitting he wasn't really willing. "But if you beg me, say something nice, maybe I'll be in a good mood and lend it to you." This casual teasing manner, in Lin Yujing's eyes, was indeed quite alluring. Suddenly his heart started racing, cheeks unconsciously burning. First time feeling this way in his life. Could it be because he was too close to him last night? Had his handsome guy defense system failed? Frustratedly banging his head, even feeling like a naive girl being teased by a playboy. Time passed, and the next day arrived. As soon as Lin Yujing arrived at the classroom, she saw neatly folded uniforms on the desk. Wanted to thank him, but found he was still catching up on sleep. Just then, her blonde male bestie messaged, notifying his baby daughter that daddy would come with his beloved son, Lu Jiang. Lin Yujing impatiently replied, "Get lost, though," but still secretly counted on her fingers. Number 8 school usually gives 2 sets of uniforms. Shinwan took a year off, so he should have 4 sets of uniforms. So she stared at him next door with sparkling eyes. Sensing her gaze, Shinwan couldn't sleep at all. Raised his head slightly, meeting the girl's beautiful eyes. "Hey Shin, your other set of senior year uniform. Could you lend that to me too?" This time he was truly angry. The ungrateful deskmate who stayed at his house yesterday ignored him early morning, chatting enthusiastically with others. Even wanted to borrow his uniform for that guy. Not just 1, but 2 sets. So angry he couldn't focus on his books. Sat up straight facing the girl, decided to get things clear once and for all. Lin Yujing, how many friends do you have? His question somehow made her feel like being caught cheating. Instinctively swore, that's all, just these 2 friends. But Xinhuan kept staring at her intently, seemingly unsatisfied with the answer. Suddenly she had an idea, leaned in obediently, adding, but now I have you too. Thought she had answered perfectly. But why did he still remain so unmoved? Though it sounds cheesy, I really do consider you a brother. Think about it, me, the great Lin Yujing, took 2 years to barely accept those 2 idiots as my minions. But with you, I've known you for just 2 months and already consider you a brother. At this rate, before high school graduation, the kids would already be running around. No way, you perverted girl. Stop lusting after Shun's good looks. Shun, will you lend me your uniform, please? Xinhuan silently stared at her for a while. Suddenly felt if he didn't turn away, his heartbeat would echo through the whole classroom. Although lending the uniform annoyed him. But what could he do? He chose to spoil her. After adjusting his breathing, he forced composure and uttered a single okay. This doting tone was something Lin Yujing never expected. Soon came the sports meet day. Although they had to wake up earlier than usual, everyone was unusually excited since there were no classes or studying. A big red banner hung in front of the class. Mountain Tigers, Water Dragons, Class 10, Grade 2, Hidden Dragons, and Crouching Tigers. Lin Yujing's evaluation was simple, super lame. When she learned the class marching slogan, she realized her earlier evaluation was premature. Burning Passion Years, Stone Class Unmatched. Obviously thought up by that idiot with the chrysanthemum head. Secretly pulled the teacher aside. About being the class flag bearer you mentioned before, I've thought it through. I, Lin Yujing, will gladly serve the class. Initially, when the homeroom teacher asked her, Lin Yujing refused. She wasn't particularly interested in being in the spotlight. But as long as she didn't have to say those stupid slogans, carrying a flag wasn't a big deal. Just a bit cold. Suddenly, a pink-haired girl appeared and deliberately bumped into her. Then glared at Lin Yujing, telling her to get out of the way. If not for these restrictive clothes, she would have fought back with her usual temper. The PE rep saw and ran over. Lin Yujing told him she was fine, just confused why that girl had such hostility towards her. The PE rep laughed. Before you came, Wenzi was the class beauty. She was the flag bearer last year. Now you've stolen her spotlight. Of course she hates you. Just for this? Is this number 8 school's Wang Yiba or Xiaozhan? The opening ceremony starts at 7 o'clock. Then there's half an hour of boring speeches. Flag-raising ceremony at 7:30. Xinhuan arrived at 7:20, timing it perfectly. Not only avoiding the embarrassing lineup, but not missing the grand flag-raising ceremony. Lazily looked around, searching for his class. Then, immediately spotted Lin Yujing at the front of the line. The homeroom teacher was anxious, urging her to get in line quickly. Xinhuan still walked unhurriedly towards the class. When he reached Lin Yujing, he could clearly feel her shivering from the cold. Finally reaching the last row, he couldn't help but lean forward to look at the front again and again. The girl's thin figure reflected in his eyes made his heart ache. Hey besties, if this episode isn't sweet, you get your money back. At the number 8 school sports meet, to avoid the stupid slogans thought up by Chrysanthemum Head, Lin Yujing accepted the teacher's flag-bearing assignment. However, this decision caused dissatisfaction from classmate Wenzi Hui. Because before little Jean came to number 8 school, she was always the class beauty in charge of flag-bearing. Lin Yujing was helpless, wondering if number 8 school had Wang Yiba or Xiaozhan. It's just holding a flag, who knows if it's even worth showing off. But if this wind continues, she'll get rheumatism. Finally enduring until the opening ceremony ended. The girl went against the crowd, wanting to return to her seat to put on Shun Jun's uniform. But on the stairs, she encountered that pink-haired girl again. When they met, Wenzi Hui unexpectedly shoved her hard to the side. Lin Yujing lost her balance, accidentally stepping on a can on the stairs. The next second her foot slipped, she tumbled heavily down the stairs. Her calf scraped against the ground, causing a tearing pain. The skirt was torn, ripped up to mid-thigh. Wenzi Hui hadn't expected this accident either. She covered her mouth in shock and screamed. Many students gathered around after hearing her scream. Lin Yujing lay on the ground in pain, looking miserable. Just then, a tall figure pushed Wenzi Hui aside and rushed over. Before little Jean could react, a large school uniform was draped over her, giving her a touch of warmth in the cold autumn day. Sure enough, it was Xinhuan's handsome face up close. The clothes still had a faint tobacco smell, so he had been secretly smoking earlier. The head teacher also arrived promptly. anxiously asking if Lin Yujing was hurt badly. Seeing blood seeping from her ankle, he immediately ordered Shun Wan to carry her to the infirmary, which the delinquent boy obediently agreed to. But since everyone was watching, and there were already rumors about them at school, she gritted her teeth and told Shinjun, "Just help me walk, that's enough." He couldn't persuade Lin Yujing otherwise, so like a knight, he supported the girl to stand up, reaching behind her. He embraced her and zipped up the school uniform. Finally, he thoughtfully smoothed her long hair. "With all these stairs, you really plan to hop down on one foot?" The girl leaned her forehead on his shoulder, her voice weak with pain, softly asking Shin Wan, "Be my crutch, please?" The boy felt heartache. "I could even be your wheelchair, but you won't let me." And so, under the watchful eyes of the onlookers, they limped out of the stadium together. As soon as they got out, Shinwan told her to put her arms around his neck. He lifted her up, explaining, "At your speed, tomorrow's sports meet would be over before we reach the infirmary." The girl's face turned red with embarrassment, but still teased, "Is this really what you call a wheelchair? Doesn't seem quite right to me." Shinwan looked at her, confused. "Then what would you call it?" Lin Yujing thought for a moment. "I think it's more like a crane." Her expression when she said this was just like an injured little fox. Coming back to his senses, the delinquent's face turned unusually red. The compromising Galaxy girl said, "Fine, then you're a crane." The feared delinquent had now transformed into a flower protector. When his deskmate fell, he not only rushed to help immediately, but he even held her intimately. The sudden princess, Carrie, made Lin Yu extremely flustered. Who could have imagined that the school bully, who once nearly beat his deskmate to death, had now become her personal crane? And he seemed to be enjoying it immensely. However, when they arrived at the infirmary, there wasn't anyone there. They were probably at the stadium looking after the athletes. "Should we wait here for a while?" But Lin Yujing's alarming injuries made Shen Wan unable to wait at all, especially the scrape on her calf. If not treated properly, it could leave a scar. But wait, Songnan's words suddenly flashed through his mind. "Your deskmate's legs are finished this year." Even so, he quietly sat down beside the girl, trying to hide his reddened face behind his bangs. Carefully removing her shoes, Lin Yusin was stunned. She hadn't expected him to actually do this. He completely ignored the girl's small protests and carefully began treating her wounds, gently telling her not to move. It would be done soon. The girl's face turned bright red, thinking that she, the mighty Lin Yu, shouldn't be fazed by such a small injury. "I won't move anyway, okay?" But before she could finish speaking, the alcohol-soaked cotton touched her calf wound. The pain almost made her pass out. Shinwan asked slowly, "Does it hurt?" Though tears welled up in her eyes from pain, she stubbornly insisted, No, it doesn't hurt. I can't feel anything." Shinwan tentatively continued, but judging from the little cat's bristling reaction, saying it didn't hurt was clearly a lie. He chuckled, "You really are a little liar." The irritable little cat bristled again. She defended herself indignantly. "This is called bravery. If this were during the war, I would definitely be a fearless heroine." He chuckled, "I've never seen a heroine who trips on flat ground. You just know everything, don't you?" Lin Yujin pouted, looking unconvinced. Then Shun Wan leaned closer to her and seriously cautioned, "Be careful next time. I just took my eyes off you for a moment." The way he said it made him sound like a guardian, so she cleared her throat and reminded him, "Shun, we've only known each other for a few months. Why do you talk like I've always been in your sight? After all, for the past 16 years, I didn't even know your name." Shinwan put the tweezers back with a straight face. "Well, now you know, and you better remember it from now on." What did he mean by that? Was he suggesting she should stay with him forever? No way. That's impossible. "Stay calm, Lin Yujin." After taking a deep breath, she smiled and deliberately asked, "Excuse me, student, what's your name?" It was obvious she was playing dumb to hide her embarrassment. So Shunwan played along. "Have you forgotten me already? At the start of school, who was it that desperately begged me to be their father?" Damn, why did he bring that up again? What to do when your desk mate is bullied? Of course, the school bully would call the person out for a friendly chat. Just because she stole the spotlight from the arts committee member at the sports meet, Lin Yujing was pushed down the stairs, falling and getting covered in blood. Thankfully, the delinquent helped treat her wounds. When she came back after changing clothes, the pain had mostly subsided. Song Jiming quickly came to greet her. "Lil Jean, are you okay?" Lin Yujin told him not to worry. "It's just some scratches. It'll heal in a few days. As she spoke, she looked around, finding neither Shun Wan nor Wen Zihue. Song Jiming approached with a knowing look. Don't you know? The school bully just called Wen Zihue away. Judging from the boss's expression, things weren't looking good for the arts committee member. Lin Yujing wasn't sure if this fool was telling the truth, but Xinwan calling Wen Zihue out was something she never expected. Without a word, she got up and headed in the direction Song Jiming pointed. Though grateful that Shun Wan would stand up for her, she didn't want the delinquent to get into any more trouble because of her. Meanwhile, in the gymnasium, before Shun Wan could speak, the young girl was already crying her eyes out, sobbing while apologizing to him. I'm sorry, I was just angry and wanted to bump into Lin Yujing. I never thought she would step on the bottle and fall. Shun, I really didn't mean to. The girl cried so miserably that Shun Wan was momentarily at a loss for words. Despite his notorious reputation, with everyone keeping their distance, he himself was completely unaware of it. He even thought of himself as just a good-tempered, low-key high school student. He considered himself reasonable and didn't believe in solving problems with violence, especially when dealing with girls. He originally didn't want to interfere in girls' affairs, but seeing his desk mate with teary eyes, yet claiming it didn't hurt, his heart ached and he couldn't stand it. His cold gaze fell on Wen Zihue. So why did you bump into her? Actually, Wen Zihue was just jealous of Lin Yujing. She used to be the most beautiful and eye-catching class flower. But everything changed after Lin Yujing arrived. She was not only beautiful, but had long legs and good grades. While admiring her ability to be the school bully's deskmate, she also felt a bit envious. Envious that she could get close to the legendary boss so quickly. She stole her spotlight in class. She thought the teacher would still ask her to hold the sign at the sports meet, but Lin Yujing took that too. Even though she had refused the homeroom teacher that day, yet somehow on the sports meet day, she mysteriously agreed. So she grew more and more irritated with Lin Yujing. So she impulsively decided to teach her a lesson. Xinwan was speechless. Over such a trivial matter, his dear desk mate ended up in such a state. He really couldn't understand. I don't want to get involved in conflicts between girls, but I can't stand seeing my desk mate wronged, and I can't bear to see her in pain. So go apologize to her, see how she wants to resolve this, and I'll consider it settled. To avoid frightening the young girl, Xinwan kindly asked for her opinion. Does that work for you? The little girl didn't dare refuse, nodding frantically in agreement. Then she ran out of the gymnasium crying. As she left, she brushed past Lin Yujing. Seems she arrived too late. But Lin Yujing hadn't expected that Xinwan would care about such petty matters between girls for her sake. Seeing Lin Yujing arrive, Xinwan naturally extinguished the half-burnt mosquito coil in his hand. After the smoke cleared, he waved his hand, gesturing his desk mate to come over and asking if her leg still hurt. Honestly, after running all the way here, her leg didn't hurt much anymore. More than that, she was more concerned about why Wen Zihue ran out crying earlier. You didn't bully her, did you? The tough guy chuckled, the coldness in his eyes melting at the sight of the girl. How could I? I never bully young girls. Keep pretending. Oh no, oh no. Brother Quan was having his girl stolen right in public. One moment they were being sweetly intimate. The next moment, Lin Yujing was being courted by several drones that suddenly appeared on the field. Just now, Brother Quan stood up for little Jean Mei, having a friendly chat with Wen Zihue. Lin Yujing was very curious about what the usually gentle tough guy had said to the girl that made her run away in tears. You didn't bully her, did you? Unexpectedly, Xinwan just chuckled, the ice in his eyes melting at the sight of the girl. He gently countered, who said that? I never bully young girls. Lin Yujing looked him up and down suspiciously, but he didn't seem to be lying. Fine, fine, I'll believe you this time. They then walked back to the field together. Back there, Lin Yujing searched around for her phone, wanted to check if Chung Yi and others had messaged. They should have arrived by now, but both her hands were wrapped in bandages. She could only struggle to search through her backpack. Inevitably, a sharp pain shot through her hands. Who could understand the pain of reopened wounds? Folks, the tough guy sitting a step away noticed all her little movements, including her pained expression that questioned life itself. Finally, he couldn't take it anymore and tapped the shoulder of the boy in front. With a kind face, he asked his brother, Can we switch seats? His gentle demeanor made it impossible to refuse. Happily, he finally sat behind his sweetheart. What do you need? I'll help you. The sudden concern almost scared Lin Yujing into yelping. After calming down, she realized it was just her deskmate boss. But this subtle distance somewhat made people want to rush in and force them together. She tactically coughed a few times to hide her embarrassment. I just wanted to get my phone from my bag. Xinhuan naturally took her bag and handed her the phone. But Lin Yujing said, I want to ask when my friend will arrive. Xinhuan finally realized he had helped someone else's cause. Sourly taking back the phone, he gritted his teeth and squeezed out. You care quite a lot about your friend. That jealousy was so strong, I could smell it all the way from Shenyang. Lin Yujing caught the phone he tossed, confused about how she had offended him this time. She could only smile awkwardly. Thank you, classmate Shun. That thank you was quickly drowned out by the sound from the drones. Everyone thought this was a special program prepared by the school for the sports meet. Lin Yujing was no exception, carelessly mumbling about the Sasuke on the banner. The wind blows, the rain falls, I'm waiting for your call. Crazy for you, mad for you, hitting walls just for you. After reading it, she realized someone was bold enough to confess their love publicly at the sports meet. The boys behind were discussing, one of these things costs as much as 2 of my dogs. The girl smiled knowingly, not just bold, but also ruthless. Not caring about such childish behavior, she checked the time, thinking those 2 rascals should have arrived, and wanted to call them. But suddenly, the commotion around her stopped. What's with all these stares coming from every direction? The girl instinctively looked up at the center of the field. Holy shit, the last drone lowered 4 large characters. Lin Yujing, she was shocked. The tough guy's jealousy jar completely exploded. One moment he was being sweet with his deskmate. The next moment her childhood friend was stealing her away. At the sports meet, little Jean Mei was quite scared by the sincerely prepared banner. So embarrassed, she could dig a 3-bedroom apartment with her toes. Under the shocked gazes of the onlookers, she called that idiot. Changyi, did a donkey kick your brain? The allegedly donkey-kicked person hadn't realized his mistake. He even dreamily recited again. The wind blows, the rain falls, I'm waiting for your call. Crazy for you, mad for you, hitting walls just for you. Lin Yujing, isn't it romantic? Romantic my ass. Did I take your brain with me when I left? Is that why you've turned into such a dense straight guy? Come on, I specially customized this for you. Don't you like it? As if, quickly take down that stupid banner. Changyi didn't argue further. Obediently, using the remote to control the drones, they flew away from the field center. As grand in leaving as they were in arriving, very impressive. Hearing the discussions of surrounding classmates, Lin Yujing sighed. Now she'd definitely be called in by teachers about dating too early. Originally, she had been looking forward to meeting these 2 rebels. After all, before coming here, Changyi and Lu Jiaheng were her only friends. During school, they would skip evening self-study to go up to the rooftop and feel the breeze. The 3 of them would watch the sunset together, listening to Changyi babbling about some nonsense legends he heard from somewhere. Demons appear at dusk, disguising themselves as humans. If someone calls your name at this time, never respond, because you can't tell if they're human or demon. Just one response, and your soul will be taken away. Lin Yujing played along and asked him what to do then. Changyi mysteriously leaned close to her ear. You should ask who goes there. So the 2 mischievous ones started calling Changyi's name. Changyi, Changyi. The 2 were about to burst out laughing, while this fool hadn't caught on, even looking confused. What do you 2 want? Lu Jiaheng, afraid of catching his stupidity, dodged aside in disgust. With your dog brain, better not go out at this time. Your soul's been taken 800 times already. Lu Jiaheng, say that again? Who has a dog brain? You player. Now you're disgusted with me? Why did she suddenly start shipping them? Little Jean Mei couldn't stop laughing beside them. That was her happiest time. Later she transferred schools without telling them. As soon as school started, they called and scolded her harshly. But even so, during countless nights of grievance, Lu Jiaheng and Changyi were always there for her. Little goldfish, if anyone bullies you there, just tell your brother Cheng and brother Lu. We brothers will ride over there in no time. Lin Yujing couldn't help but smile at his silly words. With them around, even her tears seemed less bitter. The sweet memories helped Lin Yujing suppress her anger. She gritted her teeth and asked Changyi, where's my son? Your son went to find a restaurant. Come on, let's go together. I'll wait for you at the main gate. After hanging up, Lin Yujing finally relaxed. But what's with this feeling behind her? Oh, damn, she almost forgot about this guy. Shin Jun's face was ashen, his black hair turning green, grinding his teeth while staring at her intently. Her school bag was still on his 8-meter-long legs. The girl felt too guilty to meet his eyes. Why did it feel like being caught cheating? Was the tough guy angry? She tactically coughed twice to hide her embarrassment. Gathering courage, she turned to ask him, "Classmate Shun, would you like to have dinner together?" Shin Jun's face clearly didn't look too good. Through gritted teeth, he squeezed out, "Go with your little boyfriend." Her guilt doubled, then tripled. "No, I don't have a boyfriend." Shin Jun made an ambiguous sound. "A pursuer then." "Pursue my ass." Lin Yujing was driven crazy by all these dads. Here it comes. Here comes the classic scene of North and South School bullies' passionate clash. The blonde male bestie's high-profile confession had completely overturned young Master Quan's jar of jealousy. The chilling feeling behind her made Lin Yujing inexplicably. She nervously coughed a few times to encourage herself, then enthusiastically invited her desk mate. "Hey, classmate Shin, would you like to have dinner together?" But Shun Jun coldly asked back, "With your little boyfriend?" No, I don't have a boyfriend." Shin Jun made an ambiguous sound. "Then he's a pursuer." Little Jean May really wanted to rush out and bite Chung Yi to death. Even with 8 mouths, she couldn't explain it clearly now. In desperation, she snatched the tough guy's phone, forcefully asked him, "So are you eating or not?" The sudden closeness left Shun Jun a bit dazed. Though his mouth was stubborn, his body was honest. Standing up, he added yes. He wanted to see what this kid who dared to steal the tough guy's girl looked like. The two walked side by side outside school. Just as they exited, Chung Yi came to greet them. "Not bad, sister. The Bajong uniform looks quite charming on you." He naturally put his arm around little Jean May's shoulders. "Also, your school's guys are quite good-looking." Lin Yujing was curious who he meant. Chung Yi carelessly pointed, "The one behind you." The tough guy still kept his cold face, expressionless. Lin Yujing then introduced them. "This is my desk mate Shin Jun. I invited him to eat with us." Chung Yi never expected Lin Yujing to make friends so quickly at Bajong, considering it took him and Lu Jiaheng such a long time to pass her tests before becoming friends. This guy succeeded in less than 2 months, which was quite impressive. He immediately moved between them, trying to get friendly with this big shot. "Brother, I'm Ching Yi, Lin Yujing's childhood friend. Meeting like this is fate. We're all friends now." However, the tough guy didn't care what he said. He was inexplicably angry that someone dared to push his deskmate aside right in front of him. Finally, leaving a cold back view, he tersely spoke 2 words, "Shin Jun." Chung Yi was stunned. What was with this random hostility? Fortunately, he had thick skin and good temper. If it were Lu Jiaheng, these two would probably be fighting already. Sure enough, just arriving at the restaurant, Lu Jiaheng's gaze fell on Shin Jun. Jun didn't back down either, staring right back. Their powerful aura scared the 2 little ones to take 2 steps back simultaneously. Lin Yujing whispered, "These two aren't seeing eye to eye. What a strange CP is about to happen." But Chung Yi said, "Is this the passionate clash between North and South School bullies?" "What? Is that passion what I think it means?" Lu Jiaheng sighed meaningfully. "Why are you all standing? Sit down." The waiter handed over the menu, asking if anyone had dietary restrictions. Shin Jun glanced at the menu. Looking up, he asked, "What non-spicy dishes do you have?" The blonde curiously asked, "Brother Shin, can't you eat spicy food?" "What's with this, Brother Shin? You're being such a bootlicker." Shin Jun continued looking at the menu, trying hard to find some non-spicy dishes from the Sichuan cuisine menu. After a while, he answered, "My desk mate can't eat spicy food." But Chung Yi immediately contradicted. "He can eat it. He used to handle spicy food well. He ate it when we went out together." Shin Jun's hand paused while holding the menu. He turned to look at Lin Yujing, then firmly told Chung Yi he doesn't eat it anymore. Little Jean May took a sip of water, feeling like the tough guy was being stubborn about something. After thinking, she decided to let it go. She raised her hand to explain, "I won't eat spicy food today. I fell on the stairs this morning." Her hands were wrapped in bandages, which really scared Chung Yi. "What happened? It looks painful." Lu Jiaheng remained calm, teasing, "Falling on stairs? Are you mentally challenged?" Little Jean May instantly retorted, "You're the mentally challenged one." Unexpectedly, Shun Jun slammed the menu shut. Looking straight at Lu Jiaheng, he asked, "Who's mentally challenged?" Lu Jiaheng frowned and stared back without speaking. The tension at the table suddenly rose. After 2 seconds of deadlock, Chung Yi suddenly raised his hand to mediate. He shouted, "I'm the most mentally challenged." The 3 looked at him speechlessly. As a peacemaker, He at least had this quality. After lunch, they returned to the stadium stands. Cheng Yi and Liu Jiaheng also wore Shinjun's school uniforms to blend in. Lin Yujin looked back, but didn't see Shinjun, wondering if he'd come in the afternoon. Cheng Yi leaned over and whispered, "Does your deskmate dislike us? Or do I look like his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend? Could it be that he was cheated on by a blonde?" The first meeting of North and South school bullies finally ended with Cheng Yi's self-sacrifice. "Stop arguing. I'm the most mentally challenged." After lunch, back at school, Cheng Yi curiously asked, "Is your deskmate not coming this afternoon?" "Don't know, probably not." Cheng Yi looked puzzled. "Does this guy not like us? Or do I look like his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend? Was he cheated on?" Hearing Cheng Yi's words, Liu Jiaheng burst out laughing. He turned and teased, "Can you explain how someone could be cheated on with your looks?" Cheng Yi pondered. "Maybe it was because of my gentleness and emotional intelligence." At these words, Lin Yujing couldn't help laughing too. All right, it's good for young people to be confident." Just then, a junior girl suddenly poked Liu Jiaheng. She was nervous, her hands trembling as she handed over a small note. Lin Yujing watched from the side, suddenly feeling competitive. She looked at Cheng Yi skeptically and asked, "Isn't my deskmate handsome?" "Of course he is." Cheng Yi gave a thumbs up. "Very handsome." Upon hearing this, Lin Yujing pointed at Liu Jiaheng. "Then how does my deskmate compare to him? Who's more handsome?" Cheng Yi looked at Liu Jiaheng, who was still talking to the junior girl, with an awkward expression. "This question puts me in a difficult position. I fear for my life." Lin Yujing thought for a moment. Then she gave her own answer first. "I think Shinjun is more handsome than Liu Jiaheng." Cheng Yi moved closer to Lin Yujing and whispered, I think you're right. But why don't any girls slip notes to my young and handsome deskmate? What's he lacking?" Cheng Yi was also surprised. "No girls are pursuing him?" "Yeah, it's been 2 months, and I've never seen any." Cheng Yi looked confused. "That's impossible." Suddenly, something occurred to him. Then he looked at Lin Yujing even more puzzledly. From lunch earlier, he clearly felt some ambiguity between Shun Jun and Lin Yujing. He initially thought there was something between them, but what girlfriend would be indignant that her boyfriend is so handsome yet doesn't receive love notes from other girls? Is this some new emotion? Or maybe he hadn't realized it. So he decided to test subtly whether they were truly just pure deskmates. "Hey, you and Shinjun are pretty close, huh?" Lin Yujing replied with determined eyes. "Of course, he's the most familiar person to me here." Lin Yujing quickly held up one finger. Smiling, she said, "No, he should be the only person I'm familiar with here." Cheng Yi continued asking, "Are you sure Shinjun doesn't have a girlfriend?" Lin Yujing thought for a moment. "Probably not. I've never seen one." Cheng Yi seemed to have his gossip soul awakened. "Well, suppose this only person you're familiar with one day suddenly gets a girlfriend. You can't be this close to him anymore. Can't talk to him much during and after class. On weekends, you'd have to endure his photos with his girlfriend flooding your friend feed." Lin Yujing immediately interrupted him and said seriously, "Do you think he looks like someone who would flood social media?" "Oh, I'm just giving an example. If one day he gets a girlfriend, and you have to keep distance from your only friend here, wouldn't you feel unhappy?" "Why would I be unhappy? I'd jump with joy and buy him 2 500-shot firecrackers to celebrate." After Lin Yujing rattled this off rapidly, Cheng Yi remained silent, just turning his head to smile at her. Lin Yujing found his expression strange and instinctively turned to look behind her. She saw Shun Jun had returned at some point and was sitting quietly behind them. He was looking down at his phone, his long eyelashes casting shadows. Lin Yujing froze, while Cheng Yi snickered mischievously beside her. The almighty social brother was troubled by matters of the heart for the first time. He even sought relationship advice from his junior Hisongnan, who knew he was just a fraud posing as a relationship expert. Right after lunch, Shinjun went to the senior building. Soon, Hisungnan's roaring voice could be heard from the classroom. "Shinjun, what kind of friend are you? I'm being stared at every day for protecting your flirting, and I accepted all that. But now you won't even eat with me. Count how many days it's been since you last came to see me." Shinjun sat on the desk, looking at Hisungnan's resentful expression, and said impatiently, "Are you a little girl? Do I need to eat with you 20 days a month?" Hisongnan mocked. "That's not necessary. You only attend school 20 days a month anyway, since you're a junior." Shinjun clicked his tongue and put his phone face down on the desk. "Let me ask you something. Why don't you date your childhood friend?" Hisongnan looked confused. "I don't have a childhood friend." Shinjun stood expressionless, awkwardly, for 3 seconds, then continued. "Then imagine you have one." Hisongnan got a bit excited. "Well, what does my childhood friend look like?" He looked at Shinjun expectantly after asking. Shinjun's cheeks slightly reddened, stammering, just pretty good. He Song-nin quickly answered. Then I'd definitely date them. The boss immediately darkened, clearly dissatisfied with this answer. He Song-nin quickly changed his answer. We're high school students. We should focus on studying. No dating, not with anyone. The boss didn't speak this time either, but the atmosphere seemed even heavier. He Song-nin sighed. Brother, what answer do you want to hear? Tell me, and I'll say it. Shin-jun was surrounded by unprecedented confusion. From Lin Yujing borrowing his school uniform, to the drone hanging the confession banner, then to Lin Yujing during lunch. Their interactions seemed to remind him that they were the ones closest to Lin Yujing. He was just Lin Yujing's deskmate, so he desperately wanted to know what to do when your deskmate has two handsome childhood friends. Would his deskmate date one of her childhood friends? And who did his deskmate think was more handsome, the childhood friends or him? His temples throbbed with pain as he grabbed his phone from the desk. I don't fucking know what the answer is either. Then said goodbye to Yi Song-nan with a resentful back. Just after returning to his seat, he saw Lin Yujing and Chung-yi whispering. Lin Yujing had her back to him and hadn't noticed, but Chung-yi saw him. Shin-jun listened from behind as Chung-yi asked Lin Yujing if he dated someone, would she be unhappy? But the next second, the boss's expression darkened as Lin Yujing enthusiastically said she'd celebrate with 500 firecrackers. Shin-jun sat down expressionlessly behind them. He gripped his phone tightly, appearing completely unaffected. When Lin Yujing turned around, he pretended to be browsing his phone. The next second, the screen suddenly lit up. Below the password input was a wallpaper of a gorgeous girl. He was momentarily confused about when he had changed the wallpaper. Then he quickly realized he had taken Yi Song-nan's phone by mistake. Under Lin Yujing's gaze, he looked at the 6-digit password on screen and randomly tapped on it, pretending to be seriously using his phone while completely ignoring her. Just then, the PE representative came over to find Lin Yujing. The afternoon competition needs a substitute. What about the event you signed up for? Lin Yujing helplessly raised both hands. I can only withdraw. The PE representative was very disappointed but said, health comes first. We'll have to forfeit. At this moment, Wenzi, sitting nearby, suddenly stood up. Wait, are we just giving up like this? Lin Yujing turned to look at him in surprise. Wenzi's face turned red, trying hard to hide his discomfort. I'll go in place of Lin Yujing. Shen, do you have a girlfriend? The bold sister Jing shyly sent a message to the street-smart guy. Just as the top student was awkwardly pretending to play with his phone in front of Lin Yujing, the PE representative came over, distracting Lin Yujing. You're injured, so we'll have to forfeit the upcoming competition. At this moment, Wenzi Hui suddenly stood up. Are we just giving up like this? Lin smiled bitterly. What else can we do? Unless I wear a wig and go myself. I'll go in Lin Yujing's place, Wenzi Hui said, his face turning bright red. He pursed his lips and continued. What events did she sign up for? Shot put and javelin. Lin Yujing held back her laughter. Wenzi Hui was stunned. He never expected Lin Yujing's events to be these two. The PE rep looked at Wenzi Hui's expression and said, if you can't do it, forget it. The next second, Wenzi Hui snatched the list from the PE rep's hand. The thing he hated most in life was people saying he couldn't do something, wasn't beautiful or excellent. Then he quickly signed his name after Lin Yujing's. Why can't I do it? It's just shot put. Just throw it out and that's it. Lin Yujing watched in amazement. Well said. Then the three of them went to the registration area. Since the names were submitted in advance, Wenzi Hui had to wear Lin Yujing's number. After the handover, Lin Yujing prepared to leave. At this moment, Wenzi Hui said very quietly, I'm sorry. Lin Yujing thought she had misheard and turned around. Wenzi Hui lowered his head and stammered again. I didn't mean to this morning. I'm really sorry. Shinjun came to see me earlier and told me to apologize to you. Actually, even if he hadn't come, I would have apologized. I never meant for you to fall. I just wanted to block you. So please don't be angry anymore. Lin Yujing looked at Wenzi Hui, who seemed on the verge of tears. I was quite angry at the time, but I just fell and got a scrape. You say you didn't mean it, and I believe you. But don't do this again. You get upset over such small things. When you enter society later, won't you be stressed to death? Wenzi Hui nodded frantically. I understand. In the past, Lin Yujing would never have let someone off so easily. But now, she really had no desire for revenge anymore. Probably because of Shinjun. Earlier when she rushed to the gym, she met Yellow Hair on the way. When Shinjun was talking to Wenzi Hui, Yellow Hair was at the gym entrance and heard everything. He described the situation to Lin Yujing. Say, you should have seen Jun's expression. I was scared to death. He told Wenzi Hui, I can't stand seeing my desk mate being wronged. nor seeing her cry. Go apologize to her. See how she wants to resolve it. Then it's settled with me. After hearing these words from Yellow Hair, Lin Yujing felt a bit dazed. Although people had stood up for her before, this felt different. In the past, when she was bullied, Cheng Yi and Lu Jiahong would help her beat up the others. They were friends, facing everything together, sharing all burdens. But Shen Jun stood in front of her. It was Lin Yujing's first time experiencing what it felt like to have someone standing in front of her. It was a bittersweet and soft feeling. She felt her heart beating irregularly. She remembered the question Cheng Yi had just asked her. If Shen Jun had a girlfriend, would she feel unhappy? At that time, she didn't even think and instinctively denied that he had a girlfriend. But actually, she had never asked Shen Jun this question. Although she had been to his tattoo shop and met some of his friends, beyond that, she didn't know about his family situation or if he had other social circles. She also didn't know about that mysterious incident where he almost beat his deskmate to death. What if he really had one? Lin Yujing suddenly panicked. She hurriedly took out her phone. Looking at Shen Jun's name, she hesitated, not knowing how to start. Asking such a private question didn't seem right. Isn't he your friend? What's wrong with asking a friend if they're dating someone? Lin Yujing didn't even notice how nervous she was at that moment. After struggling for a long time, she gritted her teeth, carefully typing, Shen, do you have a girlfriend? A girl's first initiative led to a lifetime of introversion. After Cheng Yi had subtly probed Lin Yujing, she began to have doubts in her heart. So, while going with Wenzi Hui to pick up leftovers, she gathered her courage and sent a message to Shen Jun asking if he actually had a girlfriend. But what she didn't know was that Shen Jun had accidentally switched phones with Songnan. While she was nervously waiting for a reply, Shen Jun went to the senior high building. Since the seniors weren't participating in the sports meet, classes were still ongoing. So he stood in the hallway waiting for class to end to switch phones. Looking at his reflection on the screen, he recalled the recent times. Actually, before he took a break from school, many girls had pursued him. But he only found girls troublesome and felt nothing else. But Lin Yujing was different. When he saw her with her childhood friend, Shen Jun couldn't control his irritation. And when she called him brother, he had uncontrollable heartbeats, even some unspeakable reactions. Although he sensed what caused his abnormal possessiveness, he didn't want to admit it. Because after hearing Lin Yujing's conversation with Cheng Yi, he felt that Lin Yujing only saw him as a friend, nothing more. Meanwhile, Lin Yujing kept staring at her phone after sending the message to Shen Jun. He was clearly playing with his phone before leaving, but it had been so long without a reply. When she returned to the stands, she didn't see Shen Jun. Where's my desk mate? He left right after you did. I thought he would have find you. Hearing Cheng Yi's words, Lin Yujing's heart skipped a beat. Oh no, oh no. Will he be angry? Was I too direct? Did he think I was too abrupt? Lin Yujing hung his head dejectedly. He regretted it. He wished he hadn't asked anything. 2 days later, after the sports meet ended, Lin Yujing saw off Cheng Yi and Lu Jiahong. During this time, he hadn't seen Shen Wan, nor received any message. Without thinking, he went directly to Shen Wan's studio. He waited at the entrance for a long time. Both the outer and inner doors were locked. Maybe he should buy something at the convenience store, perhaps create a chance encounter. So he walked to the convenience store entrance. But looking inside, he didn't see Shen Wan. Then he'd go back to check the studio again. And so he went back and forth, not at home, not at the convenience store, until the sun went down. He had made 5, 6, 7, 8 trips, suddenly felt like he was seriously ill, about to die of exhaustion, before even having a chance encounter. At this moment, his eyes suddenly lit up. In the convenience store, a tall, slim guy wearing a black hoodie, with a hairstyle similar to Shen Wan's, was selecting items. He crouched at the entrance, hopping left and right, trying to see if it was Shen Wan. Meanwhile, a taxi stopped across from the convenience store. Shen Wan got out and unwrapped an 82 lollipop. Watching Lin Yujing jumping around peering inside, he wondered what he was looking at. Seeing him bounce around for so long, his leg must not be hurting anymore. Then he crossed the street. Lin Yujing was so focused, he didn't notice anyone behind him. Shen Wan stood there, looking inside with him, curious about what he was watching. It was a guy. Shen Wan frowned. He'd been staring at a guy for so long. The girl's first attempt at a chance encounter was a complete disaster. Not only did she not see the person she wanted to meet, but she got caught red-handed by a street thug. After Lin Yujing had been bouncing around outside for 5 minutes, the guy finally turned around. Handsome, but unfortunately not him. He sighed, hanging his head in disappointment. As he turned, he saw a pair of sneakers right in front of him. He screamed in surprise. After searching for Shun Wan for hours, the person he wanted to meet suddenly appeared, making him feel awkwardly caught in the act. Shun Wan maintained a cold expression, calmly looking down at him. Is that guy your type? This sudden question made Lin Yujin pause. No, I didn't even see what he looks like clearly. Oh, then do you want to go in for a better look? No, no need. Actually, I just wanted to see if he would buy the cranberry yogurt I like. Before Lin Yujin could say more, Shinwan ignored him and walked straight into the convenience store. Why such an ugly expression? Could he be angry about the text message? Looking at Shun, one who was wearing the same black hoodie, it was obvious that the gangster guy had longer legs and broader shoulders. He must have been out of his mind to think they looked alike. At this moment, he noticed Shinwan holding a cup of cranberry yogurt. Could it be for him? Better not overthink it. He'll just go get another one himself. Then Shunwan got a pork cutlet rice bowl. Lin Yujing eagerly said, Classmate Shun, haven't you had dinner? I haven't either. Shunwan maintained an indifferent attitude. Lin Yujing told himself to stay patient. He was here to make peace. At this time, Shunwan, walking to the cashier, said with a half smile, How come you forgot to eat while checking out that handsome guy? Lin Yujing suddenly became impatient. His submissive attitude faded. After trying so hard to please him, he was still being mocked. He slammed the yogurt on the table with a bang. Yeah, if you hadn't suddenly appeared and startled me, I was planning to go in and ask for his phone number. Shunwan frowned, looking down at Lin Yujing. Although Lin Yujing was shorter than Shunwan, he held his head high, with equally strong presence. After a fierce 38-second stare down, Lin Yujing turned and left without another word. He had been wandering around for hours just to meet her, and when they finally met, he tried to be nice but got the cold shoulder. She didn't even want to have a proper conversation with him. But before he could take 2 steps, someone grabbed his bag and pulled him back. Lin Yujing lost his balance. After stumbling a few steps, he ended up leaning against the gangster guy. Shunwan looked down and asked, Where are you going? Lin Yujing broke free. None of your business. Weren't you hungry? That's also none of your business. After a few seconds of silence, Shunwan tugged at his clothes. Lin Yujing, stop making me angry. Hearing this, he excitedly shook his hand. Are you threatening me? I'm so scared. Shunwan glanced at Lin Yujing, then lowered his head, struggling internally. Finally, while turning around, he said softly, I'm begging you. Lin Yujing was surprised. Looking at the young man before him, he felt something indescribable. Then Shunwan unwrapped the heated meal and gestured for him to come eat. Lin Yujing hesitated, then slowly walked over and sat down. He awkwardly asked, I sent you a message earlier. Did you receive it? Shunwan helped him open the yogurt beside him, nodded, and made a soft sound. Lin Yujing bit his chopsticks. Then, do you understand what I meant? Shunwan stared at him, recalling Lin Yujing's message in his mind. After a while, he asked hopefully, What did you mean? For the first time, the gangster guy was full of hopeful fantasies. But the Iron Straight Girl's words made him have to swallow his pride. Just now, Lin Yujing had asked if he understood the meaning of his message. The gangster guy's heart trembled for a moment. With slightly red cheeks, he asked back, What meaning? Lin Yujing stammered, The meaning is, I now consider you as a friend, so if you have a girlfriend, I should keep my distance. Hearing this, Shunwan bit his cheek and asked, Are you not unhappy? Or, do you not have a girlfriend? Shunwan's hopeful expectations could only be swallowed down bitterly. When Lin Yujing heard his negative response, he let out a sigh of relief. For some unknown reason, his mood suddenly brightened, and he picked up his chopsticks to start eating. Soon after, he walked out of the convenience store feeling full. His previous unhappiness seemingly vanished. Are you going back to the studio today? Shunwan hummed in agreement, about to say something more, when he suddenly stopped in his tracks, his gaze fixed ahead. Lin Yujing, seeing Shunwan's sudden stop, asked puzzled, What's wrong? But Shunwan didn't respond, instead suddenly rushing forward. He even bumped Lin Yujing's shoulder with his arm, without noticing. He reached out and grabbed the collar of someone walking towards them. His eyes were terrifyingly cold, full of intimidation. Lin Yujing was startled, every hair on his body standing on end. Shunwan grabbed the person's collar and slammed them against the wall. Didn't I fucking tell you not to let me see you again? The person appeared to be a thin, weak youth with narrow eyes and short stature. Lin Yujing felt at a loss. What had gotten into Xinhuan? Whether during the fight at the convenience store entrance or their later disagreements, he had never shown this side of himself. With him, Xinhuan seemed too lazy to even argue. The youth grabbed Xinhuan's hand, painfully muttering something. Then his gaze shifted, looking towards Lin Yujing. Seeing the youth's pleading look, Lin Yujing hesitated for a moment. Should he call Uncle Cap? He suddenly remembered hearing about how Xinhuan had nearly beaten his deskmate to death. No, the Xinhuan he knew couldn't do such things. Lin Yujing's heart began to twist with anxiety. Xinhuan noticed the youth's intention at this moment. He looked at Lin Yujing, wondering if he had scared him. Then he immediately dragged the youth toward a nearby alley. Lin Yujing watched them disappear from view, unsure whether to follow or wait. After waiting a few minutes with no sound from the alley, Lin Yujing walked to its entrance. Looking in, he could vaguely see their silhouettes. The youth was against the wall, with Xinhuan looking down at him. The darkness magnified all negative forces. His outline was blurred and elongated. Xinhuan seemed to notice him in his peripheral vision and turned to walk over. Lin Yujing pressed his lips together, watching him slowly emerge. The streetlight and bright road illuminated him once again. The icy coldness faded as Xinhuan calmly said, "Let's go." Lin Yujing couldn't help but look into the alley again at the motionless youth. He anxiously asked, "Is he still conscious?" Though he actually wanted to ask if he was still alive. Seeing Lin Yujing's expression, Xinhuan knew exactly what he was thinking. He said helplessly, "I didn't hit him. I'm not that kind of violent person." Hearing this, Lin Yujing paused. With a fake smile, he said, "Of course I believe you're not violent," but thought to himself, "Didn't hit him? You nearly embedded him into the wall just now." Since he said so, Lin Yujing didn't ask further, and they continued walking. But Xinhuan remained silent, his expression still tense. He looked extremely down, probably in a bad mood. Lin Yujing hesitated, then tugged at his clothes. "Hey, do you want to go out somewhere?" Xinhuan stopped, looked down at him silently. Lin Yujing said again, "Let me take you somewhere fun." Xinhuan was quiet for a few seconds, then chuckled softly. "All right, you take me. Let me think. Are there any amusement parks open at night?" Seeing Lin Yujing's troubled expression, Xinhuan sighed. "Never mind, I'll take you instead." "Ha, great. That's our street-smart brother for you." Soon they arrived at a park entrance. Though the park was closed, colorful stalls lined both sides. You excitedly looked at various trinkets on the stalls, then pointed to a little devil hairpin. "Xin, let me buy this for you." Xinhuan immediately declined. "No, look, everyone else wears them. Why won't you wear it? We street guys don't wear such things." Seeing his stubbornness, Lin Yujing felt disappointed. "Fine then, I'll wear it myself." The yellow-haired vendor, overhearing their conversation, teased, "Little miss, your boyfriend's no good. How about brother here? I'll wear 10 if you ask." Xinhuan immediately pulled out 50 yuan and slammed it on the table. He expressionlessly grabbed 2 devil hairpins, turned and tapped Lin Yujing's head. "Let's go." Lin Yujing touched his head and followed. He never thought he could be so childish, but somehow felt happy and excited. He quickened his pace, took 1 devil pin from Xinhuan, and put it on his head. "Tada! Xin, do I look cute like this?" Xinhuan stared at the bobbing Lin Yujing for a few seconds. "Yeah, cute. Then do you want to be cute like me?" The Street Smart brothers' first attempt at acting cute made the girl blush and her heart race. As the Street Smart brother took the girl around the night market, Lin Yujing was immediately attracted by the devil hairpins at the stall. The proud Street Smart brother splurged 50 yuan, buying 2 at once. "Am I cute?" Xinhuan looked at him for 2 seconds. "Cute. Do you want to be cute like me?" He smiled, lowering his head thinking. Afraid he might change his mind, Lin Yujing quickly pointed at the hairpin in his hand. Then you." Before he could finish, Xinhuan placed the devil hairpin in his hand. Bending down close to him, he said in a low, slow voice, "I don't know how. Help me put it on. How are you so cute? Teach me." Lin Yujing held both ends of the hairpin, voice nervous and shaky. "Lower your head a bit." Xinhuan obediently lowered his head. The young man's hair brushed against her fingertips, surprisingly soft. Noticing it was slightly crooked, she adjusted the end of the hairpin. Her fingers touched his cool ear, and Xinhuan froze for a second before raising his head. In the late autumn night, the wind was cold, but somehow it felt particularly warm. The young man wore the glowing devil hairpin. Though it was meant to be cute, he somehow made it look devilish. Lin Yujing couldn't help but whisper, "Little devil." Xinhuan suddenly smirked. "Do you know what devils usually like?" Lin Yujing played along. "What do they like?" Xinhuan leaned in, looking at him meaningfully. "They like young girls." "Would you sacrifice yourself to me, body and soul?" His warm breath touched her ear, making half of Lin Yujing's body go numb. She felt dazed, her heart pounding wildly. Just then, a balloon at the neighboring stall suddenly popped. Lin Yujing snapped back to reality. She frantically stepped back. "You get into character pretty fast, Shun." Then quickly turned to escape. "There's a balloon shooting game over there. Let's check it out." Xinhuan smiled at Lin Yujing's flustered state. The prize section of the balloon shop displayed various cute items. "Wow, wow, wow. These prizes look pretty nice. These places need good prizes, or no one would come." The owner enthusiastically called out, "Want to play, miss? 10 yuan for 20 shots." Lin Yujing pointed decisively at a large teddy bear on the shelf. "How many hits for that one? That's our shop's treasure. You need to hit an entire row consecutively. Come try for 10 yuan." She tied her hair into a high ponytail, looking neat and confident. She picked up the gun, squinted to aim, and pop, pop, pop broke 5 balloons in a row. Her confidence soared. She aimed at a blue one. Bang! It didn't pop. Must be the angle. Just need to aim a bit higher, she calculated while reassuring herself. But after 10 shots, the balloon didn't budge. Xinhuan walked over smiling and took the gun. "Want that bear?" Lin Yujing nodded sadly. "You need to hit this whole row. It's so hard." Xinhuan picked up a smaller gun. He turned to the owner. "Throw them in the air randomly. I'll hit all 20. We want that bear." The owner looked at Xinhuan like he was crazy. "I throw, you shoot? Young man, don't make empty boasts." Xinhuan casually hummed in agreement. "Well, I'll really throw them randomly then. If you hit them all, it's free, and I'll give you the shop's treasure too. Go ahead." Lin Yujing held her breath nervously, watching the balloons the owner threw. Bang! The balloon burst in midair. "You're pretty lucky, kid." The owner threw another one, unconvinced. Bang! 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 What followed was the sound of balloons popping one after another. Xinhuan stood straight, slightly sideways, cold yet focused. Lin Yujing's gaze was completely drawn to him. After finishing, the owner reluctantly handed over the shop's treasure. Looking like he'd been wronged, he asked, "What do you do for a living?" Xinhuan calmly replied, "Just an ordinary high school student." "Miss, you can still pick a keychain from your earlier shots." "Then I want this pink rabbit." Lin Yujing happily took both the keychain and the bear. That gun was so inaccurate, bullets flying everywhere. "How did you do it?" "Actually, it's not the gun's problem. These row shooting games never let you hit them all. They mix in some thick balloons that are hard to pop." "Oh, I thought you were just showing off." "What did you say?" Hey, I'm complimenting you. Our gangster is so cool." The girl hugged the bear. Though half her face was hidden, her happiness was evident. But suddenly Xinhuan reached out and snatched her bear. "What are you doing?" Lin Yujing glared at him like a rival. Xinhuan originally just wanted to help carry it, but seeing her expression made him want to tease her. He deliberately said, "This is mine." Who would have thought this fierce gangster would fight with a girl over a teddy bear and have such a strong, pink, girlish heart? Seeing the boy's unfair play, grabbing it forcefully, Lin Yujing was stunned. "Didn't you say it was for me?" "When did I say that?" Xinhuan smiled lazily. "I want it. Why should I give it to you?" Lin Yujing looked at him for 3 seconds, then lowered her head silently. Xinhuan thought she was sad about it. Just as he was about to pat her head, she pulled out a pink rabbit from her pocket. "I can give you this keychain." Xinhuan looked down without speaking. Though the rabbit was roughly made and couldn't compare to the bear, he just happened to like this rabbit. Just then, a greeting from behind interrupted their conversation. "What a coincidence, Junyi. Seems you're in a good mood." "Oh, the little fairy is here too." He noticed the boy's sarcastic fairy comment. Looking closely at the rabbit keychain, "This looks like it's from the studio." Then suddenly burst out laughing. "Isn't this Wang Ming's? That idiot actually uses a pink rabbit." While saying this, he was rubbing the rabbit's ears. "The texture's not bad." As soon as he finished speaking, the rabbit was snatched away. Xinhuan stared at him expressionlessly. "This damn thing is mine." All laughter stopped at that moment. Sorry, I meant no offense." He left without looking back, running away. That night, Lin Yujing entered a strange dream. A crimson full moon hung high in the sky. His long eyes were as deep as ink. His gaze locked directly onto her. I have ulterior motives towards you. His sharp fangs lightly touched his lower lip. He leaned forward slightly, approaching her ear, moving slowly down her cheek. Would you willingly give yourself to me? But in the next second, the scene suddenly changed. Shen Wan's expression turned dark, his eyes like ice. Who allowed you to come? Lin Yujing suddenly woke up, stunned for 2 seconds. Coming to her senses, she let out a long breath. It was just a dream. But why did she have this dream? The girl had a high fever. The gangster not only didn't help, but took advantage of the situation. Just moments ago, their first close conversation was the little fairy's incredulous look. You like century eggs? Without salted eggs? How can you not eat this? The boy gave her breakfast. Lin Yujing nodded. In the future, when you eat zongzi, I'll eat the egg yolks inside. Eating the soft egg-filled rice ball, the girl couldn't help but sigh. For meat zongzi with salted egg yolks. It would be great if they could put 6 salted egg yolks in. Shinwan glanced at her. You want to eat meat zongzi with salted egg yolks? Lin Yujing puffed her cheeks and thought seriously. It's fine without meat too. Can it be all salted egg yolks? The gentle boy couldn't help but laugh softly. Of course, you can have whatever you want. When they arrived at school, hearing classmates chattering ahead, the girl felt increasingly drowsy. Finally, she lay motionless on her desk. After a while, her desk mate noticed something was wrong. What's wrong with her? Touching her forehead in alarm. Her forehead is burning like a furnace. Then, the boy softly called her name, Lin Yujing. When she reluctantly opened her eyes, she saw Shun Wan slowly leaning closer. Your forehead is very hot. Should we go to the infirmary? The little fairy instinctively buried her head in her arms. No need, I'm not hot. Just a bit cold. Seeing this, the boy's tone became even gentler. But you're really burning up. Try it yourself. But the girl ignored him completely. Left with no choice, Shinwan covered her with his clothes. Lin Yujing felt something heavy on her body. The clothes carried a clean bodily scent. The boy raised his hand and gently patted her back. Sleep. When you open your eyes again, it was already lunch break. The classroom was quiet. Lin Yujing started feeling hot. The gangster beside her, seeing she was awake, naturally reached out to feel her forehead. But unexpectedly, she instinctively dodged. The man's fingertips swept past her face, stopping near her ear. Come here, let me feel. The boy's deep voice echoed in the empty classroom. Lin Yujing momentarily didn't know if it was just her dirty mind, but that let me feel made her heart suddenly race, feeling uncomfortable. But before she could protest, the boy directly reached out and pulled her over. What are you spacing out for? Do I have to take the initiative? The girl was startled by this seal-like statement. Looking up unexpectedly, wow, incredible. That handsome face that made her heart flutter was magnified 1,000 times before her eyes. How could she not fall in love? Who would have thought this fierce-looking gangster who fought with a little girl over a teddy bear would have such a pink, girlish heart? Seeing the boy's unfair move, forcefully grabbing Lin Yujing, she was confused. Didn't you say it was for me? When did I say that? Shun, are you going back on your word? Shun Wan lazily smiled. Why should I give away what I won? Lin Yujing looked at him for 3 seconds, then lowered her head silently. Shun Wan thought she was hurt by this. Just as he was about to pat her head, she pulled out a pink rabbit keychain from her pocket. I can give you this instead. Shinjun looked down without speaking. Though the rabbit was roughly made and couldn't compare to the bear, he just happened to like this rabbit. Just then, a greeting from behind interrupted their conversation. What a coincidence. Young Master Jun seems to be in a good mood. Oh, the little fairy is here too. Now he saw the boy's sarcastic expression, looking carefully at the rabbit keychain. This looks a lot like the one from the studio. Then suddenly burst out laughing. Isn't this Wang Ming's? That guy's brain must be broken to use a pink rabbit. While saying this, he was rubbing the rabbit's ears. The texture's not bad. As soon as he finished speaking, the rabbit was snatched away. Shinwan, expressionless, stared straight at him. This damn thing is mine. All laughter stopped at that moment. Sorry, I meant no offense. He left immediately without looking back. That night, Lin Yujing entered a strange dream. A crimson full moon hung high in the sky. The boy's heroic eyes were as deep as ink, his gaze locked directly on her. I have ulterior motives towards you. His sharp fangs lightly touched his lower lip. He leaned slightly forward, approaching her ear. His fingertips slowly traced down her cheek. Would you willingly give yourself to me? But in the next second, the scene suddenly changed. Shinwan's expression turned dark, his eyes like ice. Who allowed you to come? Lin Yujing suddenly woke up, stunned for 2 seconds before coming to her senses. She let out a long sigh. It was just a dream. But why did she have this dream? The girl had a high fever. The tough guy not only didn't take care of her, but took the chance to steal her food. It turned out that just moments ago, their first close interaction, the little fairy looked in disbelief. You like century eggs? Without salted eggs? How else would it be good? The boy handed her breakfast. Lin Yujing nodded. Next time you eat zongzi, I'll eat the egg yolk inside. Eating the soft egg-filled rice ball, the girl couldn't help but sigh. For meat zongzi with salted egg, it would be great if they could put 6 salted egg yolks in. Shenwan glanced at her. If you want salted egg yolks, I'll make it with meat. Lin Yujing thought seriously with puffed cheeks. It's fine without meat too. Can it be all salted egg yolks? The cultured young man couldn't help but laugh softly. Of course, you can have whatever you want. When they arrived at school, hearing classmates chattering ahead, the girl felt increasingly drowsy, finally laying motionless on her desk. After a while, her desk mate noticed something was wrong. What's wrong with her? Touching to check, they were startled. Her forehead's burning like a stove. Then, the boy softly called her name near her ear, Lin Yujing. When she reluctantly opened her eyes, she saw Shun slowly leaning closer. Your forehead's very hot. Should we go to the infirmary? The little fairy instinctively buried her head in her arms. No need. I'm not hot. Just a bit cold. Seeing this, the boy's tone softened further. But you're really burning up. Feel it yourself. But the girl ignored him completely. Left with no choice, Shunwan covered her with his clothes. Lin Yujing felt something heavy on her body. The clothes carried a clean, fresh scent. The boy gently patted her back. Sleep. When you wake up, it'll be lunch break. The classroom was completely quiet. Lin Yujing started feeling hot. The tough guy beside her, seeing she was awake, naturally reached out to feel her forehead. But unexpectedly, she instinctively dodged. His fingertips swept past her face, stopping near her ear. Come here, let me feel. The boy's deep voice echoed in the empty classroom. Lin Yujing momentarily didn't know if it was just her dirty mind, but that let me feel made her heart suddenly race, feeling uncomfortable. But before she could react, the boy directly reached out and touched her. What are you spacing out for? Do I have to take the initiative to touch you? The girl was startled by this seal-like statement. Looking up unexpectedly, wow, incredible. That handsome face that made her heart flutter was magnified 1,000 times before her eyes. How could she not fall in love? This girl, even when sick, wanted to throw herself into his arms. Unexpectedly going weak, the girl's head landed squarely in the tough guy's embrace. His body stiffened. Instinctively looking up, their eyes met. The tough guy was also looking down at her. Their distance suddenly closed. Lin Yujing was startled. The next moment, she fell back into the tough guy's arms. At this moment, the boy's soft laughter came from above. Getting sick just to take advantage of me, huh? After saying that, he pulled back a bit. Shinwan, don't take advantage of people. Don't think that because I'm sick and can't fight back, you can bully me. The tough guy smiled mischievously. I think you're really delirious. Lin Yujing, that's not how taking advantage is used. That's exactly how it's used, the rebellious girl said seriously while talking nonsense. And Shin classmate, study more when you're free. Keep fewer dirty words in your mind. Fine, you're right because you're sick. Go eat first, then rest well in your dorm. I've already helped you get excused. Take these fever reducers. Lin Yujing looked up. In her hand were several rectangular medicine boxes. Why was Shenwan being so nice to her? Could he have feelings for her? Thinking this, the girl called out to him. Shinwan, what's wrong? Do you like? Just as she started speaking, in Lin Yujing's mind, countless dramatic lines flashed through. Why are you so nice to me? Why? You're so nice to me, I'll definitely fall for you. How dare you ask me such a mischievous question? Are you naive? Don't you know why I'm so nice to you? Because I love you. Oh, this deadly sweet you. Thinking of this, Li Yujing almost died from those CEO drama scenarios. What am I imagining? What am I doing? Seeing the girl starting to go crazy, the tough guy finally couldn't help but ask Lin Yujing, what did you want to ask? Well, Shin classmate, are you hoping that in this midterm exam, I'll go easy on you, give you special treatment, let you experience being first in the grade? After she said this, the tough guy simply fell silent, thinking, what kind of weirdo have I fallen for? Near evening, Lin Yujing lay in bed, her mind starting to wander. In all her life, she didn't know what it felt like to be liked. After all, since childhood, She only had friends. No one had ever liked her romantically. There were boys who pursued her before, but maybe it was just puberty, confusion, not knowing what true love was. It was then that her so-called parents gave her an unforgettable lesson about love. Even if there was love before, it would eventually turn to hatred over life's daily struggles. At that moment, she understood how worthless love was. If her parents' passionate love could fall apart, what about her and him? She was too dependent on Shinwan now. She should keep a proper safe distance. Lin Yujing, stop thinking about Shinwan. I love studying. Studying loves me. Studying makes me happy. The thing I love most in life is studying. I want to study. Probably because thoughts during the day become dreams at night. Lin Yujing had another sleepless night. The next morning, as she walked with panda eyes, wondering what to eat for breakfast, she saw Shinwan standing near the dormitory entrance. What was he doing here? Others work hard just to get scholarships, while this boy in front of her gets it just by playing around. Just now, Lin Yujing with her panda eyes looked at the boy in the distance, still a bit dazed. Why did Shinwan come? What's he doing here so early in the morning? As if sensing something, the boy suddenly looked up at her. Have you eaten breakfast? The confused girl was completely stunned. Could she be hallucinating from lack of sleep? As she was thinking, the boy moved closer. What's wrong? Why are you suddenly quiet? Did the fever make you stupid? Oh my, yesterday she said she'd stay away from him, but today he's so close. No, I love studying. I need to keep my distance. Saying this, she stepped back slightly. Here's a zongzi with 3 salted egg yolks. Well, actually it's a rice ball with 3 salted egg yolks. Want to try it? She couldn't believe he remembered everything she mentioned casually. It would be a lie to say she wasn't touched. After all, she had just arrived in this new city, feeling completely unfamiliar with everything. Strange environment, strange family, strange school. All of these made her feel insecure. Until this boy appeared, everything changed. He was someone she could rely on and accompany her. He could absorb all her negative emotions. It seemed like without her saying anything, he could easily detect her thoughts, to the point where she felt secure enough to want to depend on him more and more. Thinking of this, Lin Yujing naturally took the bag from his hand. Thank you, Shinwan. What's with the formality? Come on, let's go. Class is about to start. Just as they sat down in their classroom seats, Lu Fujiang beckoned to them from the back door. Lin Yujing, Shinwan, come out for a moment. Looking at Lu Fujiang's smiling face, both of them were confused. Wei Mao felt something wasn't right. What should I do? I originally didn't want to bother, but if I give up without a fight, won't Lin Yujing feel frustrated? Will she explode on the spot? Then Shinwan suddenly spoke up. I've already thought about how to write my 1,000-word application. The girl beside him tried hard to suppress her urge to explode. She lowered her head and looked at the scholarship application list in her hand. Finally calming down, fine, let's compete fairly then. How do you think we should compete? You want to compete fairly with me? Well, you're pretty awesome, right? Thank you. You finally noticed my obvious strong points after half a year. You're quite smart. I'm impressed. Lin Yujing was speechless. This Shin classmate sure has a big ego. So this big-headed person smiled and said, if you just admit I'm awesome and say some nice words, I'll give up right away. The next second, Li Yujing gave up and simply shouted, Shinwan is invincible. Shin Daddy is my daddy. Right after saying that, the boy asked in disbelief, what did you take today? Wasn't that what you asked me to say? The girl looked puzzled. So you won't apply, right? Of course I'll apply. Why wouldn't I? I've never gotten a scholarship before. It'd be fun to get one. Upon hearing this, the girl instantly exploded. You want to go back on your word? I already admitted you're awesome. How could you do this? The boy fondly patted her head. Who told you to be so obedient? What reward do you want? But the girl didn't follow the expected script. Shun, please be human. After all this, you're still taking advantage of me. Are you going to deny it later? How are you any different from a scumbag? After saying this, the girl noticed Shun Wan's expression slightly change. Confused, she instinctively looked back. It turned out the whole class was eagerly watching their drama. Shinwan had promised to give up fair competition if the girl admitted he was awesome. But when she unhesitatingly called him daddy, the boy was stunned. Did Lin Yujing take the wrong medicine today? Seeing the boy going back on his word, the girl exploded. Shun, please be human. Are you taking advantage of me and then denying it? How are you any different from a jerk? The next second, Lin Yu heard the boy across fall silent, first stunned, then looked up at the class. The sight nearly broke her. The entire class was watching them with entertained expressions. This is bad. Did they hear everything? Without waiting for her reaction, the boy grabbed her hand and pulled her out of the classroom, hand in hand, all the way to the corridor. Then, without looking back, he silently sighed. Little girl, how can you say such things? I didn't notice. Besides, I didn't mean anything by it. And you did take advantage of me. Lin Yu grumbled dissatisfiedly. And don't call me little girl. I'm not little. Shenwan stared at her directly. Seeing her ear tips turn red from embarrassment, the boy leaned against the corridor wall smiling. Next time, just tell me these things in private. Don't worry, I'll take responsibility. At these words, the previously shy Lin Yu felt that the tiny bit of feeling she had developed for Shun Wan were instantly killed. Love is so fragile. The midterm exam questions were much harder than the monthly tests. The last big question in physics was very difficult. Lin Yu frowned until the end, feeling something wasn't quite right. Then she looked up at Shun Wan's seat in front. Damn, this jerk had already finished and was now just spinning his pen out of boredom. Seeing this, Lin Yu couldn't help but feel anxious. Stay calm, Lin Yu. This is a midterm exam that stakes your dignity. I must beat him and get the scholarship. But even after the exam, Lin Yu was still worried about the test results. When will the results come out? Oh my god, I've never felt so anxious waiting for scores before. As she was thinking, Shinjun suddenly leaned over. To be honest, Lin Yujing, are you a bit nervous? The girl laughed awkwardly. Why are you stating the obvious? I'm not nervous. Why would I be nervous? Do I look like someone who gets nervous? Shinjun rested his chin on his hand, looking at her lazily. Maybe because the results come out this afternoon. Caught red-handed, she still remained stubborn. In all my life, I've never even learned how to write the word nervous. At these words, the boy just smiled slightly. Shinwan suddenly reached out his hand, his index finger curling around the fine strands of hair near her ear. His cool fingertip made Lin Yujing freeze. The boy, seemingly unaware, slowly leaned closer. Do you know that when you're nervous or shy, your ears turn red? The boy just wanted to tease the girl. But unexpectedly, the girl instantly bristled. Just then, Shinwan held her soft hair and whispered close to her. Do you know that when you're nervous or shy, your ears turn red? Then he teased her with a smile. Entering a red place is considered adultery. If both man and woman agree, it's called an affair. The next second, her sensitive spark was instantly ignited by the word affair. Ignoring the strange looks from the class, she stared at him in disbelief. Because she couldn't control her volume, the English teacher immediately cast her an infinitely loving glance. Feeling guilty, Lin Yujing quickly lowered her head, pretending to read seriously. Shenwan was truly hateful. It was all his fault. 3 days later, the homeroom teacher came in smiling with the test results. In this midterm exam, our class has 2 students ranked in the top 50 of the grade. They are both exemplary students. Hearing this, Lin Yujing awkwardly glanced at the confused social brother behind her, guessing that one example must be Shinwan. The next second, as if to confirm her guess, the homeroom teacher announced loudly, Shinwan, 694 points, still top of the grade. And congratulations to our Lin Yujing, 692 points, ranked second in the grade. Only 2 points difference between first and second place. Just 2 points? Lin Yujing was completely expressionless. My god, another 2-point difference. Is this some kind of fate? Is Shenwan doing this on purpose? How can he score so precisely every time? The yellow-haired guy behind her was clapping enthusiastically. Sister Lin, you're amazing. As soon as the bell rang, Shenwan stood up. Ming Ming. The girl beside him had keep away written all over her face. Still, the boy persisted and gently poked her. The social brother looked at her indifferently. Lin Yujing, come out with me for a bit. Hearing this, the girl just gave him a cold glance without answering. After a while, the social brother finally couldn't sit still. Why aren't you talking? Did the exam make you stupid? As soon as he said this, the girl, like a bristling cat, immediately retorted, Shinwan, you're the stupid one. Instead of getting angry at her response, the boy asked if she wanted to go out and chat. Lin Yujing waved dismissively. Mr. Shin, haven't you noticed that I don't want to deal with you at all? I never knew what it felt like to hate someone to the bone. Now you've shown me. Thanks. If there's nothing else, please leave. Don't bother me. Shinwan couldn't help but laugh at her anger. Leaning on his desk, he bent down and murmured, if you don't want to come out on your own, that's fine. I don't mind being a bit mischievous, like carrying you out. Lin Yujing looked at his stance, almost thinking he was going to fight. They walked one after another to the end of the corridor, neither speaking first, both waiting for the other to start. Shinwan frowned. I know you care about this. But Lin Yujing interrupted. About the grades? The social brother replied calmly. It's okay. Lin Yujing nodded unconsciously. Did you deliberately get 2 questions wrong in this midterm? The social social brother answered without hesitation. No. Lin Yujing seemed to catch some evidence. How dare you say no? You did it to win. I rack my brains for this. The next second, the girl suddenly turned into a pitiful figure. Shin classmate, I accept my loss. You scored higher than me this time. I'll have to let you have the scholarship, but I want to discuss something with you. Go ahead. Actually, I'm from a village. My real name is Lin Suehua. My hometown is in Lotus Village. My family is very poor. I really feel so lucky to be able to study in this big city. And I've never received a scholarship before, especially such a large sum of money. So, when you get the first place certificate and scholarship, could you let me touch them? Shin laughed instantly. Just touch them? I've said so much, and you still have the nerve to compete with me for the scholarship? Fine, I'll let you touch them then. The social brother said while appearing thoughtful. About your experience, I truly sympathize from the bottom of my heart. But why do you look so familiar? How long have you lived in Lotus Village? The girl froze. What do you mean? Shinwan just chuckled. Isn't there a lotus leaf village next to your Lotus Village? That's my village. I'm dirt poor too. Not only do I have to feed pigs, but I also have to farm every day. Alright, my name is Shun Taiju. The girl's eyes widened in disbelief. Shun helplessly closed his eyes. I'm not making this up. You know, I live alone in that studio now. I have to earn my own living expenses. Hearing this, the girl couldn't help but wonder. Could it be that when Shun once said he lived alone in a studio, it wasn't a lie? This was indeed his home? He said the same thing last time. Maybe Shun Wan really needs this money. Lin Yujing, you can't be so unreasonable. Thinking this, she bit her lip and finally turned to leave. Fine, you win this time, but I won't let you win next exam. Behind her, the social brother saw her red ears despite her contrary words and couldn't help but smile. Shin classmate, how can you be upset just because your girlfriend wears a mini skirt out? Why? A week after the midterm exam contest ended with a 2-point difference, the school's annual basketball tournament was approaching. The first preliminary match was Class 10 versus Class 7. Seeing everyone looking dejected, Lin Yujing asked puzzledly, "Why are you all so down?" T Wei sighed. It's because of that relay race in the sports meet. Class 7 didn't get first place and claimed we knocked their baton off. Then they declared war on us. If we lose this basketball game, we'll have to give them our first place certificate. What's there to fear? Haven't we already gathered 5 people? We won't necessarily lose. When T-Wei sighed deeply again. Having 5 people doesn't mean we can win. Do you know who our point guard is? It's the skinny blonde guy who's only 1.7 meters tall. But we have no other choice. He's already the best among the remaining substitutes. Lin Yujing pointed behind her. Why don't you ask Shinwan? At these words, everyone around fell silent. It was already a big improvement that they dared to chat near him now. Who would dare to ask him? Seeing everyone's hesitation, Lin Yujing immediately understood. Leave it to me. She turned and cleared her throat. Hey Shin, want to play in the school basketball tournament? No. Shinwan rejected quickly, without even looking up. What? Lin Yujing leaned closer. What did you just say? Shinwan finally looked up and refused again. Not playing. Why are you refusing so firmly? While Lin Yujing was muttering about being rejected, when Zihui came over, he gathered his courage and asked, Lin, would you like to join the cheerleading team? We should also contribute to our class. No. Lin Yujing, being someone with little sense of class honor, refused without thinking. Unexpectedly, when Zihui didn't give up and started explaining, Lin, this competition concerns our class's collective honor. Besides, other classes all have cheerleaders. I've already prepared the uniforms. When Zihui talked for about 5 to 6 minutes, Lin Yujing was quite annoyed, so she deliberately threatened him. I haven't forgiven you for last time. Be careful. I might settle that score when I'm in a bad mood. When Zihui lowered his head in shame, I'm sorry, Lin. I must have been out of my mind then. As he spoke, it seemed like he was about to cry. Seeing him like that, Lin Yujing sighed helplessly. All right. What do I need to do for the cheerleading team? When Zihui's eyes immediately lit up, nothing special, just cheer. I'll get you the uniform. A red jersey paired with a black short skirt uniform was presented before her eyes. The male classmates immediately got excited, shouting basketball baby, basketball baby, when Zihui was dealing with the rowdy boys one by one, while Lin Yujing examined the uniform. Just then, a voice came from beside her. You're joining the cheerleading team? Shinwan looked sideways at Lin Yujing and the uniform in her hand with displeasure. Of course, when Zihui came to ask me, and for the class's honor, I should definitely support. Shinwan cleared his throat. So joining the cheerleading team is for class honor? Are you implying I have no sense of collective honor? Do I really need to answer such an obvious question? Actually, Shinwon had been half listening to their previous conversation. He paused, then slowly said, "They need a point guard. I've never played that position. I usually play SG. I think Song Jiming is our shooting guard. Why don't you ask if he can switch positions?" After saying this, Lin Yujing realized Shinwon wouldn't ask himself. How could the social brother maintain his image if he did? As she thought about it, she suddenly smirked. She teased, "Why don't you join the cheerleading team with me? That would also show your sense of collective honor." Shinwon almost cursed at her words. "Lin Yujing, you've really gotten bold. You think I can't do anything about you, right? Well, you were the one looking all displeased at me, staring at this uniform. I thought you liked it. I do like it quite a bit." As he spoke, Shinwon grabbed the uniform. "But there are many things I like. You should wear them all for me to see." "Like hell I will." Lin Yujing leaned back and started her moral lecture. "Shinwon, do you know how annoying and outdated your thinking is? Just because your girlfriend wears a mini skirt out, other guys will see her, and you get upset." The social brother just slightly lifted his clothes, making his little wife jealous. This flirt was changing clothes in public. After Lin Yujing agreed to join the cheerleading team, when Zihui excitedly brought out the uniform, a pleated mini skirt paired with the jersey, the male classmates immediately erupted in excitement. Only Shinwon stared at the clothes with displeasure. Lin Yujing saw his expression and guessed what he was thinking. She immediately started lecturing. "Shinwon, your thinking is too outdated. Just because your girlfriend wears a mini skirt out and other guys will see her, you get upset." Shinwon didn't speak, just stared at her with deep, lingering eyes. After a few seconds, Lin Yujing froze. "Wait, what did she just say?" She hurriedly explained, "No, that's not it. I'm not saying I'm your girlfriend. I was just making an example." The more she spoke, the more confused she became, feeling her explanations were getting weaker. "Anyway, that's not what I meant." Just when Lin Yujing was extremely embarrassed, Shinwon finally spoke. "I won't be upset about what my girlfriend wears. What bothers me is that no matter what my girlfriend wears, she's cheering for other guys. And I have to watch everyone calling her girlfriend this and that." Lin Yujing's heart began beating faster. This was getting messy. She felt they couldn't continue this conversation. So she quickly stood up and made an excuse. I'm going to practice with Zigue." After 3 days of practice, the basketball tournament officially began. The girls from class 10 changed into their cheerleading uniforms. Lin Yujing wore jersey number 4. When they first walked in, the boys from class 10 in the stands erupted in passionate cheers. "Basketball baby! Basketball baby!" Class 10 starting players were warming up in matching red jerseys. Lin Yujing scanned the stands but couldn't find Shinwon. Just as she was wondering, Blonde suddenly ran over. "Come, let me formally introduce you to one of our starting players. Tada, boss Shinwon." After speaking, Blonde pointed to Shinwon, who was still wearing a white hoodie. Lin Yujing was stunned. She hadn't expected Shinwon to actually come play. Shinwon looked over at the sound. After their eyes met for 2 to 3 seconds, Shinwon stood on the court and slowly pulled at the edge of his hoodie. Lin Yujing's heart tightened. What was he doing? The next second, Shinwon raised his arms and pulled up his clothes, revealing a small section of firm abs at his waist. Screams from girls immediately erupted from the stands. Lin Yujing's mouth twitched. How could he just change clothes right here? She'd never seen anyone so brazen. She shyly looked away. Only when Shinwon took off his hoodie and called her did she turn back. "Aren't you going to ask why I came to play again?" he said while handing his just-removed clothes to Lin Yujing. Lin Yujing paused for a second before taking the clothes, her mind still replaying Shinwon's bold move. Her thoughts wandering, she absently replied, "Why?" Shinwon's lips curled into a mischievous smile, looking straight at Lin Yujing. "Because I want to see if my girlfriend will cheer for me." Lin Yujing's face instantly turned red to her ears, clutching the clothes tighter. Just as she was nervously at a loss, Wang Yiyang suddenly ran over. "Boss, put on your jersey. We need to start." Lin Yujing seized the chance to quickly run away. Shinwon silently watched the fleeing girl. Lin Yujing suddenly shivered. Why did she feel a chill down her spine? Looking back, Shinwon had already put on his jersey, also number 4. Lin Yujing suddenly felt like they were secretly wearing couple outfits in front of everyone. As the game began, Class 7 scored first. Class 7's Wei Xing excitedly high-fived his teammates. He arrogantly declared that after winning, he'd tear up Class 10's sports meat certificate and feed it to dogs. People in the stand started commenting, "Class 7 is really good. We thought that Shinwon was something special, but he seems ordinary." Of course, if he were really good, he'd already be on the school team. But Class 10's players on the court weren't affected at all. Wang Yiyang, as small forward, quickly drove the ball towards the opponent's basket when he got it. Seeing the right moment, he suddenly shouted, "Dad!" This shout of "Dad" confused everyone else, but Xinwan caught the ball steadily. He had already retreated to the three-point line, jumped with raised arms, body slightly leaning back. At that moment, time seemed to stop. Lin Yujing inexplicably felt her cheeks heat up. Xinwan's jump seemed to leap right into her heart. She's jealous. She's jealous. The social brother accepted water from other female classmates. His sister immediately became intensely jealous. Just now, Xinwan not only changed clothes in public showing his abs, but also verbally attacked Lin Yujing. "I want to see if my girlfriend will cheer for me." Lin Yujing's face immediately turned red to her ears, and she shyly turned and ran. As the basketball game began, Class 7 scored first. This immediately sparked discussion in the stands. "We thought Xinwan was so great, but he's nothing special." However, their comments were quickly proven wrong. On the court, small forward Wang Yiyang got the ball and quickly drove towards the opponent's basket. "Dad, catch!" Xinwan was already at the three-point line to receive the ball, jumping with raised arms, body slightly leaning back. As the ball left his hand, his wrist snapped forward sharply. The motion was smooth and fluid. The basketball traced a perfect arc through the air, then silently dropped through the hoop. The gymnasium fell silent for a moment, followed by girls' screams and boys' roars. "Boss is awesome. Class 10, let's go." Wei and Wang Yiyang happily ran toward Xinwan, but he turned sideways, looking in Lin Yujing's direction. Lin Yujing was standing beneath the stands next to the court, their eyes meeting across half the court. Her heartbeat grew faster and faster. Inside her body, it felt like a small flag was waving nonstop. Her smile grew uncontrollably, impossible to suppress. In the following game, Xinwan completely changed everyone's perception of basketball. His coordination with Wang Yiyang was perfect. Whenever Wang Yiyang got the ball, he would definitely pass it to Xinwan. And whenever the ball reached Xinwan's hands, he could shoot three-pointers from any angle, any distance. Although slam dunks are usually basketball's highlight, Lin Yujing felt Xinwan's three-pointers were far more thrilling. Amidst passionate screams, the first half ended. The class sports representative's face turned extremely sour, berating his teammates. Passing by, Xinwan remained exceptionally calm, neither proud nor agitated, occasionally using his hand to brush back his sweat-soaked hair, subtly revealing his defined brow bone and forehead. "He's so damn handsome. Who is he trying to seduce?" Lin Yujing looked love-struck on the sidelines. However, as soon as Xinwan sat down, only two female classmates shyly approached him. "Xinwan, you must be tired. Have some water." "I just bought it." Lin Yujing noticed and thought, just bought indeed. If only they put this much effort into studying. Unexpectedly, Xinwan accepted it and even said thank you. What? He accepted it and was so polite about it. This made the girls blush even more, and they gathered courage to slip their contact information into Xinwan's hand. Before he could refuse, they quickly ran away. Nearby, Lin Yujing, from who knows where, squeezed her water bottle until it crackled. "Hum in?" Before the game, he was all girlfriend this, girlfriend that, and now he's flirting with other girls. Xinwan noticed Lin Yujing's fierce silhouette, looking like she was about to start a fight. He nudged Wang Yiyang. "Go return the money for this water to those girls from earlier." Yellow Hair interjected. "Boss Shen, it's just water, not even worth 2 yuan. Why bother returning the money?" Xinwan said nothing, just took his school uniform jacket and stood up to leave. The Mosquito Committee member elbowed Yellow Hair. "Shut up. What do you know?" Girls are more sensitive and delicate, so she sees everything clearly. Xinwan waved his hand while walking away. "I'll be back before the game starts." Meanwhile, Lin Yujing had stormed out of the gymnasium. "What's going on? This isn't like in TV dramas and novels. Shouldn't the male lead reject water from other girls, then walk towards the girl he likes in front of everyone, with a mischievous smirk asking, 'Don't you have water? Give it to me?' But in reality, guys never reject any pretty girls." She angrily threw the water into the trash can. Men are all worthless. Suddenly, a breeze blew past, making Lin Yujing shiver. She just realized she'd rushed out without taking her jacket. She curled up from the cold. Just then, a school uniform jacket was draped over her shoulders. A very familiar scent wafted over. She didn't need to look back to know whose jacket it was. Through the collar, Xun Jun revealed half his face. Lin Yujing looked at his lips. How dare he still smile? "Are you ready? I'm going to start pursuing you now." The cool guy finally confessed, right at the school basketball game. The cool guy, with his amazing three-point shots, won continuous screams from the crowd. Lin Yujing looked at him with admiration. During halftime, admiring female classmates came to show their care. However, seeing this scene, even the usually calm Jing sister couldn't help but get angry. Men really are all worthless. They all lose their heads whenever they see pretty girls, those jerks. At that moment, a school uniform jacket was draped over her shoulders. The familiar scent immediately enveloped her. She didn't need to look back to know whose jacket it was. Through the collar, Shunwan showed half his smiling face. But Lin Yujing was still angry. She didn't want to acknowledge him at all. She raised her arms, shrugged her shoulders, and let the uniform fall. For nasty man's clothes? I don't want them. Seeing Lin Yujing's reaction, Shunwan felt quite amused and couldn't help but chuckle. This laugh made Lin Yujing even angrier. He's still laughing? What's so funny? Shunwan calmly picked up the jacket, gently offered it again. Aren't you cold? Put it on quickly. I'm not cold, Lin Yujing insisted, though shivering, still stubbornly refusing. Seeing his little wife's jealous Sundara behavior, the cool guy's face was full of affection. Your voice is trembling. You're clearly cold. None of your business. Go care for others. Shunwan's sweet smile couldn't be contained, and he laughed again. Lin Yujing was already angry, and his constant laughing made it worse. She turned her head angrily. Shin classmate, isn't that whole box of water under your chair enough? You seem pretty happy when those girls bring you water. Didn't you want a girlfriend to cheer for you? Well, now you have girlfriends all over the court. Shunwan said nothing, patiently putting the uniform on Lin Yujing's shoulders again. This time Lin Yujing didn't shake it off, just stared straight at him. As she stared, she suddenly felt embarrassed. What nonsense had she just said? Even mentioning girlfriend. How did that slip out? She tried to explain. Well, what I meant was, you can focus on the game first. Before she could finish explaining, Shunwan suddenly pulled the uniform collar forward. Actually, when he accepted the water earlier, he hadn't thought much about it. In the past, he wouldn't reject girls directly in front of everyone to avoid embarrassing them. But now it was different. He had Lin Yujing. Seeing the girl's jealous expression, he spoke slowly. I'm not confident about everything. There are some things I'm unsure about, so I needed to confirm if I was being presumptuous and if I could start preparing for the next step. Hearing this, Lin Yujing's heart trembled. Even a fool could understand what these words meant. She nervously stepped back, too shy to look up. It seemed that when facing Shunwan, she wasn't quite herself. Then, have you confirmed it? I think I have. Shunwan looked down at her, his smile harder to suppress than an AK. I've confirmed it, so now I'm going to pursue you. After successfully appeasing his little wife, they returned to the gymnasium just in time. When Zihui looked at Lin Yujing with a knowing smile, "Oh, you came back together?" Lin Yujing coughed lightly, hiding her embarrassment. Soon both classes prepared to return to the court. Class 10 kept their original lineup, but Class 7 substituted in number 13, someone called Ning Yuan. As the game resumed, the opposing team assigned 2 players to closely mark Shunwan, making it impossible for him to find shooting opportunities. The game became intense. He quickly adjusted his strategy, scanning his teammates' positions, preparing to pass the ball. However, just as he raised his hand, Ning Yuan suddenly cut in very close to him. Ning Yuan whispered in a voice only they could hear, "How's Luo Qinghe now? Should be dying soon, right?" Shunwan froze on the spot. Ning Yuan seized the chance to violently elbow Shunwan in the stomach. The basketball fell from his hands. Everyone was confused, unable to see clearly what had happened. They only saw Ning Yuan grab the ball from Shunwan's hands while Shunwan clutched his stomach in pain, barely managing to curse. Lin Yujing immediately became tense. What was going on? Did they play dirty? The almighty cool guy finally appeased his little wife. They returned to the gymnasium together. The girl still showed a shy expression. As the game resumed, Class 7, having lost in the first half, specifically assigned 2 players to mark Shunwan. The situation became tense, but unexpectedly, the newly substituted number 13, Ning Yuan, suddenly elbowed Shunwan in the stomach. No one saw clearly what happened. They only knew that after Ning Yuan stole the ball from Shunwan, Shunwan was clutching his stomach in pain. Lin Yujing immediately became nervous. They played dirty. When Wang Yiyang saw this, he became furious. ready to fight. He rushed towards Ning Yuan without hesitation. Shen Wan, still experiencing stomach spasms, shouted through the pain, "Wang Yang, don't be rash." But Wang Yang was completely enraged. He stared at Ning Yuan, ready to fight at any moment. Lin Yujing had a bad feeling, as this was the first time she'd seen Wang Yang ignore Shen Wan's words. Sure enough, the two who were close together, the next second saw the white number 13 jump to shoot, while Wang Yang fell to the ground holding his knee, shouting, "Damn it, is the referee blind?" Meanwhile, Shi Banaway quickly called a timeout and ran towards Wang Yang. Several people went to the rest area to persuade him. "Wang Yang definitely can't play now. How are you? Do we need a substitute?" Shenwan said he was fine. After calming down, he carefully recalled that he indeed didn't know Ning Yuan. But why did Ning Yuan know about Luo Qinghe? "I can still play," Wang Yang shouted through gritted teeth. "Like hell you can? Told you to be careful. But you still got close to him." Tiwei turned to Yellow Hair. "Brother, as our only substitute, it's up to you now." Just as Yellow Hair was trembling, preparing to sacrifice himself heroically, a figure walked up to them. "I'll do it." Lin Yujing removed her loose hair tie, bit it between her teeth, and retied her hair. Chi Wei's jaw dropped in surprise. Jean, you can play basketball? Are you sure? But you're a girl. What's wrong with being a girl? This is basketball, not men's basketball. Besides, do you have any other options? And you might not have noticed, but I'm quite angry right now. I've always had quite a temper. Chi Wei couldn't tell what she meant, but Shen Wan smiled beside her. Wang Yang immediately understood and handed over his wristband. He offered it with both hands. "Here, take it." Lin Yujing was about to take it somewhat reluctantly when Shen Wan snatched it away. He wouldn't let his little wife wear another man's things. After a while, they returned to the court. Shenwan gave number 4 jersey to Lin Yujing and took number 3 himself, because someone liked Allen Iverson, who also wore number 3. People in the stands started laughing when they saw Lin Yujing enter. How desperate are they to put a girl in? Girls can't play basketball. Just forfeit if you're out of players. When Zihui immediately fired back angrily. "Why can guys gossip but girls can't play basketball?" Class 7 sports representative didn't take Lin Yujing seriously either, dribbling while mocking. "No substitutes left? Want to borrow one of ours?" The next second, Lin Yujing swooshed past his shoulder. The sports rep froze for half a second. His hands were empty. Lin Yujing had the ball. She whispered, "Watch the ball, not me." Before he could process how she'd stolen the ball, Lin Yujing was already dribbling fast on the counterattack. She grew up hanging out with Liu Jiaheng and Cheng Yi, playing different things from other girls since childhood. She played everything the boys played, including basketball. Though she wasn't good at first, being short and lacking strength. She often got crushed so badly her mother wouldn't recognize her, but she was stubborn. Defeated repeatedly, she kept fighting back. Through those defeats, she developed her own offensive style. Since she couldn't match height and strength, she used technique and speed. Now Ning Yuan was focused on the girl before him, trying to predict which way Lin Yujing would attack, or if it was a fake. The next second, Lin Yujing leaned left. Ning Yuan followed left without thinking, but Lin Yujing skillfully switched the ball to the right, getting past Ning Yuan. By then, Shenwan had moved to the three-point line, and everyone understood Lin Yujing's intention. Ning Yuan caught up and blocked between them. "I won't let you pass." But unexpectedly, Lin Yujing took a step back. Her whole body suddenly jumped, her light frame flying into the air. Then her hand pressed down in the air, forcefully pulling forward. Time seemed to stop at that moment. Everyone held their breath, watching the only moving basketball. With a clang, the ball went in at a tricky angle. The quiet gymnasium suddenly erupted with screams and cheers. "Jingying, awesome! Class 10, rise up!" Lin Yujing turned to look at Shen Wan, her ponytail drawing a beautiful arc in the air. Shen Wan lifted his chin slightly, eyes full of affection, with a faint smile curling at his lips. Oh no, my boyfriend's being bullied." Sister Jing immediately couldn't sit still, tied up her hair, and went to fight. "You might not notice, but I'm very angry now." Under the opponent's disdainful mockery, Lin Yujing responded with a series of skilled steals, dribbles, and fake moves, combined with precise jump shots to counterattack. The opponents were completely confused. No one expected a girl could play at this level. Class 10's people were ecstatic, while Class 7's formation fell into disarray. Looking at the 38-47 score, trailing by 9 points. "This won't work." Class 7's number 13 quickly called a timeout. Lin Yujing playfully walked over. With a smiling face, she looked at Ning Yu. "Let's make a bet." "Bet what?" "If you win, It's up to you. If you lose. Lin Yujing smirked and paused. If you lose. The whole team has to run 10 laps around the court naked, then slap yourselves twice in front of everyone. Then pointing at Wang Yang behind her, and you specifically need to add one more thing. Call our great limping rich small forward daddy to. Ning Yuan looked at Shi Jian beside him with disdain, mocking, "What's wrong with your class? A bunch of guys standing here letting a girl make bets with me." But Xinwan wasn't buying it. He glanced silently, then slowly walked to Lin Yujing's side and put his hand on her shoulder. With a very smug expression, he said, "In our class, girls are in charge. We all listen to our queen." Back in the rest area, they started analyzing tactics. Lin Yujing said seriously, "Later, they'll definitely assign someone to guard me. With just one person guarding you, they probably can't stop you, right? That depends on who it is." Lin Yujing was very surprised. Who? Who could guard you? You. Just standing there would be enough to stop me. Shin Jun's sudden flirtation caught Lin Yujing off guard, almost choking on her water. The sports committee member immediately started gossiping with yellow hair. Did we miss something? 2 hours ago, Boss Shin wasn't this openly flirtatious. Why don't you ask what happened when he chased after her during the break? During halftime break, what did he do chasing after her? Lin Yujing coughed awkwardly twice. Let's get ready to play. Forget about everything else. Xinwan nodded obediently. Then they both walked onto the court. You made such a big bet. What if we lose? Lin Yujing replied without thinking. We'll cheat, of course. What's wrong with a girl cheating? Why play fair with these thugs who can't tell if they're playing basketball or fighting? Xinwan was first stunned by her matter-of-fact attitude. Then he smiled and said, "Let's not. Your cheating is like acting cute. Who are you trying to seduce in front of me? This guy just confessed, and he's already throwing flirts one after another without any hesitation. Hey, classmate Shin, we're still just pure desk mates. Watch what you're saying. What's going on?" Xinwan mischievously ruffled her hair. "All right, your desk mate will help you win." Lin Yujing perfunctorily responded. Wow. Lord Jun is amazing. Lord Jun can do anything." Shun Jun paused, then joined his index and middle fingers. He lifted his fingertips to tap his eyebrow, then raised them up, confirming that Lord Jun was omnipotent. Under the lights, the young man in bright red jersey stood tall, his smile full of confidence. Lin Yujing admitted that at this moment, she was truly captivated by Xinwan. With a whistle blow, the game resumed. As expected, they assigned someone to guard Lin Yujing. This way, one person couldn't possibly stop Xinwan. He fully lived up to his nickname as Ba Zhong's Jordan and Class 10's Mitsui. Those three-pointers seemed to have eyes, crossing the court from various angles to intimately meet the basket. In the last few minutes, Xinwan made 3 consecutive three-pointers. The final score was fixed at 41-59. Game over. Class 10 won. Class 10's people excitedly jumped and hugged each other. But Lin Yujing noticed something about Shun Jun in the crowd. He seemed unhappy. Actually, Shin Jun had been holding back. Until now, when the game ended, he quickly walked to Ning Yuan's side. He asked bluntly, "You know me? You're famous. Who doesn't know you? What's your relationship with Nye Xinghe?" "Oh, you can even remember his name. That's quite something. I don't care who you are, who you know, or what you know. You only have 2 choices now." Xinwan's face gradually darkened. Either apologize to Wang Yang now, or I'll return the favor and make you end up like him. The almighty tough guy is actually playing along with his little wife's act. With just one look from his little wife, he started whimpering. He immediately held his stomach and sighed. Right after Class 10 won the basketball game, Xinwan went to confront Ning Yuan. First to ask about his relationship with Nye Xinghe, second to demand an apology to Wang Yang. Unexpectedly, Ning Yuan not only refused but sneered sarcastically and asked Xinwan, "Are you threatening me? Aren't you afraid of dreaming about Luo Xinghe tonight?" Xinwan's pupils suddenly contracted. Before Ning Yuan could finish speaking, Xinwan grabbed his collar. Instantly, a chill spread through the surroundings. At this moment, Lin Yujing suddenly pointed at Ning Yuan and shouted, "Teacher Liu, Ning Yuan wants to apologize to us. He said he feels very guilty about hitting Wang Yang and Xinwan." Her voice was so loud it carried across half the basketball court, immediately attracting the attention of others and teachers. Seeing his little wife's act, the coldness on Xinwan's face gradually faded, replaced by a smile. Class 7's homeroom teacher came over with Lu Fujiang, asking seriously what happened. Just as Ning Yuan was about to speak, Lin Yujing jumped in first, saying pitifully, "Ning Yuan just apologized to Shun. He admitted to his shameless act of hitting people. He's full of remorse." He said he wants to bow an apology and voluntarily run 10 laps around the gym naked as punishment. Lu Fujiang was stunned. That's quite extreme. Running naked for 10 laps? Ning Yuan, equally stunned, quickly waved his hands. No, that's not. He was about to explain. At this time, Class 7 Su Jie came running over aggressively. Seeing several people surrounding Ning Yuan, he thought Ning Yuan was being bullied. Lin Yujing saw this and secretly rejoiced. Since he delivered himself to their doorstep, they might as well take care of them all at once. Su Jie, are you with Ning Yuan? Su Jie was a simple-minded, immature teenager who valued loyalty above all. Hearing Lin Yujing's words, without thinking, he proudly stepped in front of Ning Yuan. Teacher, look, they've admitted it. They organized and deliberately bullied our classmates. She started sobbing. Our classmate Wang Yang's knee is so bad he can't walk, and even Shun Wan immediately caught on, putting one hand on Lin Yujing's shoulder while clutching his stomach with the other, bending over. He said in a muffled voice, "My stomach doesn't feel well. I thought it would get better after the game, but it's getting worse." This series of actions left Su Jie completely confused, his mind still trying to catch up. Lu Fujiang suddenly shouted, "Using any means to win, injuring classmates. This is extremely serious. Teacher Jiang, how should we handle this?" Finally understanding, Su Jie instinctively started explaining. "Teacher, it wasn't me. I really didn't hit anyone. I was just watching." Lin Yujing's lips curled into a slight smile as she quickly cut in. "Teacher Jiang, it was indeed Ning Yuan who did it. He just admitted to us that he acted on impulse and now deeply regrets it. He wants to apologize to our classmates in front of everyone." Teacher Jiang had always favored students with good grades. He had previously regretted that Lin Yujing wasn't in his class. Looking at Xinhuan, the top student in their grade, who was now wincing in pain, he turned and shouted at Su Jie and Ning Yuan, "Both of you, bow and apologize to Class 10, then run 10 laps around the track." Suddenly, Xinhuan's stomach pain disappeared and Lin Yujing's distress vanished. The two high-fived triumphantly. After everything was over, they waved goodbye at the entrance. Lin Yujing was almost at the dormitory building, but someone was still following her. So, she couldn't help but ask, "Aren't you going home today?" "I am, but I'll walk you back first. It's just a short distance, we're almost there, but I want to spend more time with you." Lin Yujing's body suddenly stiffened, her heart starting to race again. Is this how all school bullies chase girls? Being so cool and domineering? Can't you have some dignity? Lin Yujing walked forward mechanically, her mind already starting to write a novel. But Xinhuan's voice pulled her back to reality. "Lin Yujing, let me ask you, what did you hear when I was talking to Ning Yuan?" "Well, I heard a bit of this and that. You guys were talking messily. I couldn't really understand." Actually, she had heard everything. She was right there at the time. Seeing Xinhuan about to slam Ning Yuan against the wall, that's why she interrupted. Xinhuan's lips were tightly drawn as he silently watched Lin Yujing. Lin Yujing felt uneasy under his gaze. Why isn't he speaking? He's not planning to silence me, is he? Unexpectedly, Xinhuan suddenly laughed. His laughter floated in the night air, somewhat deep. "You've met one of those he's before. The one you thought I nearly beat to death." Lin Yujing thought for 2 seconds and remembered that the thin, small teenager whom Shun wanted grabbed by the collar and slammed against the wall. "He's your comatose desk mate." Xinhuan hummed in agreement and added, "He's my uncle's apprentice." Lin Yujing quickly organized the known information in her mind. Xinhuan had mentioned before that the tattoo studio belonged to his uncle. Where was his uncle now? And that he was his uncle's apprentice. The two should be quite familiar, yet they're now enemies. Could it be because of Xinhuan's uncle? And what Ning Yuan said, "Aren't you afraid of dreaming about Luo Qinghe?" Though she didn't hear what came after, really. Why did it make Xinhuan seem like the villain? But his expression was clearly so sad. No, what could Xinhuan have done? It's impossible. My desk mate even remembers to do homework when he goes out fighting. When he sees my rice ball fall, he buys me a new one. Xinhuan is so gentle, he wouldn't even hurt an ant. It's impossible. She cleared her throat, changing the subject. "Is this like your school bully history? The secret life of a school bully?" Xinhuan's expression gradually relaxed as he slightly raised an eyebrow. "I guess so. Then I won't ask anymore." In TV dramas, those who learn the boss's secrets usually don't last 3 episodes. Hearing this, Xinhuan leaned closer. The young man's smile was natural, yet somewhat predatory. "How about we make an exchange then? You offer something as collateral in exchange for my secret,